Alrighty, everyone, and welcome to part 1 of our new series. This is Pokemon Black 2, which is also a randomizer Nuzlocke, which means that this is going to be one wild ride. So please remember to like and subscribe so you know when we post new videos, and we hope you enjoy this new series.
Yes, that's right, Obama, and I'll be the one playing as well, and we cut out the first part when we name our character and all that shit, because we've done that like a billion times now, but we do have some announcements to give whilst the intro is playing.
Yeah, welcome to the new series, everyone. And first off, we have to state, as per the new YouTube guidelines, that the voices you're all hearing are not the real presidents. We're voices generated by AI, but that was probably obvious to all of you anyway, but it's something we have to mention going forward now. And also, this is going to be our first Nuzlocke too, so we have the rules written down here, boys.
Yeah, so since this is a Nuzlocke, we're going with the basic rules of catching the first Pokemon we find in each route. And if they die, then we have to put them in the PC and release them, because that'll be even more brutal.
Yep, and we also have to name every Pokemon we catch too, Obama, because apparently it makes us form a stronger bond with them, but I'm not a freak and have no attachments to a bunch of colored polygons. Thank you very much.
We'll see about that, Donald, and also on top of all of that, this is a randomized version of Pokemon Black 2, which means we have no idea what Pokemon will be in the grass or what Pokemon trainers will have. For example, youngster Joey could end up having an Arceus for all we know.
Youngster Joey can go to hell if he shows up with Arceus Joe. I'm the only one who's allowed to use that Pokemon. Thank you very much. I mean, it's literally our channel mascot too.
Well, Donald, you never know. We might end up being able to choose Arceus as one of our starter Pokemon, since this is all randomized. But first, this is Hugh, our rival in this game, and I think he's one of the better rivals in the series.
Yeah, he definitely is, Obama. He's a no-nonsense, straight-to-the-point kind of guy, and that's what we like around here. Unlike all of that crap that Bianca kept crying about in the first games.
Oh yeah, one more thing I have to add to our announcements, boys, is we'll probably make small cuts here and there in the game at points where things tend to drag out a lot for the sake of time. We created a poll recently in which we asked everyone if they wanted the game kept at normal speed or if they wouldn't mind it sped up, but the majority said to keep it at normal speed.
Yeah, obviously we won't cut out important parts of the game, but for the sake of getting content out to you on time, we're going to be doing it this way since it's the best way to keep everyone happy. But that all aside, boys, I think it's time to see what the starter Pokemon are going to be.
Okay, this decision here could literally make or break this entire playthrough, Donald, so don't fuck it up.
Oh, wow, so the first Pokemon is a Mawile. That's a pretty neat Pokemon.
And the others are Skitty and Voltorb, boys. I guess it could be worse. I don't really think any of these are bad, to be honest, so just pick anything, Donald.
Okay, I think I'll pick Skitty, then Joe, only because Delcatty is a Pokemon we've never used before, and all we need is a Moonstone to evolve it. Although, what if the evolutions are also randomized?
If they're randomized, Donald, then we could be in bigger trouble, because I wouldn't want to go from a Skitty to a Magikarp. That would not end well for us.
I guess that's something we'll just have to find out on the way, Obama. But anyway, I choose Skitty, and I also have the absolute perfect nickname for it. Hehehehe.
Donald, you moron, seriously. You want to name Skitty after my wife, of all things.
To be fair to Donald, though, Obama, we did name Sylveon after Melania in Pokemon X, and why remember, and she turned out to be a great member of our team.
Joe, are you seriously comparing Sylveon to a Skitty? I would rather Michelle be named after Sylveon any day than a stupid Skitty, which will also be the first Pokemon in this playthrough to just die.
Hey, listen here, Obama. Leave my Skitty alone, thank you very much. You meanie bo beanie. This Skitty will become the champion of the Pokemon League for sure, and I will make sure it will never ever die.
I thought you wouldn't like Skitty, Donald, because it's pink. You had a whole rant about that when we got Sylveon in our Pokemon X and Y playthrough, remember?
Joe, I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about, bro. And now look, Hugh here wants to battle me, which means I'll show you both how good my little Skitty is.
The real question is, what Pokemon did he choose, Donald?
Ah, the noob picked Voltorb of all Pokemon, boys. Although actually this thing could end the playthrough right here if it uses Explosion or Self-Destruct.
It won't have those moves at this level, Donald. But yeah, eventually that could end up being a problem for us. Whenever we battle him going forward, we should send out a Pokemon we don't care about much.
Joe, I'm sorry, but I'm totally against using one of our Pokemon as a sacrifice based on a hunch that Voltorb will ever use Explosion or Self-Destruct.
All right, Well, when you have a better idea on how we should deal with this thing, Obama, then please let me know, because right now, that's our best plan. There is no other option.
Yes, there is, Joe, and it's called outspeeding Voltorb and one-shotting it. This thing has shit defenses, so that'll be easy for us to do, Joe.
Check it out, my boys. I just beat Hugh in the first battle of this game. And my little skitty got to level 6 as well. This just shows how good this thing will end up being, and I'm even more excited to find a moonstone now, too.
Yeah, all right, Donald, it did well in the first battle, which doesn't mean anything, you know? Joe's right, we have to play this series really safe. Otherwise, we might get wiped out right before the first gym.
All right, Bianca just showed us how the Pokemon Center and Pokemart works. So we skipped all that basic shit since we're Pokemon pros and just want to go catch our first Pokemon.
And finally, our mom gave us the running shoes, too, which shouldn't have even been an item at this point in the series, I swear. But regardless, at least we can move faster now. I just want to get to the first route as soon as possible so we can get our first Pokemon.
Yeah, I really am on the edge of my seat, Donald, just waiting to see what Pokemon we could encounter out of the 721 in this game.
All right, now Bianca said it's time to go listen to her lecture on how to catch Pokemon. Not like we haven't been doing that for the last 5 series we've done, but anyway, here we go, I guess.
Yeah, we don't need to see all this for like the billionth time, Donald. So cut it out in the edit, will you please?
Joe, I've noticed you've become super comfortable bossing me about when it comes to editing and all that. And it's become so much now that some of our viewers have actually started a hashtag justice for Donald Movement LMAO.
Donald, we can talk about that later, because check it out. The first Pokemon we have encountered is a goddamn Cloyster. And I think this is one great Pokemon for us to use.
Yeah, it's only level 2, so we'll have to do some training on the side. Otherwise, we'll be here all day recording and not get any content out. But either way, this is a great Pokemon for us to start off this Nuzlocke on.
Yeah, caught it on like the 3rd Pokeball, which was a joke, to be honest. That took way longer than it should have, boys. But anyway, I have the perfect name for it.
You should name it something really cute and sweet, Donald, so we can form more of an attachment with them. And then if they die, we'll have real emotion for these colored polygons, as you put it.
You can see what I named it later, Joe, when we use it in battle. But first, look who it is, boys. Alder, the Unova champion. Oh, sorry, I mean the ex-Unova champion is here, just base jumping off cliffs, apparently.
Well, you did destroy him in the first Black and White games, Donald. So I guess base jumping has become his new hobby, since he's not worthy of the champion title anymore.
Something I would have liked to see in the anime is Iris battling Alder and the Elite Four for the title of champion. But they just went and skipped through all of that for some reason. And we didn't even get to see Benga, his grandkid, either.
Yeah, that was a shame, Donald. All we got to see was Iris battling Cynthia and Ash and getting destroyed. She was kind of useless, to be honest.
Okay, guys, looks like I have to go find Hugh since we've got 2 town maps, and apparently that's a sin in this game. So anyway, whilst I go do this, for the question of this video and new series, please comment down below and tell us which ghost-type Pokemon is your favorite and why.
I guarantee Gengar will probably be the most popular comment to that question, Donald, but anyway, it's a good one. And hey, look, the first trainer has a Sigilif, boys.
Yeah, and it's about to meet its maker, Obama, when it feels the wrath of my mighty little skitty. Oh, isn't it so cute, boys? I'm just in love with it so much.
Okay, I'm starting to miss the angry, shouty, rage-fueled Donald Obama. But thanks to this skitty, he's turned into a big softy.
Oh, hell yeah, and my beautiful little skitty just took out the 2nd Pokemon of this game. It's even stronger than a Sigilif. Guys, I am just one happy bunny for sure.
Yeah, I don't think Donald is going to be able to live if that skitty ever dies, Joe. He said he wasn't going to get attached, but look at him. He's just given his heart to Skitty.
All right, watch this now, boys. My skitty is going to take on dragons now and slay them all. This Drudagon isn't going to stand a chance here.
Since this is a dragon type, Donald, I think you should use Cloyster instead, since it's part ice type and we need it to gain some levels anyway. It's only level 2, remember?
You may have a point, Joe, but look how much damage my skitty just did to it with a basic tackle attack. It almost took Drudagon down to half health.
I think you got very lucky in this battle, to be honest, Donald, because at this level, that Drudagon is only using Leer, which means this battle is more of a slaughter for the opponent.
All right, fine, I'll switch out to Cloyster, just for the sake of getting it up some levels. But since we're battling this dragon type, I bet we'll get more EXP than a normal Pokemon, which is a bonus for us, if anything.
Donald, are you as stupid as me? You named our Cloyster Spiv with a V instead of Spiky with a Y.
OMG, holy hell, you're right, Joe. How could I be that stupid? I'm turning into you. Help!
That's what's called the Joe Biden effect, Donald. And what a great effect it is. You can now become my bosom buddy instead of Obama.
Come up with another name for your friendship with the human whale Lord Joe, because that one has been taken by me, thank you very much.
Actually, you can't copyright words Obama. Who do you think you are? The fine bros.
Hey, I just found a dark gem, boys, which means all the items around here are also randomized. What if I find like a bunch of master balls and rare candies just dotted around everywhere?
What I think you actually found is the next member of our team, Donald. This piece of shit, Gloom, holy hell.
Hey, Joe Gloom may be trash, but Vileplume is a pretty cool Pokemon for us to use. And just for insulting it, I have the perfect nickname for this thing, too.
Okay, sorry about that, everyone. We had a slight recording issue halfway through the battle with Gloom, but we caught it anyway. And now Donald is about to name it something.
Donald, are you seriously naming it Jill? Why the fuck would you do that, man? This thing is absolutely not a Jill. I told you I hate Gloom and you went and did that.
Think of it as payback for naming Melania after Sylvian too, Joe. Now I'm even with both of you. We have Michelle the Skitty and Jill the Gloom.
Donald, we actually named you after a really good Pokemon, but you go and do this to us? I hope to God we find such a shit Pokemon like a Seedot or something so Joe and I can name Melania after that now too.
Well, Obama, you both might have a change of heart because we're battling our rival for the second time now already, and the noob still only has a Voltorb, and it's only level 8. This guy will never beat us.
Donald, your Skitty is only level 9, you know, so it's not that much of a difference, and this guy might have some stronger moves now as well, so then what will you do?
I believe in my Skitty, Joe, more than Hugh believes in his Voltorb, and that's all you need to win Pokemon battles.
Okay, but you gotta be careful, Donald, because every time Voltorb uses charge, its special attack goes up, and then he could end us in like one move, and I'd prefer a Pokemon named after my wife to not die, you know?
Holy smokes, Donald, that sonic boom was so close to killing Michelle. You got so lucky there, man. Imagine one of our Pokemon already dying on the first episode of this series.
Joe, that would never happen ever. None of my Pokemon are gonna die on this playthrough, especially on this first episode too, bro.
Donald, I think you just went and jinxed yourself by saying that. But I gotta say, I would not care one bit if any of the Pokemon we currently have die because they're all trash. And also good luck finding a Moonstone if all the items are random too.
Yeah, and now it seems these two farmer people have lost one of their herdier Pokemon, and we have to go find it, but they already have one herdier next to them, and I bet it has a great sense of smell. So why do we have to do all the work?
Joe, I hope to God your role in this new playthrough isn't going to be pointing out flaws in the story, because if that's the case, then I will bitch slap you so hard, man.
Before you do that, Donald, check out who we just found. It's Lumiere's non-shiny cousin. You better catch this thing, bro.
Oh, fuck yes, boys. This is just amazing. Out of all the Pokemon we have so far, this one even surpasses my Skitty, I must say. And I think I'll name it Lumiere as well after our other one because I was actually really attached to that guy.
As much as I love this guy, Donald, we now have the same situation with Skitty in which, how the hell are we going to find a Dusk Stone to evolve this into Chandelure?
Well, Joe, I'm sure one of the shops somewhere will sell us one. And actually, we might be able to get a Moonstone that way too. Unless all the items in the shop have been randomized, because then we'll be in really big trouble.
That might be your saving grace, Donald, because the items in the shop aren't actually randomized. So let's hope your bet plays off. Either that, or you get Lampent killed along with Skitty.
Obama and Joe, you both got to stop sending those negative vibes out into the universe, man. Every time you do that increases the chance of this playthrough having an abrupt end. You know.
All right, well done on catching Lampent, Donald. That guy is going to be super useful since we now actually have a water type and fire type as well as ghost too. So this team is turning out to be pretty good, you know?
See, Joe, you just got to trust the process. And look, I found the Team Plasma Miscreant who went and stole those poor farmers' herdier. My question, though, is why doesn't the herdier not use Hyper Beam or just attack the grunt? It's not like he could do anything back, is it?
Okay, so I see how it is, Donald. Only you're allowed to point out flaws in the game, but if I do it, then it's annoying. How the hell does that work?
Because, Joe, I'm the one playing, and it's my game, so I can do what I want. And since I'm still editing all this, I'm allowed to boss you about.
Donald, if you're not careful, I swear to God, I'll start a revolution in the comments section again, and I will turn all our viewers against you. The hashtag Justice for Joe movement will live on forever in everyone's hearts.
Well, not that I really need one, but I'd love a hashtag justice for Obama movement, maybe everyone. But in other news, here we are with Alder again, and apparently he wants your help with something, Donald.
Oh, great. Looks like he wants me to help train these two little kids Obama. I seriously haven't got time for this shit, and I have a gym battle to win, but anyway, here we are, I guess.
Actually, Donald, I think this battle is meant to be teaching the noob players about type matchups, but since this is a randomizer, it won't really apply to us, will it?
Judging by the fact that I'm battling Amuna Joe, what do you think, you moron? Anyway, I'm about to send these kids crying back to their mommies.
And here comes Jill again, everyone. I think we will need a grass stone to evolve this too, Donald. I must say, you seriously have made life difficult for yourself, haven't you? By picking 3 Pokémon that all require stones to evolve, and I even think Cloyster needs an item as well.
I don't think Cloyster can actually evolve Obama, but either way, you're still right. The other Pokemon in our party all need items, which means I take back my statement about how good this team you have is, Donald.
I can't believe I'm saying this, Joe, but I'm starting to agree with you after hearing what Obama said. How the hell did we seriously manage to get an entire party of Pokemon which requires items to evolve?
Well, it's part of the fun of doing a Nuzlocke Randomiser, isn't it, Donald? One moment you might find a piece of shit Skitty, and in the next moment we might end up finding a Victini or some other legendary Pokemon. Who knows what we'll encounter next?
Boys, I just realized something. All the names of the trainers we have to battle are also random too, which is pretty funny, because the kid we just battled was apparently a female swimmer.
Joe, if you're gonna make a comment, then please make it something worthwhile to say. Otherwise, keep your trap shut, dude. And look, boys, I made my way back to Aspertia City after dealing with Alder, and now we're finally gonna take on the first gym in the first episode.
Yeah, I can't believe we're battling the first gym in the first episode, Donald. That's pretty crazy, to be honest, and for some reason this is making me super anxious. Like, what if Sharon has some super OP Pokemon and just wrecks our entire team?
Here we go with the negative vibes again, Obama. Keep your anxiety to yourself, please. I mean, look at me. I'm the one actually battling these fools. And if it was Joe, then I'd understand the anxiety because he'd start screaming at the sight of a Pokemon he wasn't expecting.
I totally would do that, Donald, because this is meant to be a normal type gym. But instead we're here battling a psychic type, being this Gothita, which is trash anyway.
Well, I was expecting the levels to be a little higher than just 9, to be honest, Joe. So, yeah, this thing is gonna just die. And I never liked the Gothita line to begin with. I wonder if there's anyone who actually used one of these and vouches for it.
Okay, well, I bet this next Pokemon will pique your interest a little more, Joe, because it's a goddamn Rampardos. This thing could end up being super scary if we're not careful, Donald.
Not really Obama, because I have Aurora Beam, and that move will destroy this thing like it's a little bug. Plus, it's also level 9, too, which isn't even possible to get. I don't think so. This kid is clearly hacking boys.
I second that, Donald. This kid is definitely a hacker since has a Rampardos at this level. There is just no way this should be possible, even for a randomizer.
Joe, that's exactly why it is possible, you idiot.
Alrighty, boys, that's Rampardos down, and it didn't even have any attacking moves at this point, which made this battle even easier.
Okay, that's that trainer dealt with, Donald, but we still have this girl to deal with. This gym is super annoying because they force us to battle the trainers in here, but in every other one, we can sometimes avoid them.
Well, this is just the first gym, Joe, and it's again to teach the noob players more about battling, but since we're pros at Pokemon now, all of this would of course be tedious.
And this trainer is leading off with a Mothim of all things, Donald, so this battle should be a cakewalk for you. This bug-type Pokemon is one I've never used either, and I mean, just look at how dumb it looks.
Hey, I was about to suggest that you switch out to Skitty Donald since Jill has such a shit set of moves right now. I mean, the best move we could get for it is probably Razor Leaf, to be honest, but I doubt we could until it evolves.
Look at how good this Skitty is, though, Obama. Michelle just got a critical hit, and it almost one-shot Mothim, too. If it was a few levels higher, then we'd have Slade in here.
Holy fucking hell, Donald. The next Pokemon this person is about to send out is Deoxys of all things.
Holy smokes, I did not see this coming, boys. Depending on what moves this thing has, means it could be the end of us.
Well, we have Lampin here, Donald, and I see you did some training with it too, so that was a good idea.
I did some training with it, Joe, because Lumiere was so low-leveled, and other than Skitty, it's going to be our MVP, especially when I find that damn Duskstone. But I realized that we have Ghost-type moves, which are super effective against Deoxys.
Okay, wow, you just one-shot Deoxys, but couldn't do that to a Mutham. How does that work?
Motham is clearly the real legendary Joe instead of Deoxys, but saying that Donald, if that Deoxys was like level 50 plus, then we'd have probably been in bigger trouble. I'd rather deal with it now than later, you know.
Well, GG to that punk, and now it's time to battle Charon for our first gym badge, and I hope to God this guy doesn't end this series here.
To make you feel better, Donald, just because he's a gym leader doesn't necessarily mean that Charon will have a team of super strong Pokemon, you know? I mean, he could end up having like a Bidoof or a Magikarp.
All right, this game is trolling now, boys. Charon's name is now Jill, apparently.
LMFAO. And apparently Jill is a servant Joe. What are the actual chances of that name coming up out of every single name in the universe? That has actually made my day.
Well, what'll make my day is you destroying this imposter Jill person Donald and his stupid little monk.
Joe Infernape is the best monk ever. It's a shame that it's not on our team, but since it's only level 11, we should be fine.
Yeah, and I'm going to use Michelle to take it out Obama. Because as much as I'd like to go Jill versus Jill, that Infernape would probably take our Gloom out with a fire-type move.
That Infernape is stronger than basically all the members of our team, though, Donald. And to be honest, I don't think Obama would particularly care if your Skitty got taken out anyway.
Joe's right, Donald. I would actually prefer Skitty to just go now, and anyway, there's no way a Skitty is going to beat an Infernape, even if it is only level 11. I take back my previous statement.
Obama, you may be right, actually, so I'm going to switch out to our Cloyster, but I can't believe we don't have any water-type moves on it. The only decent move it has is Aurora Beam, but Supersonic could also be useful too, actually.
Supersonic never works for the player, Donald. It always causes the opponent to get confused for like one turn, but if the opponent uses it, we get stuck in an infinite confusion.
And what's your game plan now, Donald? Because this Infernape has almost taken out 2 of our members, and Charon still has another Pokemon, which could be another legendary for all we know.
Well, we have Lumiere Obama, and it's part fire type 2, which means Ember won't do much to us, and I can use the new move I just taught it, being Nightshade. This guy's is almost dead anyway.
It's going to take more than one Nightshade to beat this guy, Donald. I suggest you go train Cloyster up later and make it learn some water-type moves. The next gym is literally in the next town, too, you know.
Oh, for God's sake, he went and used a potion right at the last minute. I have a feeling we'll have to deal with this a lot in this playthrough.
Yeah, but surprisingly, he's still confused Donald, and anyway, you did more damage this time, so one more Nightshade should do the trick, and then we only have one Pokemon left.
All right, thanks for the pep talk, Obama. Infernape is down, so let's see what his last Pokemon is.
Yeah, this is definitely a legendary, isn't it, Obama? You thought Charon would have some super amazing Pokemon for his last one, but all it is a fucking Caterpie.
Yeah, not gonna lie, but I think that last girl we battled in here should be the gym leader instead of Charon. Or actually, I should say Jill here, LMAO.
Alrighty, well done, Donald. You beat the first gym leader without any of our Pokemon dying, surprisingly, but regardless, good stuff. And now we can leave this town and our mom forever and head to Burbank City.
Obama, there was nothing surprising about that battle, bro. I envisioned the strategy in my mind before this battle even began, and I knew what the outcome would be, and I was right.
Yeah, Donald. In other words, you just winged it and hoped for the best as usual.
Well, I think this would be the perfect time to end this first episode of our series, boys. So thank you so much for watching, everyone, and please remember to like and subscribe, and if you want to help support the channel, then consider becoming a member.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. This first episode was super fun to make, and I also want to say a quick thank you to Jazz Soul 91 for being a member and helping to support our work.
Yeah, thank you so much to them. And in the next episode, we shall be heading towards Burbank City, where our second gym battle will take place. So see you all in the next one. Alrighty, boys and girls, here we are in part 2 of our Pokemon Black and White 2 Nuzlocke Randomiser, and Donald, what the hell, man? You cut my intro off with this battle, you moron.
Listen here, bucko, we haven't got time for your long-ass intros, and this episode is already starting off with a battle against a fucking Regigigas of all things holy hell.
Donald, I don't care if you're battling Mega Mewtwo. I have to do my intros, too, you know. Introduce all our viewers to the episode and thank them for all the love and comments in part 1.
OMG, I'll do it for you in half the time then. Hey everyone, welcome to part 2, blah, blah, blah. You all know the drill, hit that like and subscribe button. And oh yeah, we're voices created with AI. We are not the real presidents, blah, blah, blah. There, Obama, I even added in the disclaimer too.
Okay, wow, I am actually speechless now, Donald. You went and butchered my sacred intros and now made me look like a fool.
Obama, if you haven't noticed, your wife is about to get stepped on by a Regigigas, and we're not even 2 minutes into this episode. I have other things to worry about right now other than your dumb intros, my guy.
Okay, Donald, calm down. You deal with this Titan, whilst I say thank you again to all our viewers for the support in the first episode. It's been our best episode of the channel so far, and we're so glad you all enjoyed it. We can't wait to make more episodes for you, so please stick around.
This is seriously going to be one hellish playthrough if I have to keep dealing with legendaries like this, though, boys. In the first episode, we had a Deoxys to deal with, and now this.
Once again, Donald, this is all part of the fun when doing a Nuzlocke Randomiser. And anyway, that Regigigas was only level 11, plus it has slow start, so it's not like it was a big threat.
Still pretty crazy that the first battle we do in episode 2 is a legendary, though. Obama. Imagine when we get to like the 8th gym and then the Elite Four.
Knowing my luck, the entire Elite Four and Champion battles will have Pokémon from the first routes in the game, and only the trainers here will actually have Pokémon that's somewhat difficult to deal with, El Mao.
Well, look, Donald, this trainer has a normal Pokemon that we'd usually encounter, but then who knows? The next battle we do might be against a Landorus or something.
I just want to point out that my little Skitty is slaying everything that comes in its path, Obama. You should be honored that I named it Michelle, but as a viewer pointed out, it would have been funnier if it was a male.
Look, it's learning double slap right now, Donald, which is something I'd love to give you right now, you moron.
Hey, Donald, instead of winding Obama up, why don't you instead ask our viewers another question? In the last episode, you asked them all what their favorite ghost-type Pokemon is, and we received so many responses.
Yeah, listen to the old fossil Donald. At least the words coming out of his mouth sound sane, unlike you.
Most of the things I say sound pretty sane, though, Obama. Especially when it comes to Pokemon.
Oh, for God's sake. Obama, you jinxed me just now. You absolute dumbass. This little child who's probably like 4 years old has a fucking Landorus now. We aren't 5 minutes into this episode, and that's already 2 legendaries I've had to deal with.
Donald, you keep complaining, but this one is even lower leveled than Regigigas was. And anyway, I doubt Landorus has any good moves at level 9. I mean, you one-shot Deoxys too, so who knows? You might do the same here.
I just want to say, it's good to see Landorus, though, boys. It's a legendary I don't see used much, and that goes for its brothers, too. I think their designs are also really cool.
Okay, well, since this episode is full of legendaries already, my question to all our dear viewers is, what is your favorite legendary Pokemon or mythical Pokemon, and why? Maybe it has something to do with the backstory of the legendary or mythical Pokemon, or maybe you just think it looks cool. Either way, please leave a comment down below.
Hey, that's a great question, Donald. And I'm also finding it funny that you're getting my wife to bitch slap Landorus to death. Double slap is a seriously funny move, in my opinion.
And you were right, Obama. Even though it's legendary, it's not doing very legendary damage, is it, boys?
Well, I think it's because I'm just an amazing Pokemon trainer, boys. Way better than you two, that's for sure.
For now, Donald, let's just see if you can get through this episode without killing any of our team. That's going to be your biggest challenge in every episode.
Hey, Donald, the good thing about battling so many legendaries as well is we get more experience from taking them out than the regular Pokemon. That'll be super helpful since the next gym is coming up in a sec.
Before that, Joe, check it out. I'm getting a phone call.
And this phone call is from none other than our mom, which, by the way, I don't think is very hot in this game, guys. She's probably the worst looking one in the series.
All right, well, that's pretty rude, Obama. I think she looks fine, but what's the actual lore reason to why we never have a dad in the Pokemon series except Norman?
One of our viewers can also answer that for us, Joe, because I've just made it to Burbank City, and the first thing we got to do here is heal our Pokemon and then head to Burbank Complex and catch our next party member.
Well, that girl there we just saw was, in fact, the gym leader you'll be facing in a bit, Donald. And she usually uses poison types, but who knows what she'll have this time.
She'll have a Kyogre and a Dialga, and then she'll have a Zekrom. That will be her Team Obama.
Joe, I have already been jinxed in this episode thanks to Obama and his Landorus prophecy, so I don't need you chiming in with statements like that. Thank you very much.
If that's actually her team, Joe, I will LOL so much I may end up dying from laughter.
Instead of coming up with random bullshit, you two, how about you look at the screen and see what the newest member of our team is? It's an Archon and a Pokemon we don't get to use much since it's usually a fossil. But hey, I'm looking forward to this.
Oh, hey, this is a great Pokemon, Donald. I used one in my Pokemon White playthrough once, and it was super fun. Archeops is a really good Pokemon, in my opinion.
I don't know anything about this Pokemon, boys, but I think it looks stupid, though, like a chicken with jaundice.
Archeops looks a lot better, Joe, trust me, although the color scheme is still the same pretty much.
Well, Donald, when we went through the last gate, we got some great balls from the clerk in there, so I think this would be the perfect opportunity to start using them. I doubt the catch rate is very high with this Pokemon, though.
And boom, caught it, boys, and I have the absolute perfect name for this little fossil guy, but you'll both have to wait until later to find out what it will be.
As long as it has nothing to do with me, Donald, then I don't give a shit.
Well, you'll soon find out, Obama, because I'm going to take on this gym now. Who knows, boys, this could soon be the end of this playthrough, or it could be another W for yours truly.
This gym is also a part-time nightclub, apparently, Donald, and it kind of reminds me of Spikemouth Gym in the Galar region, although that's a dark type one.
Well, like the first gym in this game, this gym also only has 2 trainers for us to battle, but we're forced to take them on again in what I always found to be extremely boring.
Yup, couldn't agree more, Obama, and this battle is already starting off quite shit since this guy has a Whalmer first. Not the most exciting Pokemon for us to be battling, and we don't even have any good moves to use against water.
Well, my wife has absorbed Donald, but like you said, it's really shit, and I just want to say I'm still not happy about this Pokemon still being alive.
Yeah, now Whalmer has gone and used Whirlpool, which means we're going to be trapped in the vortex for a few turns. This is going to be one long battle, boys.
Yeah, and the Pokemon are already the same level as us, Obama. That jump was like 5 levels between the previous route and this city, which is a bit messed up if you ask me. Even the Pokemon in Burbank Complex wasn't this high level.
If you're struggling, Donald, you can always pass the controller to me, and I'll show you how the real champion gets battles beat in seconds. That's how good I am.
Donald's ego is rubbing off on you now, Joe. That's what you get when you spend too much time with him.
How do you know I'm not grooming Joe to become just like me, Obama? Imagine what the world would be like if there was 2 of us.
That is something I absolutely don't want going through my mind, Donald. And I'm sure most people would agree with me on that. So instead of trying to be Emperor Palpatine, why don't you go back to being a Pokemon trainer and actually beat this guy?
I was just trying to make some small talk whilst I beat Whalmer, Obama. And look, it just died, and now this guy is sending out a Hypno, which is a Pokemon I forgot even existed until I saw it. But we have Lumiere, and its ghost-type moves to kill it.
This is one of the reasons I'm loving this randomizer, Donald, is we get to see Pokemon in battle, which we probably wouldn't usually see or even use if we have to catch them.
Well, you still don't feel that way about Gloom, do you, Joe? If you just gave it a chance, it's not actually that bad, you know.
It's not that I hated Obama, but Donald naming it Jill doesn't exactly make me feel better, and it just has such a bad set of moves to begin with as well. I would definitely not use one if I had a choice.
Okay, Joe, if it makes you feel better, I will name a Pokemon after me at some point too. And I pinky promise I'll only name myself after a not bad one.
All right, Donald, but you can't break pinky promises, okay? You said you'd name yourself after a shit Pokemon if we find one and need to catch it, so now that has to be done.
Joe, you are so stupid sometimes, you know that, right? Donald just used a double negative on you, but anyway, I'll let you figure out the rest. And talking of names, Donald, when are we going to see what you named that Archon?
After I beat Roxy here, Obama, that other trainer's battle was so pointless it wasn't even worth watching, so here we go, boys. I'm about to hopefully get my 2nd gym badge now, and her first Pokemon is a Vibrava.
Well, looks like my prophecy didn't come true in the end for you, Donald. She didn't lead off with a Dialga like I thought.
That's because prophecies which come from idiots never come true anyway, Joe.
Well, that was a bit harsh, Obama. You didn't need to go that hard, bro.
Okay, I want to go back to talking about Vibrava Joe. This is a Pokemon which comes from the Hoenn region, and Flygon, which is its fully evolved form, is an amazing dragon type.
Donald, I just want to say that using Will-O-Wisp was a really good move because this thing is probably going to keep lowering our accuracy with Sand Attack the little shit.
Well, at least this gym isn't difficult either, Obama. If anything, it's more of a nuisance. What even is the point of Roxy if all she does is use Sand Attack?
Her name is apparently Donna, Donald. She's like the female version of you. If you were a girl, then your parents would have named you Donna.
Or bitch.
What was that, Obama?
Oh, nothing, Donald. I just had something stuck in my throat. Anyway, well done. I'm super amazed at your battling skills here. You're such an amazing trainer.
Ah, I see. So you finally understand my greatness, Obama. Took you long enough, but oh well, I'm glad you finally get who I am.
I heard what you said, Obama.
Yeah, well, keep your mouth shut, Joe, because Donald doesn't need to hear what I said, and the moron's ego is so inflated that to get him to ignore what anyone says, all you gotta do is inflate said ego even more.
Okay, boys, this is the most annoying, stupid battle I've ever done in my life. This thing is gonna run out of PP on sand attack soon, and now my accuracy is so low that I can't even attack anyway.
You just got a lucky Nightshade in Donald, so that's one down and one to go.
Wow, and her next Pokemon is a Pansage of all things. How comes the random trainers and the roots get way better Pokemon than these gym leaders?
All right, boys, I just used a potion since Lumiere can use its fire moves to just destroy this green monkey, and I can't let it ever die. This Lumiere will become a Chandelure. Mark my words.
Wow, but Pansage has Lick Donald, which is a ghost-type move, and now you're about to get seeded, too.
Obama, please never tell me I'm about to get seated for as long as I live. I don't need that thought in my head, especially from this monkey.
Yeah, and great, now you've been paralyzed from Lick Donald, but this move makes no sense. How the hell does licking someone make them become paralyzed all of a sudden?
It keeps restoring its health, Donald, but it hasn't even lost any either. This whole battle is just stalling and constant annoyance, seriously. We aren't getting anywhere here.
Well, that's why I'm now sending out Michelle Obama. Your wife is going to destroy this gym now, just watch.
All right, usually I'd give you grief for saying that, Donald. But that wasn't a bad move, since Lick won't affect normal types like Skitty.
Why did you use Sing Donald? That was such a stupid idea of yours, you fool. All you need to do is keep hammering away until the monkey is dead.
Joe, this is what separates the noobs from the pros. I'm the pro. So just watch how my strat will play out for us now.
All right, if this works, I'll take back what I said and call you Lord Donald for the rest of this episode.
Well, open your old fossil eyes, Joe, because it's working right now. Pansage is still asleep, and only a few more tackles will be needed for me to take it out. Hey, hey, hey.
It just woke up, Donald.
Yeah, but Cute Charm got activated, Joe, which means I've won this battle before it even officially ends.
All right, well, we talked about Sing, not Cute Charm, Donald, so I won't be calling you Lord Donald. Now I hope you know that, bro.
Joe, I honestly don't give a flying fuck because I just stomped Roxy in her pathetic gym with her pathetic Pokemon and her pathetic tactics.
All right, good job, Donald. We have 2 badges now, and thankfully none of our Pokemon died in this battle. Although, you never brought out Archon, which was a bit sad because I wanted to see how strong it is.
I didn't feel this was the right battle for it, Obama. But fine. In the next battle we do, I'll make sure to show everyone how good it will be. And I also want everyone to see the amazing name I gave it too.
Yeah, I want to see it so bad, Donald. And now look, that yellow-haired fellow wanted us to go to Pokestar's studio for some reason.
Right, well, I skipped all the Pokestar studio stuff, Joe, because it's completely pointless and is also a waste of time. I hate that place so much, and it doesn't even do anything for the story. In Blaze Black 2, which is the ROM hack of this game, they cut that entire part out.
And wow, looks like we have to battle Team Plasma again, Donald. And I just saw you put Archon up front, but I still couldn't see what you named it.
Well, pay attention, Joe, because you're about to find out. The newest member of our team is about to prove its worth to us boys. If it's shit, then I'm blaming this all on you, Joe.
Well, let's see what Pokemon Team Plasma are going to have this time, Donald.
All right, this dude is sending out a Graveler first, Obama. I may need to switch out, actually, since Archon might be at a disadvantage here.
Oh wow, Donald, so original. You named a fossil Pokemon after me, so funny. Not!
Well, I thought it was hilarious, Joe, because no other type of Pokemon except the fossil ones deserve to be named after you. My friend El Mao.
Donald, you stupid piece of shit, man. You just got Archon one shot immediately.
Okay, I didn't see that coming at all, not gonna lie, boys.
Oh, so where's that so-called pro Pokemon trainer? Now then, Donald, huh? You stupid goon. That's now the first Pokemon of this series which has died, and we're only in part 2.
Shut the hell up, Joe. I never said any of that. And even if I did, I meant it hypothetically. And now look, because of you, the first Pokemon of this Nuzlocke has been sent to the grave, and in one move at that.
Okay. Viewers, time to resurrect the hashtag Justice for Joe movement, because there's no way I'm letting Donald make me take the blame for his L.
Don't you dare try brainwash our viewers again, Joe. Archon was named Joe, so therefore it's your fault since your name is Joe.
Well, with that logic, Donald, you're basically blaming every person who's called Joe for the loss of our poor Archon.
Nah, only you, Joe Biden, and now it looks like I have some hunting to do, boys. Team Plasma just ran off like the pussies they are, and I have to go find them.
Well, before all that, Donald, you need to put your Archon in the PC and then release the thing. It's probably super confused about what's going on too, since you caught it like 5 minutes ago and have already abandoned it.
Hey, you listen to me, Obama? Donald J. Trump never abandons Pokemon, and like I said, this is all Joe's fault. Also, I now think Archon is a stupid piece of shit anyway.
Well, Donald J. Trump is talking in the third person again. And it really wasn't my fault it died. You messed up your type matchups when you could have sent out Cloyster to begin with Donnie.
Yeah, agreed on that, Joe. Donald, you fucked up, so own your mistake like the man you apparently are. And also, you could have just chosen the move Pokemon option to begin with in the PC.
Sorry, Obama, I've blocked out all the haters, so can't hear anything you're saying now, bro. And look, I found this little goon Team Plasma person, and now she's called Gent Mia and has a zigzagoon.
It's funny how each battle goes from something crazy to something ridiculously easy like this. Imagine if the Getsis battle everyone keeps saying is so difficult just ends up being a battle against a team of Purloin or Budo or something.
All right, did you two just see that? My beautiful little Skitty is even stronger than Mewtwo now, boys. It just one-shot that level 14 zigzagoon.
Okay, well, I think you're getting way too carried away now, Donald, but I do appreciate you saying nice things to a Pokemon you named after my wife, actually.
Yeah, well, you see, I can be nice when I want to be Obama. But hey, it seems Hugh here is talking about Castelia City, boys. Looks like that's going to be our next stop.
All right, Donald, you're going to listen to me very carefully now. You better record part 3 of this playthrough on a Tuesday so I can get my Castelia cone ice cream when we get there. It's only open on Tuesdays, and I never got one in Pokemon White.
Joe OMG! I have way better things to do than get your stupid Castelia cone. I promised to get you a Vanillish, and I will keep that promise if not in this game, then in the next one for sure. But I refuse to go get you a stupid ice cream, which you won't even be able to taste anyway.
Yeah, I second that, Donald. We haven't got time for you, Joe. In the next episode, we have to take on the third gym leader, which is going to be Berg, and let's hope he's actually going to be a challenge.
Okay, it seems Roxy's dad has given up on his dream of becoming a PokeStar studio actor, or whatever it was he was wasting his time with, and now he's going to ferry us to the New York of Pokemon.
Yeah, well, unlike her dad, I'm not giving up on you getting my Castelia cone, Donald. It will only take like 3 seconds anyway, so why won't you get me one?
Joe, you do realize that they're to be used on Pokemon to remove status effects and the like. It's not actually for human consumption in this game anyway.
If it can remove status effects, then I bet it can remove and cure my dementia, Donald.
I don't even think a Castelia cone is that powerful, Joe. It can't cure being an idiot.
Shots fired there by Obama. But hey, look, we made it, guys, and it's great to be back in this place. I love Castelia City so much.
It's all right, I guess, Donald, but to be honest, I prefer Jubilife City in the Sinnoh region more. The music is also an absolute banger there as well.
Jubilife doesn't let you buy Castelia cones, though, does it, Obama? So it's inferior compared to this place.
Okay, on that note, I think we should end this episode here, boys, before Joe drives me mad. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, everyone, and please remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed our video. And thanks to Jazz Soul again for being a member. And if you also want to help support the channel, then please consider joining.
Yeah, thanks, everyone. We hope you had fun watching this episode, and we'll see you in the next one.
Donald, buy me my fucking Castelia cone, goddammit.
All right, everyone, and welcome to part 3 of our Pokemon Black and White 2 Nuzlocke Randomiser. As you can see, I'm doing the intro today, so remember to hit that like and subscribe button, and also remember that we are not the real presidents, and our voice is created with AI. Everything you're listening to is just a meme, so don't take it seriously.
Donald, let's be honest, your whole life is a meme anyway, and I'm still not happy about this new development of you doing the intros now. That was my thing, and I was proud about it too.
I thought Donald's intro was excellent, Obama. He was straight to the point, and it didn't drag either, and he's already at the third gym as well. But it seems Iris wants us to help deal with Team Plasma again, Donald.
Yeah, I know, Joe. Apparently some shit is going down at the sewers or something, boys, which will be the place where I'll be able to catch the next member of our team, and I hope to God it's a legendary. I've had enough of having to battle them constantly.
Also, Joe, just because you took Donald's side, I was actually the one who recorded this episode, and we're in fact not playing on a Tuesday, so there's gonna be no Castelia cone for you, buddy.
I don't care, Obama, because Donald's promised me a vanillish, and that's the real ice cream I want.
Yes, I did promise you that, Joe, but I said either in this game or the next one, since finding a vanillish in this game is gonna be a 1 in 721 odds, and I don't feel like gambling with that, so you'll have to just wait a bit longer.
That's fine, Donald. I don't care either. I'm just so excited to see the ice cream eventually. And hey, look, we have a double battle with Hugh and these grunts, boys.
You know, I think Team Plasma Second Generation, which is this lot, has one of the best outfits out of all the evil teams. They remind me of pirates for some reason, but the all black and face masks look really cool.
Gotta agree with you on that, Obama. They look like pirate ninjas or something. Definitely the most fashionable out of all the evil teams. And oh yeah, whilst this battle goes on, I have another question for our dear viewers. So for this episode, please comment down below what your favorite ice-type Pokemon is and why.
Great question, Donald. And you should all know what my favorite ice-type Pokemon is. It's Vanillux for sure.
Well, Obama and myself share the same ice-type favorite, and it's of course the star of this game. It's Q-Rem!
Yeah, we like Q-Rem because it has an interesting combination of types being ice and dragon, since ice is weak to dragon, but in Q-Rem's case, it works out. Also, the fact that it can change its type, from black Q-Rem to white Q-Rem, as well with the DNA splicers, is just awesome.
I just want to say the first person who also comments their favorite ice-type Pokemon is also a Vanillux will get a shout-out in the next episode.
I wouldn't actually mind a Vanillux right now, Joe, because this Altaria is so annoying. And that wheezing, too. Why would these two grunts have such annoying Pokemon that Regigigas and Landorus in the last episode were much easier to deal with?
Be careful what you wish for Donald. Who knows, Gym Leader Berg might have Arceus. Then what will you do?
Not possible, Obama, because the last two gyms had the worst Pokemon possible, especially Roxy and her piece of shit Vibrava, who I normally would like, but now hate because of that sand attack.
Yes, agreed, Donald, that battle was probably the worst we've encountered in any game we've played so far.
Okay, these two have been beaten finally, and now I can go back to finding the next member of our team here, and let's all pray to Arceus that he'll send us something good.
Well, Donald, something you could do is go into the cave right in front of us and find the next member of our team, or we could catch one in the sewer. There's also that special Eevee garden you could visit as well if you wanted.
Since those places aren't ones we really need to go to, Obama, I'm not going to bother with them and instead find our next party member in here. Also, I'm not sure what rules are when it comes to places where we have a choice to visit or not when it comes to catching a new Pokemon.
Hey, look, Donald, it's Colress. This guy is the main scientist for Team Plasma, isn't it? I remember him from the anime, and he was a weirdo, if you ask me.
Yeah, he was a bit strange. Wasn't he, Joe, kind of like you, LML? But anyway, Berg decided to show up right after Team Plasma was dealt with rather conveniently. But either way, at least he's gone back to his gym.
And we found a spell tag too, Donald, which is useful for boosting ghost-type moves, I think. Maybe we could give it to Lumiere later.
More importantly than that, Obama, is we've just encountered the newest member of our team. If I can catch the damn thing, and hey, look, it's a Golduck. Not a bad Pokemon, but not great either, to be honest. I'll try catch it anyway.
Well, this isn't so great, Donald, because now we have two water types on our team. I'd take this ducky here any day over Cloyster, though, to be honest.
All right, made a small cut here, boys, because this battle was taking way too long, but here I am throwing my third great ball now, I think.
I've never used a Golduck before, Donald, so let's hope this guy is going to come in clutch for us and be useful. And I know I said I liked you naming my wife after Skitty, but actually I'm starting to really hate it now. Skitty is just so bad.
I'm still not giving up on Skitty Obama. Granted, it has an absolute shit moves, right? But come on, it's not dead yet, so that surely means something, right?
All right, well, I just saw you put our new Golduck up front, Donald, which just shows me that you have even less faith in Skitty, otherwise you'd have used it here. And by the way, since it won't evolve without a stone, you should actually be training it up more.
You never know, Obama, we might find that moonstone in the upcoming routes if they're anything like what they were in Pokemon Black and White 1. But I'm agreeing with Donald here that we should keep having faith in Michelle.
You're only saying that, Joe, because you don't want to be the only one left who has a Pokemon named after their wife, and I'd take Skitty over that god-awful Gloom any day, LMAO.
I'm neither confirming nor denying that, Obama. But hey, look, Donald is battling a Charizard.
Uh-huh, bet you're eating your words now, Obama, with me putting our ducky up front. I didn't even know we'd be battling a fire type first, and Charizard of all Pokemon, too.
Yeah, well, your ducky's gonna take 2 shots to kill Charizard with Water Pulse, Donald. So I wouldn't exactly call that a major W, isn't it?
It needs the experience anyway. Obama and I did a little training with it to get it to level 21, but I doubt that will be enough for this gym. Berg's Pokemon will probably be in the level 25 to 30 range.
Oh, check it out, Donald. This clown's next Pokemon is a B-Barrel. Another mediocre Pokemon, to be honest. Nothing special about this one.
Yeah, exactly why I'm going to send out Jill Joe since our little Gloom here needs some experience. And the fucker still only has Absorb Holy Hell. I actually hope this Pokemon dies now, boys. Seriously, I take back everything I said about it before.
Finally, we agree on something, Donald. Gloom is such a shit Pokemon. Maybe Vileplume is good, fair enough, but to get it to that stage in a randomizer with random items is going to be almost impossible.
I know, Joe. I see your point and said I agree with you, so just shut it, man, all right? And Absorb is not even doing enough to restore my health, so I'm going to have to switch out, I think, boys.
This is another of those rare situations in which I agree that Gloom must die, Donald. Since all 3 of us agree on this matter, what are you gonna do about it?
Well, Obama, I'm not going to do anything, actually, since if we get all the way to the Elite Four with a Gloom named Jill, it'll be the most hilarious thing ever. So even though I hate it now, I don't want to lose it, which is why I switched it out.
All right, fair enough, Donald. But if this Nuzlocke ends early because of this Gloom, then you're taking the blame, and you can't say it was my fault because I know all our viewers will have my back on this matter.
If Donald isn't careful, he's about to lose our cloister as well, Joe. Rollout from that B-Barrel would have taken us out if this had kept going on, you know.
No need to get into the details on this matter, Obama. I beat that clown, and now we're well on our way to getting to the top of this hive, or whatever the hell this place is. Going through these cocoons is really freaking me out.
Yeah, bursting through these nest things reminds me of Alien even more, boys, and I hate it. That movie is without a doubt one of the best horror movies ever made, but this is bringing me flashbacks of how scary it was for me.
Joe, cry me a river, and now check it out, boys. I made it to the top of Berg's nest, and it's like a paint factory exploded in here. What the hell has this guy been doing?
He's like a child Donald painting all over the floor and walls, unlike a proper artist who uses a canvas or paper. What a moron.
All right, well, this moron is sending out a goddamn Haxorus to begin with, Obama. And Donald, because you opened your mouth and said the gym battles have been easy, we now have to deal with this.
Well, I guess I did ask for a challenge, Joe, so here we have one, but it's only level 22, so I don't need to worry about Dragon Claw or Dragon Dance. That would be a major problem, but right now this isn't.
Donald, you're barely doing any damage to Haxorus with Golduck, bro. How about you send out another Pokemon instead?
Joe, my plan is currently to keep using Water Pulse until Haxorus gets confused, because then it'll be much easier to deal with. And by the way, I hope we find one of these or a Hydreigon in these games, because those are some of the few dragon types we haven't used yet.
Okay, wow, Donald, your gamble actually paid off and you got it confused, holy hell. Now we just have to see how long it'll actually stay confused.
Donald, I'd like to just point out that if you'd sent out Cloyster to begin with, then this battle with Haxorus would have probably been over by now, since we have Aurora Beam on it and Dragon is weak to ice, you fool.
Obama, I'd just like to point out to you that no one likes a smartass. Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, you know I'm right, you idiot, so do yourself and everyone else a favor and switch out already.
And Donald still hasn't sorted out the name of our cloister either. It still has a V at the end of its name instead of a Y, Donald, my guy. Please sort that out.
All right, Obama, thanks for that assist there, bro. Because Haxorus just snapped out of confusion and Golduck was close to dying, so I'm glad you reminded me about Aurora Beam now. Even if my ego is a little bruised.
Yeah, and thanks to me, your ducky got up to level 23 as well, Donald. And I'd rather your ego be a little bruised than this whole playthrough ending because of a Haxorus. Although that would be a pretty cool way to go.
Obama, stop talking about our playthrough ending already, and look. Berg's next Pokemon is a fire type, which is funny because he's meant to be a bug type gym.
Yeah, Numel is a Pokemon I don't really know much about, to be honest, except it evolves into Camerupt, which can Mega Evolve, even though I think its Mega Evolution looks stupid.
It's a Pokemon from the Hoenn region. Donald and Team Magma tended to use them a lot, but I think it's quite a cool Pokemon, to be honest. You've just never really given it a chance.
To be honest, Obama, I wouldn't even give this thing a chance. It looks so doopy and pointless.
I think what Donald's doing is quite pointless, Joe, since now he's being an idiot again and not using gold duck since one water pulse here would one-shot this thing.
All right, I can't let my ego be bruised anymore, Obama. Just for that smart-ass statement from you again, I refuse to send out gold duck. Lumiere here is strong enough to win this battle anyway.
Well, Numel here keeps using Lava Plume, and I didn't even know it could learn this move right now. Isn't Lava Plume a really OP fire-type move?
It has a power rating of 80 Obama, which isn't as good as Flamethrower. So it's no big deal that Numel has this move, and anyway, Lumiere is part fire type, so it won't do much damage.
Yeah, but this battle could end up being like Roxy's again, Joe, if Berg now starts to spam hyper potions. And I can't even buy those in the shop yet, so this is just bullshit.
And wow, it just lived your Nightshade with like 1 HP left Donald LMFAO. These gym battles have been such a troll so far.
All right, well, luckily, he didn't use another hyper potion Obama, which means I finally beat this camel thing. And now it's on to his last Pokemon, which I hope to God will be less annoying than this.
His last Pokemon is a Floatzel Donald, which is a Pokemon which comes from Sinnoh, for those who don't know, and it's an all-around great Pokemon in our opinion.
Yeah, I got no bad things to say about this one, boys. I'm not sure how strong it is, though, so let's see if Skitty here will be able to do some major damage.
Alrighty, well, it led off with Swift Donald, which is a normal type move, so it shouldn't do much damage to our Skitty here, unfortunately.
Joe, why did you just say, unfortunately, you goon? I heard you say that about my Skitty, you know.
Because it seems Obama and myself have agreed that the Pokemon you've named our wives after don't deserve to be around anymore. We need a way better team if you're going to want to make it to the champion.
Yeah, true, Joe, but I think Skitty here is about to do something actually useful for once, boys, and win this gym battle for us.
Yep, correct, Obama. So that's GG to Berg here, and that concludes our gym battle with him, boys. That's now 3 gym badges down and 5 to go.
Donald, so far we've battled a gym leader in every episode, which means by part 8 we would already be at the 8th gym at this rate. This isn't going to be a very long series if you keep up this pace or not die, you know.
Not true, Joe, because that whole Team Plasma shit will take at least 2 episodes in this game. It's so hella long. But it's fun, and I'm looking forward to battling Q-Rem too, but my question is, are we allowed to use him if we catch him?
Well, Donald, if you think about it, he could also be a randomized battle too, so it may look like Q-Rem, but instead be a Bidoof for all you know.
Yeah, just a heads up on that, Obama. If it is a Bidoof, I'm definitely not using it. I'd rather, accidentally kill it.
I don't think the legendary battles like that are randomized, Obama, since we need it to help progress us through the story, I think. Or maybe they're randomized, I don't actually know.
Okay, well, when you do know something useful, Joe, then please share it with us. But in the meantime, zip it.
Hey, look, Donald, we're battling a Whismur. This little thing is so great when it evolves into an Exploud. I used one way back in the original Ruby and Sapphire games, and it was super fun. Drop us a like down below if you love Whismur too.
And now we're battling an original Unova region Pokemon, Obama. This takes me back to our Croco Rock and Pokemon White way back when.
Yeah, Crocodile was an amazing Pokemon in that playthrough, Donald. I miss it a lot, but its shiny form really pisses me off. I hate it so much.
All right. Well, that battle was easy, Donald. And there's a route to your left here, so it's time to look for the next Pokemon of our team. It better be good, or I shall have a fit.
Here we go, boys. What is it?
Holy fucking hell, boys, we found a Victini of all things holy hell.
All right, this is what I'm talking about, boys. Our luck is finally changing. You know I would have been super pissed off if we went through this whole playthrough without encountering at least one legendary Pokemon or mythical, whatever this one is.
All right, but it's only level 14, Donald, so don't kill it. And also, this Pokemon is actually broken as hell, because if you remember in the Pokemon Black and White movie with this Pokemon, it powered up Ash's Tepig, and then it one-shot a fucking Samurott like it was nothing.
Yeah, I think this is a good sign for us, Obama, because Victini is known as the victory Pokemon. And if we catch it, then it'll mean our playthrough will be a success. But if Donald kills it, then that means we may as well give up now.
I am absolutely not going to try kill this thing, Joe. I'll try my best to catch it, but may cut out a bit if it takes too long. Either way, I would love to have the victory Pokemon on our team, and I also have the perfect nickname for it too.
Hey, Donald, you could try using Sing on it because it'll be even easier to catch then too. And saying that having a Pokemon with Thunder Wave would also be beneficial since Sing has such a low accuracy rating.
Donald Victini is about to kill Jill. If you're not careful, you buffoon.
Alrighty, my bad, boys. I seem to have caught Joe's amnesia and forgot that Jill doesn't have Sing. I mean, I bet I could have lowered its health even more with Absorb if I wanted to.
This is taking too long, Donald, so just get it done, will you please? I have full faith in Skitty here, and if it manages to help us catch Victini, then I'll take back everything bad I said about it.
Oh yes, boys, I got the Sing in on my first turn. So that means this will be easy peasy lemon squeezy now. Just watch.
Okay, 14 great balls later. Let's hope to God that this will be the final one. Holy smokes, Donald.
Well, it helps that Victini is only level 14, Joe, which makes it a little easier to catch, but it's still a mythical or legendary or whatever.
Excellent stuff there, Donald. But now we're going to have to do like 10 levels of training to get Victini up to the same level as the rest of our team, and also what level will it learn its signature move to?
Already did a little training, Obama. It just happened so quick that your little eyes couldn't even see it happen, Elmau. But now we have this battle with Colress, apparently.
Colress could be a tough battle for us, Donald, so be careful here, bro. And just because you have Victini now doesn't mean you can get complacent here. I know you very well, and that's something you definitely do.
Joe, you know nothing about me, my guy. I'm never complacent. And if Victini ever dies, then I'll even let you play through the rest of this game. How about that?
Do you actually mean that, Donald? Really? That would be so nice.
You just said you know me very well, Joe, so what do you think?
I think Joe is such a gullible moron, LMFAO, but anyway, it's time to see how good this Victini is going to be in battle, boys.
All right, well, it's pretty trash, not gonna lie.
Hang on, Obama, did you see what Donald named Victini? That is some major bullshit right there.
Oh, wow, Donald. So you name your wife after a mythical Pokémon, and Joe and me get ours named after the trashiest Pokémon possible. How's that fair?
I'm considering changing its name again, though Obama, because Herdier almost killed Victini just now. I thought this was supposed to be the victory Pokémon, not the loser Pokémon.
And now you've sent out Jill to clean up your wife's mess, Donald. This is the Melania curse.
Shut the hell up, Joe. There is no Melania curse, and you even named Sylveon after her in our Pokemon X and Y playthrough, remember?
Nah, I'm with Joe on this, Donald. There is a Melania curse, and any Pokemon you name after that name is bound to meet its maker. Looks like you'll eventually have to let Joe finish this game off for you, too, if that Victini dies like you said.
Obama, stop it. There is no curse.
Well, at least you got the poison powder in on Slowbro here, Donald. We have nothing that will be super effective against this thing, so that'll help a lot.
Oh, shit.
Donald, you monumental piece of poo, why did you do that?
Okay, I have no excuse for that. This time, Joe, sorry.
Donald, you actually said sorry to me, so I don't know how to feel right now.
All right, well, there goes the second Pokemon of this playthrough, boys, and in the last episode, we lost Archon after like 10 seconds, so at least Gloom made it past the third gym, I guess.
Yeah, and you can't go about naming the next shit Pokemon we encounter after my wife again, Donald. You have to name it something else, all right?
Yeah, all right, that's fair, Joe. I'll come up with another ridiculous name related to you for the next Pokemon we encounter instead.
What I want to know is, how isn't our Ghost-type moves doing any damage to Slowbro here when it's still super effective, but that Stoned Bear thing's Water Gun attack does way more damage to us? That makes no sense.
Oh, great, and the idiot went and used a super potion, too. Obama, this game has to be the trolliest one we've ever played, guys. It's just non-stop hyper potions and super potions.
Agreed, Joe, and now because he did that, I'll have to switch out to another Pokemon.
Wow, so this battle started off with Melania, who turned out to be useless, and then we moved on to Jill, who died, and now we're ending this battle with Michelle. What a joker you are, Donald.
You say that, Obama, but I may have to switch out again because this Slowbro is strong as hell. It's destroying our entire team.
Wow, so none of our wives were good enough to beat Colress, guys. I hope none of them find out about this, otherwise we'll all be dead too.
Joe, you're correct, so I say we keep this little mishap between us three boys. Remember that sacred male saying it goes like this: bros before hoes.
Bros before hoes.
Good, I'm glad we all agree on that. And now this Slowbro has finally died thanks to the sacrifice Jill made for us. She'll forever be remembered for this, Joe, I promise. But I'm still gonna be releasing her.
Yeah, please do, Donald. Burn the evidence if you have to as well. I don't want her finding out about all this, and I should think you both wouldn't want your wives finding out either, so we're never gonna speak of this again.
Okay, I think that was our toughest battle yet, Donald. Even with a legendary, we still got destroyed, and by a Herdier and Slowbrow of all things, two holy smokes.
Okay, well, I don't want to think of that battle again, so now I'm gonna calmly and silently make my way to Nimbasa City without any more drama.
Just head straight to the Pokémon Center, Donald. Heal our Pokémon and release Jill, and then end this episode, please.
Yeah, this would be a good time to end this episode and go think about what we've done, guys. But anyway, on this rather depressing note again, thank you for watching, everyone, and we hoped you enjoyed this episode. So please remember to hit that like and subscribe button so you know when we post again.
We have to stop ending episodes like this, Donald, since this is twice in a row now. But yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. And hopefully in part 3, we'll be taking on Elisa for our 4th gym badge. And I hope to God Melania pulls herself together and becomes useful.
All right, bye, Jill. You did make a worthy sacrifice in the end, even though I gave you shit.
Howdy, howdy, everyone, and welcome to part 4 of this amazing play through which you should all hit the like button for and subscribe to. Also remember, we are not the real presidents. We're voices created with AI, and this is all a meme.
And as each episode goes on, my will to live deteriorates every time you do my intro, Donald. Let's just say I'm less than pleased.
And let's just say I care, Obama. Oh, wait, I don't, Lemfow. Now watch me take on Ingo and Emmett here with the other main character, whatever her name is.
Yeah, anyway, welcome back, everyone, to part 4. We're already here in Nimbasa City, and I guess after this warm-up battle, Donald, we can head straight to the gym. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and also, if you want to help support the channel, then please consider becoming a member, as it really helps us out.
Oh yeah, I do have a shout out to give real quick to a longtime viewer of our channel. You can see him on the screen right now. He requested that Victini's name be changed and even donated some of his hard-earned money to us, which we are extremely grateful for. We're so glad our vids can get you through college, but make sure you save your money too.
Yeah, thank you for that, my dude. We will definitely name Victini with what you suggested before the 8th gym, since we already have recorded up to part 6 of this series. And Donald wanted its name changed anyway, because it's making his wife look bad.
Yeah, that last episode was pretty brutal, and sadly we lost Jill, so I think Donald doesn't want that to happen to Victini, especially since it's a mythical. But anyway, this battle is going much easier than I expected it to.
This battle is so pointless, Obama. We're battling the subway bosses, and they had a Poochyena and a shitty psychic type. They originally had a Chandelure and an Electros, which was an amazing combo.
Yeah, but being a randomizer, Donald, what did you expect? Anyway, like Joe said, this was just a small warm-up battle for you before Elisa. She could end up being super tough.
As long as she isn't like Roxy again, Obama, then I don't care. I don't want to have to sit here again for what felt like 10 billion years and watch Donald get sand attacked.
Well, that makes 2 of us, Joe. But we have Victini now, remember, and I'll do some training with it and the rest of our team before we take on Elisa a little. But a viewer did let us know that it won't be able to learn its signature move, V-Create, since it isn't the event Victini, which is just bullshit.
Yeah, that's pretty trash, not gonna lie. I thought it would learn V-Create at like level 70 or some other high level, but apparently not. Either way, it's still a mythical and strong, so try keep it alive, Donald, please.
For the sake of that viewer of ours, I will definitely do my absolute best to keep this little orange gremlin alive, Obama. And by the way, thanks for all the comments letting us know which ice-type Pokemon is your favorite.
Yeah, thanks, everyone. So don't you have another question for them all in this episode, Donald?
That's right, Joe, and the question for this episode, everyone, is what's your favorite Dark-type Pokemon? I know for a fact all 3 of us share the same best Dark type, which is obviously Darkrai. That Pokemon is just the coolest looking thing, and its ability to cause nightmares and visions in people is super scary.
Yeah, the pitch black Pokemon is up there as one of our all-time favorites, actually. We especially love the movie about it when it literally took on both Dialga and Palkia at the same time and held its own against them for quite some time, too.
Yeah, and the fact Ash battled Tobias's one in the Sinnoh League tournament and actually beat it was pretty cool, too. But then he lost to a fucking Latios. That Tobias guy was just mad.
I hope we find a Darkrai in this playthrough, Donald, but hey, look, the first battle we have in this gym. And it's actually with an electric type of all things.
That Voltorb was even weaker than Hughes 1, Joe. Not a match for our team, but now this supermodel lady is sending out a Ninjask.
Ninjask is one hella fast Pokemon, Donald. It's from Hoenn, I think, but I've never used one. It also has another evolution, too, which is a ghost type.
Oh god, it's using double team, which means my attacks have less accuracy.
I swear to God, if this is Roxy again in the first battle of this gym, then I quit.
You did some training, Donald, but only got our team to the same level as the trainers in the gym. Which means Elisa is easily going to have a team in the high-level 30s.
I got this, Obama, trust me. No Pokemon of ours is going down in this place to Elisa. I'll stomp her just like I stomped the other 3 gyms. Our team is more versatile now, too, so we have lots of counters.
Whenever Donald says something like that, Obama, it always never ends well.
I beat the last 3 gyms, didn't I, Joe? I swept through them faster than a quick attack, and the same will happen here, too.
This person is called Juggler Malcolm Boys, but it's a female supermodel. Now, how does this work exactly?
I think you should keep quiet on that topic, Obama, and instead admire the Pokemon Juggler Malcolm has sent out, since it's the pre-evolution of your favorite Pokemon.
That's true, Donald. Electros is one of my all-time favorite Pokemon. And it's weird to see Pokemon which should be in here again. These trainers are quite boring for a randomizer so far.
Donald, you stupid moron!
Oh shit, all right, that was absolutely not my fault, Joe. I should have one-shot electric with that Aurora beam, so how the hell did he manage to one-shot me?
Donald, instead of getting cocky and talking to me, why don't you focus on the battles going on right now, you fool? We aren't even at the gym leader yet and only like 5 minutes into this episode.
All right, fuck this shit, Obama. I'm not taking any blame for that, and now this stupid trainer has another electric. I mean, are we even playing a randomizer now or not?
You need to calm down, Donald, so no more Pokemon get killed and so you can focus again. So Joe, please shut your mouth.
Hang on, how did I get dragged into Donald's mess? It was his fault that Cloyster got taken out, and it was a really good member of our team, too.
Agreed that it was Donald's fault, Joe, but to make him calm down and happy, I will unfortunately have to blame you for this. Otherwise, Donald will act like a child and have a meltdown again.
All right, these electric are super annoying, Obama. I'm still amazed this person just had to have 2 of them, and now this one won't die. And it was all thanks to Cloyster and Aurora Beam that the other one was taken out so quickly.
Yeah, no thanks to you, our ace in here is dead, Donald. What if Elisa has an Electros or something? You can't exactly send out Michelle for that, can you?
Well, Joe, I suggest you start praying to Arceus that Elisa has some Pokemon we'll be able to deal with without another member dying on us. Imagine losing 2 Pokemon in this place.
Alrighty, well, we're about to find out, Donald, because it's time for the main show now. I swear to God, if you get our entire team killed here, I'm not going to talk to you ever again.
Well, then I think you should also start praying to Obama. My main plan was to use Cloyster here, and even I'm starting to feel stupid that it died. I really like that guy, and I never even got to change its name, so it would be proper.
Okay, so instead of Elisa, you're battling Antoinette Donald, which is such a random name to begin with. I think it's a French name too, actually.
Joe, I haven't got time to listen to your anthropology lectures. Thank you very much. I need to concentrate like Obama told me to so we win this, and her first Pokemon is a Cranidos, a rock type. Boy, would it have been good to have Cloyster here already.
Yeah, and you said you felt stupid, but you still haven't accepted that its death was your fault, Donald.
Well, at least he said he was stupid, Joe, so that's a big thing for Donald, if you ask me.
Donald, you even more stupid gimp. What are you doing?
All right, so there's the slight possibility that I don't have any more potions. Joe, or my other answer could be, I'm living life on the edge here and not using healing items during battles anymore. Take your pick, but I think you should pick the latter point.
Or you're just a massive idiot, Donald. Chandelure was one of your favorite Pokemon, too. So now that's 2 Pokemon that's died in this gym.
Donald, be honest, did you do that on purpose?
Well, Joe, I have the right to remain silent.
He either did it on purpose, which has a low possibility, since I know he loves Chandelure Joe, or he was just being cocky again and thought he could have taken Cranidos out with Lampent.
I just want to say that Lampent was probably the strongest member of our team, other than Victini, who's still yet to prove itself to us, and Lampent helped us a ton in all the battles up to its death. So I'm going to say that I didn't mean to get it killed, Joe, even if I could have maybe possibly healed it.
So you could have in fact healed it, Donald, but chose to be your usual cocky self like Obama said, and now look what you've done. Well done, you moronic baboon.
That's a possibility, Joe, but either way, we have to move on now. What's done is done, and Lampent isn't coming back.
All right, Donald, fine, whatever, man, just beat this gym now, will you please? I've had enough of you taking out our Pokemon, especially the good ones like this.
Well, I would have had this battle in the bag, Obama, if Sunshine here didn't decide to use a Hyper Potion. And we're battling Eradicate of all things, too. This thing is just trash, but somehow it survives everything.
Golduck is proving to be quite useless in here, too, Donald. I hate our team now. There, I've said it.
Well, Joe, I don't have any fighting-type moves on me. Otherwise, this would have been easy, and that Cranidos would have died in one shot, too, I bet.
I can't believe we're sitting here watching Donald struggle to beat a glorified rat of all things Joe. And he calls himself the Pokémon Master or whatever other words he likes to compliment himself with these days.
All right, well, you can calm your pants down now, Obama, because your boy here finally beat this Raticate, which should get the title of legendary after the amount of time it took for me to beat it. These gym battles have been such a drag, holy hell!
Alrighty, and her last Pokemon is just as boring as the others. It's a seal of all things. I think this Pokemon is a water and ice type, so yeah, we have nothing to beat this quickly with either.
So, Donald, you did have some potions lying about then.
Well, to be fair to me, Obama, I used a super potion, not a potion. But yeah, I guess I did have some lying about. And anyway, you told me to stop being cocky, so to save our gold duck, I used one. You should be happy, you know.
I would have preferred Golduck to die and Cloyster to live through Donald because Cloyster is way cooler in my opinion. Or actually, I should say was way cooler.
Well, Donald beat Elisa Obama at a major cost. If you ask me, though, I wouldn't exactly call this a win. It's an embarrassment, if anything.
You better take that remark of yours back, Joe. I said sorry and I got our 4th gym badge too, and more than all that, the playthrough continues since we still have Pokemon which are alive, so I would consider that a major W.
If you want to look at it in that way, Donald, then that's your ridiculous view. But I'm with Joe on this one and agree that was a slaughter for us.
You see, the problem with you two is that you always get caught up in the minor details whilst I have the big picture view. And anyway, it's now time to head to the Pokemon Center and release Lampent and Cloyster. And just so you know, I was fond of them both too, especially Lampent.
Donald, you do remember that Cloyster was the first Pokemon we actually caught in this game, which is why I'm extra upset about that. To be honest, I don't really care for Lampent, since we already used one the last time we were in Unova, but it shouldn't have died here.
That's a fair point, Joe. The first Pokemon you catch is always special, I guess. But hey, time to say our goodbyes to these great team members, boys. And as soon as we leave Nimbasa, there's more grass for us to encounter Pokemon in.
I hope to God whatever we find next will make up for this mess you've caused us, Donald. You also do realize that the less Pokemon we have, the harder the game becomes, right? And you can't go back to a previous route and catch another Pokemon too. So this could be where the games go south.
All right, well, here they go, everyone. I'm actually very upset, Donald. I have indeed become attached to some colored polygons, as you put it.
Okay, everyone, we had a little recording issue there since I forgot to release Cloyster 2 and had to go back and re-record that part. But anyway, there they both go now into the void.
You're just rubbing salt into the wound a little more by doing that, isn't it, Donald? Just to remind everyone of how you got 2 Pokemon killed.
Sorry Joe can't hear your little mouse voice over the sound of the banging Nimbasa City theme tune. And hey, look boys, Team Plasma Pirates have showed up here as well. It's like every city we go to, they're just there.
Well, Donald, Hugh is hell-bent on getting his sister's Pokemon back from them since they still have it. But my question is, how does one steal a Pokemon when it's already been caught? Because can a Pokemon only take orders from one trainer?
Maybe they have a scary type of Pokeball that can turn Pokemon evil Obama, like in that Celebi movie with Suicune.
I think it's the Pokemon's fault, actually, boys. How can a Pokemon just suddenly have a change of heart and ditch their first owner for a second one?
Joe, have you lost it? How on earth is it the Pokemon's fault exactly? A Pokemon can only listen to one trainer, so Team Plasma have clearly done something to Hugh's sisters purloin for it to change sides.
I think he's right, Joe. They probably tortured the poor thing or brainwashed it to think everyone else is bad except Team Plasma.
I guess you could be right, Obama. Either way, we must help Hugh at all costs, Donald. We have to save his little sister's Pokemon.
Don't worry, Joe. It will be my mission to destroy Team Plasma all over again. I did it once before, and I'll do it again, and I won't even need a Zekrom to do it this time.
Zekrom won't be able to help you even if you wanted it to, Donald, because I think it's runoff with N in this game. Or it might be Reshiram who's with him. I can't remember, to be honest.
Zekrom would be more fun to have right now than this stupid Victini Obama, which has just been useless so far. Can't there be a rule where if we catch a useless, legendary, or mythical, we can then switch it with a better one?
Joe, what have you been smoking, my guy? If we did that, then what would even be the point of a randomizer Nuzlocke? Victini is useless now, but I'm sure it'll get better actually, although I have no clue what its stats are, or if we should make it a physical or special attacker.
I just checked its stats, Donald, and it's got a base stat total of 600 with 100 across the board. The only other Pokemon I know which looks something similar to that is your favorite Arceus, with 120 and everything.
Well, Victini is a mythical Obama, so what did you expect? Now, something else I've realized is having legendaries in a randomizer doesn't actually mean anything, because what if someone else has a stronger one?
That's going to be our main concern, Donald. There's always a bigger fish. And to be honest, I have no idea which would be the worst to encounter. I just hope that battle with Getsus won't go badly when we get to it.
Hey, Donald, I see you're struggling to beat this Gorbis here. I never knew this thing could be so strong.
Yeah, me neither, Obama, but to be fair to me, we don't have any Pokemon useful against water types right now. But this thing is pretty cool regardless. It evolves from a Clamperl and its counterpart is Huntail.
This cool thing, as you put it, Donald is going to keep restoring its health using Aqua Ring, though. How comes most battles we've come across in this game just seem to be stalling situations seriously?
Well, Ducky here and Zen Headbutt will help us beat this pink fishy thing, Joe. And normally I hate pink Pokemon too, but this one gets a pass.
At least Aqua Ring doesn't restore that much health though, Joe. It's better than those ridiculous gym battles we've had where they decide to use hyper potions on their Pokemon before they're even into the red zone.
Yeah, and those hyper potions will soon become full restores, Obama, I bet. Before we even get to the 8th gym, someone will start doing that.
Well, one more Zen Headbutt should be enough to take this out, Donald. So after this battle, how about we end this episode here, boys?
Yeah, good call, Joe. This was a slightly shorter episode since we have lots to do up to Christmas, but we still hope you enjoyed this episode, everyone, and please remember to like and subscribe to help support us.
Yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. In Part 5, we'll catch our next Pokemon and then head towards Driftvile City, where our 5th gym battle will take place.
One more thing. All of you should please pray that Donald doesn't get any more Pokemon killed in gym battles going forward. Not even I would do something that stupid. Howdy, howdy, my beautiful people, and welcome to Part 5 of our Pokemon Black 2 Nuzlocke Randomiser. Please remember to like and subscribe if you enjoy our content, and remember, we're voices created with AI, and this is not to be taken seriously.
And we're already getting interrupted by Bianca, as usual, Joe, but good intro. She's introducing us to hidden grottos, by the way, but I don't know the rules on these since all the Pokemon are not random encounter.
I think we should ignore them for now, Donald, and anyway, this particular hidden grotto always has a Minccino in it when Bianca introduces us to it, and I don't want that trash on our team. Thank you very much.
Well, there's grass there, Obama, so I guess that's where we will be catching the next Pokemon for our team. And I hope to Arceus that whatever it is will be worthy enough to replace both Lampent and Cloyster, which Donald got killed in the last episode.
Yeah, Donald, just so you know, we're never letting you forget that fuck-up of yours, bro. Sorry.
Okay, well, does this live up to your idea of a better replacement for Cloyster and Lampent Joe? Because I think it damn well does. We found a goddamn ho-oh.
Actually, Donald, I'm not even happy about this new development. Of all the legendaries you could have found, you just had to make it another fire type, isn't it, when we already have Victini? So, as far as I'm concerned, this is useless.
I mean, Joe does kind of have a point here, Donald. We now have a fire type that's a mythical and a legendary if you manage to catch this burb.
We found a fucking ho-oh, and all you two are doing is bitching about types. Why don't you look at it this way, that we now have a super OP flying type Pokemon that can learn fly and also has a signature move we won't need an event for it to learn.
I mean, I'd be happier if you found Reshiram, to be honest, Donald. We already used Ho-Oh in Pokemon Heart Gold, remember? So I'm kind of done with this legendary, to be honest.
I seriously cannot believe the crap that's coming out of your mouth, Joe. You're actually demented. Either way, I'm still gonna try catch this guy, and I'm going to name it after myself just because you two don't care, and this will now be my new favorite Pokemon.
Hey, Joe, wouldn't it be super funny if Donald got his new favorite Pokemon killed before, like, the 8th gym LMFAO?
Actually, yeah, I take back what I said, Donald. I do actually hope you catch this just so I can watch it die and you lose it. I've needed a good laugh for a long time now anyway.
Well, Joe, I just went through about 45 great balls, so I'm tempted to just kill this thing with Skitty at this rate.
Wow, you actually caught it, Donald. Well done, I guess. Now please do everyone a favor and get it to die.
How about we make our way towards Driftvile instead, Obama? I just did a little training with the whole team as well against the trainers in that little plaza area, but they had pretty trash Pokemon, to be honest. One guy had a Rotom, though.
Hey, Rotom is a great Pokemon, though, Donald. It's used in competitive plays a lot as a wash or fan form, too, if I remember. And also, since you and Joe have hijacked my intros, I'm going to be asking our viewers the question for this episode.
All right, before that, Obama, can we all agree that the Drift File theme tune is an absolute banger, too? It's one of the best in Unova, but my favorite is still Jubilife City.
Yes, it's a good tune, Donald, for sure. But anyway, back to my question for the viewers. Please comment down below and let us know which Psychic-type Pokemon is your favorite. We all love Mewtwo because who doesn't? But honorable mentions definitely go to Marsharna, Latios, and Screamtail.
Yeah, we adore Screamtail. It's like a Jigglypuff on steroids or something, isn't it, boys? It also reminds me of Donald.
If I remind you of a Screamtail Joe, then you remind me of a Wigglytuff.
That doesn't even make any sense, Donald. And I take back what I said because in actual fact, you remind me of a Gumshoe's LMAO.
All right, Joe, you didn't need to go that hard in on Donald there, bro. That was savage.
Okay, well, I didn't see that one coming, but either way, I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that from you, Joe, and instead we're going to take on this Team Plasma Sage, who was once bad and is now apparently good, and he just lives in this random house in the middle of the city.
And hey, he has a Feraligatr Donald, which is a great starter Pokemon from Johto. And absolutely the worst Pokemon for Ho-Oh to be battling unless you want to bring Obama and myself some joy and get killed.
I don't particularly want to do that, Joe, so instead we're going to send out good old Michelle here to deal with this thing. And I still can't believe we have nothing good against water types, boys.
Well, my wife always comes in clutch, Donald, and you know it. And by the way, I see you've gone and named Ho-Oh Donnie of all things. I'm sorry, but Ho-Oh is too big a Pokemon for you to name after yourself. If you find a whale lord, though, then Donnie would be more appropriate.
Yeah, we're not even 5 minutes into this episode, and I'm already getting ganged up by you two. I don't need to be dealing with this abuse, Obama. I could leave right now if I wanted to, you know.
Is that before or after your voice breaks, Donald?
And Joe Biden is on absolute fire today, everyone. He's going in one after the other on Donald, and Donald can't seem to get back on his feet.
This is absolutely outrageous now, Obama. I will not stand for this shit.
Donald, why do you always end up sending out Golduck to deal with any water-type Pokemon we encounter? You did the same thing with Gorabyss in the last episode, remember?
Because, Joe, all I have is Zen Headbutt to deal with them for now. And I don't have any electric or grass moves, and I don't think any of our Pokemon can even learn them right now.
Just cut the battle, Donald. It's not like it's even important anyway, is it? We have the story to continue with, and also we got to get our 5th gym badge today, too. But instead, we're here wasting time watching you battle water types.
I will agree with you on that, Obama. And actually, since nothing interesting is happening right now, I'd like to give a shout out to a wonderful viewer of ours who always gives me the best answer to our video questions. This person knows I love and simp for Arceus. So here's your shout out, lovely viewer.
Oh, dear God.
First of all, please stop encouraging Donald. And second of all, the Dark-type plate for Arceus is called the Dread Plate. But I must say that Dark-type Arceus is probably one of the best-looking forms for him.
Yeah, Joe, no one likes a smartass. I had to deal with Obama acting like one a couple episodes ago, so there's no need for you to join that club. Thank you very much. And by the way, this is where we get this free Zorua, boys. So what do I do here with regards to the Nuzlocke?
Well, since it isn't a random one, Donald, I think the best thing to do is leave it in the PC for now. Maybe someone could tell us the rules for gift Pokemon. I know we have one viewer who told us we get free catches if we have a Pokemon with the same evolution or something, too.
Yeah, they did say that, and also that we can get a free catch or something if the legendary is not random either.
I don't think we should use Kyurem anyway, boys, unless I happen to find it out in the wild or something. We already have Ho-Oh and Victini, and if they live, our team is going to be pretty solid.
Still don't agree on having 2 fire types, Donald, but let's see how well they do in this gym. And by the way, the puzzle for this gym is just the worst, honestly.
Yeah, it's just long and pointless, Obama, I agree, and also the constant dark areas in here are the worst. It's like Morty's gym in Johto, but 10 times worse.
All right, well, the first battle in here, and this is Rich Girl Kim, apparently, and he or she has a fucking Verizon of all things. Just wonderful, isn't it, that every battle in every episode has to have at least one legendary for me to deal with.
Yeah, well, Rich Girl Kim decided to catch a shit legendary Pokemon, in my opinion. And by the way, this thing has a counterpart called Iron Leaves. And I still don't get how paradox Pokemon work. Like, what even are they meant to be?
It's a paradox, isn't it, Obama?
If that was your attempt at trying to be even more funny, Joe, then I think you've run out of juice, my friend. So do us all a favor and keep it quiet.
Yeah, Virizion is definitely the worst out of the three Unova Doggos boys. Cobalion and Terrakion are my favorites. And I also love them in that Keldeo movie where he has to battle Kyurem.
The one thing I disagree with in that movie is that Iris said Kyurem is the strongest dragon-type Pokemon in the world since it has the power of Zekrom and Reshiram. But I still think Rayquaza would destroy him.
Yeah, gotta agree with you on that point, Donald. Rayquaza is just too OP for Kyurem. With Dragon Ascent holding a life orb and Mega Evolving is just the most broken thing ever.
That's another thing all three of us can agree on. One of the few rare things in this world.
All right, battle 2 of this gym, boys. These guys are so easy, I wish they gave us the opportunity to skip the trainers if we wanted, because that would make the gym battle more difficult.
Okay, and his first Pokemon is a Totodile Donald, an amazing water-type starter Pokemon from Johto. Give us a like below for Totodile, everyone.
Yeah, but the moron hasn't bothered to evolve it, Obama. Why would you have a level 29 one of these then? In like 3 levels, it would become a Feraligatr.
Maybe he caught a level 29 Totodile Donald and never got the chance to evolve it yet. Plus, Totodile is just adorable, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty cute, Joe, but Cyndaquil will always be the best starter Pokemon from Johto. Although if we ever play Storm Silver, I'll definitely pick Chikorita, since that Pokemon is only for the pros.
Hey, check it out, Donald. A Pokemon we barely ever see is coming out now, and it's Behem. An alien psychic type one, I think. I don't really know much about this guy, but leave it to my wife to deal with it.
Hang on, Donald. Why has Skitty got barely any health left?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Donald, I swear to God, my man.
You know, this death will hit me the most now, Obama, because we all know it's about to die even when it hasn't happened yet. But I'm so sorry, bro.
Okay, well, there goes Michelle to join Jill in the Mistralton Tower, I guess, boys. God bless her pink little soul.
Yeah, you can now join the Club Obama. You're officially indoctrinated as the second member. Now we just need to get Donald, who's been causing this all to happen, to get Victini killed so he can join too.
I don't want to join your sad little club, Joe, because if our wives found out, we'll all be dead.
Hey, that Behem fellow just changed our ability from damp to simple. What does the simple ability even do, boys? I've never heard of that one before.
It turns whoever it touches into a Joe Biden, because you're a rural simpleton.
How can I be a rural simpleton, Donald, when I live in the White House?
Fine, Joe, you're just a simpleton then. But hey, I made it to this guy, whatever his name is, and now watch me destroy the 5th gym leader here so we get our next badge. I bet this battle will be easy like the others have been.
I'd like to just point out, Donald, that you've gone and got more of our Pokemon killed in the battles leading up to the gym fight instead of losing Pokemon in the actual gym battle. I don't know what's worse, to be honest.
Details, Obama. Stop looking at the details, my guy. And look, we have to battle this thing again. This is the Pokemon which got Michelle taken out. So why don't you blame it, Obama?
To be fair, Donald, you had Skitty on like 2 health points left for some reason, unless you were training with it off screen and forgot to heal it at the Pokemon Center, which is still not a good excuse for not healing it up.
Joe, shut up. My Ho-Oh has now been hit by the Simpleton Beam too. If I lose Ho-Oh, then it's going to be your fault, Joe. I swear to God.
Don't think that's going to happen, Donald, because this Behem seems more useless than the first one we battled. It used Imprison on itself, which is just dumb because there's no way we have the same moves as this guy.
Well, we might now, Obama, because I used Whirlwind and his Lucario got sent out, which might be the most challenging Pokemon of his to deal with. Unless he also has a legendary as his 3rd Pokemon or something.
Lucario is part Steel-type Donald, so I think you should swap Ho-Oh for Victini since this bird doesn't have any Fire-type moves on it currently.
You make a good point there, Joe. It's pretty embarrassing that Ho-Oh here has no fire moves on it. Holy hell! We need to get us some flamethrower and sacred fires on this thing ASAP.
Well, the only move Victini has is Incinerate Donald, which could be replaced by a better one too.
Not at the moment, though, Obama. I'd rather teach it Psychic or something first, or even Shadow Ball, if it can learn that, so we have Ghost coverage, too.
What the hell, Donald? Victini is officially shit. It just got a critical hit and a super effective bonus on Lucario, but it still didn't die. Could someone please explain what happened right there?
I'm calling that this gym leader is hacking, Joe, because you're right. There's no way it should have survived that hit, and then the moron went and used a Hyper Potion on it.
Hang on, Donald. Lucario has been using Quick Guard, which is probably what saved it, but that's a move I barely ever see, so I don't know much about it.
Quick Guard protects all Pokemon on the user's side of the field from moves that have increased priority during that turn, such as Quick Attack or Aqua Jet Obama, so it can't be because of that.
Agreed, Donald. This guy is just a hacker, plain and simple, isn't it? We should have him burned at the stake for being a witch.
All right, well, his final Pokemon is definitely a legendary Donald. It's about as legendary as you can get, considering he's now sent out the almighty Bidoof.
Yeah, and it's basically higher leveled than our entire Team Obama, which is even more embarrassing, to be honest. But lucky it's trash, so I'm sure Victini has got this in the bag now. I see my 5th gym badge on the horizon now, boys.
All right, it just rose. It's special defense, Donald. So now Victini is going to be useless again. I'd recommend some physical attacks here if we have any, like fly or something.
Oh, great. It just used the Joe Biden move on me now, Obama. It used yawn, which means I'm going to fall asleep now.
Well, whilst you wake us up, Donald, I just realized Bianca already gave us the HM for Fly, which you could have taught to Ho-Oh instead of Whirlwind.
Great Melania is asleep, and Obama, I've had enough of your smart-ass comments. Thanks very much. Both of you need to stop that right now.
All right, but I got to point out, Donald, that this gym leader still has his Behem left. You know, you swapped it out with Whirlwind, remember?
To be honest, Joe, I couldn't care less at this point. This Bidoof has taken the longest to kill out of his 3 Pokemon. How can a goddamn Bidoof be more difficult than a Lucario?
Because it's the ultimate legendary Donald. More than Arceus. Bidoof is so powerful it actually exists outside of creation.
Well, it just doesn't, though, does it, Obama?
Yeah, that was a joke, Donald, to try cheer you up since the tension already here is rising a lot, and this is our safe space, remember?
All right, you got this in the bag now, Donald, since Clay just made Behemoth in prison again, which is so pointless.
God, what I'd do right now to have some darker ghost-type moves on us, boys. These guys are just infuriating.
All right, this battle is never going to end, Donald, and this guy loves his hyper potions, too.
Finally, 4 billion hours later, this thing dies. I hope to God we never ever have to see one of these again. And if we find a wild one, Donald, you have my permission to use judgment on it.
I just want to say I don't need your permission to do anything, Obama, but I will do that anyway because Behem is now on my list of most annoying Pokemon, along with Vibrava from part 2 of this series.
I think this one was way worse, Donald, and it was slowly eating away at our health, too. But anyway, well done for beating the 5th gym, and now we can head out, and I think you should catch our next Pokemon in the route to the west since Skitty died.
Oh yeah, not a bad shout, Joe, to be honest. I could do that, actually. But first we need to go heal our team up and then release Skitty. Time to say your goodbyes to Michelle now, Obama.
I'm glad that pink little shit is going deep down, Donald. And like Joe said earlier, its replacement better be 10 times more useful to us.
Yeah, no more Glooms or Skitties, Donald. But since we already caught them, I think the rules are that we don't have to use them again, actually.
I mean, Zorua is just chilling in the PC, though, boys, so we could either use that or risk finding some garbage Pokemon in the grass. It's your call.
I say take the risk, Donald, because it's more fun that way. This is a randomizer anyway, so you could end up finding Arceus, you know.
Obama, you gotta stop tempting me with Arceus like that. You've done that a lot so far, I've noticed. And just because I keep falling for it doesn't mean I will now.
Yes, it does, Donald. Because I know your curiosity is going to get the better of you as well. And you're going to want to see if Arceus or some other legendary shows up for us, LMAO.
I hope we get Zekrom this time, boys. We need a powerful electric type, and you can't get more powerful than a Zekrom.
All right, well, here we go, boys.
And it's not what I was expecting, to be honest, Donald, but nonetheless, this is still a dope Pokemon to have at this point in the game, and we won't need to evolve from an Axew either.
Well, we did say we wanted to use a Haxorus at some point, boys, so I guess the Pokemon God's granting us our prayer, so let's hope I can catch the damn thing now.
Luckily for you, Donald Ho-Oh is so damn weak right now with its shitty moveset that I think you'll be okay. This tops the list of embarrassing things in this episode for sure. I bet that Fracture is even stronger than you.
All right, well, watch me catch it right now then, Joe. And it'll be all thanks to Ho-Oh.
If you fail Donald, this will be the even more embarrassing thing in this episode.
Donald J. Trump never fails Obama. And boom! What do you know? I caught it with a great ball, hey, hey, hey. That throw was just for the meme, too. I was thinking of putting it to sleep with Sing, but unfortunately we can't do that anymore.
That was just all luck, Donald, and you know it. And where the hell are you going now, too?
Well, Joe, this is the new area that was added to Gen 5, and it's called the Pokemon World Tournament. And basically, it's like the whole competition thing that Ash does in the Ultimate Journeys anime, except without Leon.
Yeah, so basically we have to take part in it. Now, Joe and Legendaries aren't banned either, I don't think. So it's pretty much going to be a slaughter for everyone else, let's be honest.
I am definitely going to win in here, boys. And also, if we actually survive this entire Nuzlocke, we could come back here and film some special Pokemon World Tournament episodes just for fun if everyone would like that. You could build a competitive team for us, Joe, and then our viewers can rate it.
All right, but my team would just be Arceus, normal type, ghost type, psychic type, dragon type, flying type, and maybe ground type to counter anyone who uses electric.
All right, Joe, you're a moron. Because not even I would do that, and I'm King Simp when it comes to Arceus. You have to actually build a proper team, my guy.
Yeah, Joe, that team would probably be fine for the beginning rounds, but then when it comes to the later rounds when we battle Red, you might get destroyed. Cynthia also shows up too, and so does Blue.
Yeah, well, Arceus can learn every move there is, Obama, so I still think a full team of gods would be fine. But okay, since you two aren't letting me do that, I will have a think about it. And anyway, that's even if Donald doesn't make us lose in this Nuzlocke.
Well, that's also true, Joe, but I definitely don't plan to lose to Hugh here. His team has always been trash, and I bet the other morons in here won't have anything that good either.
Looks like he evolved his Voltorb, though, Donald, and you've gone and sent out Ho-Oh to deal with this thing, which was a stupid move, to be honest. Also, we have 2 Pokemon weak to electric.
Yeah, and I bet Donald picked Ho-Oh because he thought it would have some fire moves when it still doesn't. You should have picked Victini instead, Donald.
All right, I will admit to that, Joe. I made a major L there. I have no fire moves on our team, which isn't so great, but on the upside, Ho-Oh is tanking these electric-type attacks against it.
Well, Ho-Oh has some amazing special defense, Donald, which is probably the only thing it has going for it. And since we're talking about Ho-Oh, I'm still super pissed off that out of basically all the legendaries in the anime, Ho-Oh got barely any screen time.
Hey, Hugh caught an Anorith too, boys. That's an awesome fossil Pokemon, and I was listening to what you said, Obama, and definitely agree with you on that statement. Ho-Oh deserves more screen time. Lugia has had like 3 movies about it now, I swear.
All right, well, I can start the hashtag Justice for Ho-Oh movement if you two like. I will rally the world against Game Freak or TV Tokyo or whoever makes the anime and tell them we need more Ho-Oh.
When I caught it, Joe, you said you'd had enough of Ho-Oh, and now you want more of him? What's with that?
Well, you're one of my best friends, Donald, so even though we piss each other off, I do like to make you happy now and then. You know, bro.
All right, well, I think I'm gonna cry, Joe.
Why don't you two get a room?
Oh, is little Barry Obama feeling jealous now? Don't worry, Barrick, Joe and I will also be your friend forever, too.
Yeah, you can even join us in that room you just mentioned, Obama, whatever that means.
I think I'll pass on that, Joe, but thanks, I guess. Anyway, look, Hugh's final Pokemon is a Mamoswine. A pretty awesome Pokemon from Sinnoh, but he must have caught this Pokemon at its final evolution, since we never saw the pre-evolutions for it.
Yeah, and it just died like that. Obama, what a weak, pointless trainer Hugh is turning out to be, boys. And now we're gonna battle Colress for the sake of time.
I just realized that we can't use healing items in this tournament, Donald. What the hell kind of rule is that then? The one who came up with that should be fired.
Joe, it's like that, so everything in the battles are even. I think when we get to the Masters tournament, the levels of our Pokemon are also set to 50 to make things even more balanced. So if you do make a team, it better be strong and holding the right items and have good moves, too.
Yeah, that's one reason why Donald and I are against a full team of Arceus Joe. It's just not gonna end well. You could build a really good team for this, though, but remember that champion tournament, or whatever it's called, is going to be really tough.
Alrighty, our boy here is sending out a Sand Slash first, guys, and I can't remember what his other team was, but if he still has that slow bro, then I will be pissed off.
Hang on, I remember now. This is the little punk who got Jill killed, isn't it, Donald? Well, now's your time to get your revenge on him for doing that. He doesn't deserve to win this after the audacity he had earlier.
All right, Joe, your wish is my command, even though we already got our revenge when I beat him the first time. But at least his ground type here will be weak to our Ducky. I still have Water Pulse on him.
Donald, you getting cocky and complacent has caused many untimely deaths of our Pokemon in the past. So please don't try act like a big shot again. We can't afford to lose any more Pokemon now, seriously.
Hey, look, Obama! Colress has sent out Donald to fight Donald.
Okay, Joe, what happened to that whole speech from you earlier about being best friends and getting a room and all that?
Well, the room part was Obama's idea, first of all, and I never said I'd stop not winding you up, Donald.
Joe Snorlax is absolutely not me. It's more you than anything because it spends all its time asleep, so end of story.
Well, you'll always look like a gumshooshes Donald, so say whatever you want to me because I don't care, Ellen Fowl.
Hey, Donald, how about you switch out to Fracture next since you picked it and haven't yet used the thing? I hope you did a little training with it as well.
All right, fine, Obama, fair point. But I just want to say it may not look like I've named it, but I have actually. I've named my Fracture.
I think the nickname you gave Fracture is the best nickname you could have given it, Donald.
Joe, you are so stupid. He clearly pressed the buttons too fast when it got to the nickname section, and now he can't be bothered to name it anything.
That also may be true, Obama, but how do you know I didn't name Fracture the name it already has, huh? You don't know, do you?
We'll trust you to do something as stupid and pointless as that, Donald, but it wouldn't surprise me, to be honest.
Good, so now we've agreed on that. Obama, you can watch our new Pokemon Slaughter Colress's last Pokemon here, which is just a trash bug type. Let's be honest. Who would use something this shit?
Yeah, who would Donald? But anyway, I guess you've actually gone and won this whole thing now, so well done. We've done a lot of battling in this episode, haven't we?
Yes, we have, Joe, and I think this would be the perfect time to end this episode, boys. So what do you think?
Alrighty, Donald, let's end this episode here. So thanks for watching, everyone, and we hope you enjoyed part 5 of Black and White 2. And please remember to hit that like and subscribe button, and consider becoming a member if you want to help out the channel.
Yeah, thanks everyone, and in the next episode we will be heading towards Mistralton City, I think. So stay tuned for that. Alrighty, everyone, welcome to part 6 of our Nuzlocke of Black and White 2. If you enjoy this episode, then please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. And remember, we're voices created with AI, and this is not to be taken seriously.
Yeah, we're kicking this episode right off with Joe doing the shittiest intro, and Donald storming the Team Plasma frigate, which just so happens to be parked here in the harbor.
Yeah, that's right, Obama. Team Plasma have their ship parked here in the harbor, and we're going to be finding out why, I think. Or we'll get kicked out. Let's see what happens first. But whilst this is all going on, we have some announcements to give.
Oh yeah, first announcement is that for some reason this series playlist is messing up, so part 2 is going before part 1. Some viewers have made us aware of that. And it seems to be an issue on YouTube's end.
Yeah, we can't seem to sort that out, but thanks for letting us know about it. And the second announcement is that we made a post the other day asking what other games you'd like to see us play now and then for fun. And we got so many ideas, so thank you all for that.
Hey boys, look, I'm battling a Don fan. A pretty awesome rhino like Pokémon. Ash also had one of these. But yeah, adding to Joe's point just now, hopefully sometime this week we'll release a small new series playing a game we absolutely love and think you will all too. Most of you will have seen this game, so look forward to that. But don't worry, Pokémon is still going to be our main priority.
Yeah, Pokémon is still our number 1, and especially this series too. But anyway, those were our announcements, so back to the game. Donald, let's hope you make it to Mistralton City today.
Yes, we absolutely need to make it to Mistralton City, Donald. I need to see the love of my life again being Skyla, and I know you love her too, but sorry she's taken.
Okay, what happened to bros before Hose Joe? You can't back out from the pact of ours now, you know. That's not how it works.
That pact was regarding our wives, Donald. But when it comes to other female humans such as the gorgeous Skyla, the pact is off. So there, now get your pants back up, because she's mine.
Yeah, we'll see about that, Joe, because remember, I'll be the one battling her. And look, I beat all the grunts on this dumb ship, boys. And those battles were the most uninteresting things ever, so now I think we are, in fact, going to get kicked off.
The correct wording there, Donald, was getting teleported off actually by the Shadow Triad, and we still have no clue who or what they are. They weren't even in the anime, so God knows what they do.
Well, I'm still down for replacing the Secret Service with the Shadow Triad boys. First of all, having them means we wouldn't need Air Force One since they can just teleport us anywhere we need to be, which means I can get out of bed right at the last minute since I won't have any more flights to catch.
I think they'd have better stuff to do than give you your wake-up call, Donald. But yeah, I could get teleported to any ice cream parlor I want, which is a much more useful job for them if you ask me.
Okay, well, you two, look where we are. This is the Deerling Research Place, where they study the different types of deerling in Unova. And, well, there's 4 of them, basically all based off the different seasons being spring, summer, autumn, and winter.
Obama, did you seriously just name all the seasons? Our viewers aren't 4, you know. I'm sure they know what each season is, and currently we're in winter.
Unless we have viewers from the Southern Hemisphere, Donald, and they're in summer, like Australia or New Zealand.
Yeah. Well, they do everything upside down, Joe. I bet to evolve an NK in Australia or New Zealand, they don't have to turn their console upside down since they're already like that anyway, LMFAO.
I would just like to apologize to our Southern Hemisphere viewers for Donald's rudeness there, although I did chuckle at that NK joke. But either way, Donald, don't you have a question for our viewers today?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry too, not. But yeah, the question for this video has to be, what's everyone's favorite flying type Pokemon? Please leave us a comment down below. And if you haven't guessed by now, we're slowly working our way through all the different types. And as a bonus question too, out of Mega Evolution, Dynamax, Z-Moves, and Terrestrializing, which is your favorite and why?
Hey, check it, Donald. Cobalion has come to visit you. Now, this fellow is a lovely blue Pokemon, and he made an appearance in the Castelia movie.
Yeah, and he just ran off. I swear we got to catch him here, or I guess he's gone off somewhere to Eastern Unova. I remember in Blaze Black, too, we get to catch him.
Now I'm getting a history lesson from these 2 old farts about Cobalion and the Swords of Justice as they're known. But hey, in other news, boys, we're going to be heading into Charged Stone Cave, which means a new Pokemon for us.
Yeah, it better be decent, Donald. A viewer pointed out in the last episode how our Pokemon are hitting like wet noodles, which hurts to hear, but he's right. We have 2 legendaries, and they're both absolute trash.
Well, luckily we have Fracture then, Joe. Because if you've noticed all the battles Donald has been in this episode, Fracture has been destroying everything.
Yeah, it's the MVP so far for sure, Obama. The combo of Dragon Dance and Dragon Claw is just too OP. Hey.
Oh, dear Lord.
Joe, Bellsprout is an amazing Pokemon, and this guy will be our counter to water types, remember?
All right, fair point, Obama. However, Donald, you might want to,
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Donald, you're such a stupid little clown. Why did you do that? I bet that Bellsprout would have been stronger than Ho-Oh and Victini combined, and now you went and got it killed.
That was completely by accident, Obama, because I also like me some Bellsprout on the side. And now, because of my stupidity, we still don't have anything to counter water, and the Nuzlocke rules states that we can't catch any more Pokemon in here either.
Well, congrats, Donald. You just went and ruined something else for us, but I won't insult you more since you admitted it was your fault.
He will still find a way to blame you, though, Joe, so it's not like it'll make a big difference, is it, LMAO? But might as well use all the repels in here, Donald, since we won't need anything from this place now. But I'd laugh so much if you ran into a wild Rayquaza or something.
Yeah, definitely going to use Repels Obama, because if I run into something like that in the beginning, then I'll be super pissed off.
Hey, look, it's a Fortress, Donald. A Pokemon I never see anyone use ever, and I think it's a really awesome one. I don't know much more about it, but gives us a like down below if you also love Fortress. And if you don't, then we'll still hit that like button.
This thing is a defensive tank, I think, Donald, hence the name, so Water Pulse would probably be your best bet here.
By the way, Obama, we got some comments about doing a special episode or a few episodes regarding the Pokemon World Tournament after we beat this game, or if we beat this game, I should say. I think that would be super fun.
Oh, so you went and taught Scald to Ducky then, did you, Donald? I think teaching TMs to Pokemon is so stupid because if they die, then you've gone and wasted them.
Yeah, I did some item hunting off screen, Joe, but if you don't want me to use TMs, then what's the point of them?
Donald, it would be better to save the TMs for the Elite Four and Champion battles since those will be the most difficult, or even Getsis.
Yeah, well, I like living life on the edge, Obama, and what's the point of having powerful TMs if all they do is sit in our bag all the time? And who knows, we might not even make it to the Elite Four and Champion, and then I'll be pissed that I listened to you.
All right, well, Donald, you made it to Mistralton, so I'm happy now, since I get to see Skyla.
Joe, stop getting so thirsty because we actually have a lot to do here, you know? And by the way, Donald, we don't have to climb that goddamn tower in this game, thankfully, so you can just skip all that if you want, but you will need to catch a new Pokemon in the routes up north.
Yeah, I know, Obama, and since the Mistralton Tower is an optional area, I'll skip it for now. But I think someone mentioned it's like a free catch area if we need to come back to it or something, although I don't particularly want to use that rule in case it makes things easier.
All right, fair enough, Donald. And oh yeah, we get the Master Ball super early in this game too, so we could save that for a random legendary we might encounter later.
Oh, here she comes, boys. My love, you are finally here.
Joe, she'll never date you, my man. I have a Ho-Oh on my team, which is like the god of all flying types. And she's a flying type gym leader, which means I'm automatically in, if you get what I mean.
Donald, you look like something that belongs in a pyramid, and also the god of all flying types is Rayquaza, and you know it.
Yeah, well, I actually have Ho-Oh in my party, Joe, but I don't see a Rayquaza in yours, so I think I have the better chance with her at the moment.
Oh, for God's sake, here we go, boys. This is now the downfall for us in this playthrough.
Donald, why do you keep finding such shit Pokemon for our team? Even the legendaries are shit. Everything you find is just so shit. An actual pile of shit would be better than this team we have currently.
Take that statement back, Joe. A pile of shit would not be better than Fracture here. But everything else so far, I may have to agree with you on, and this Masquerain takes the cake for sure now. I'd rather have Jill back than this thing.
This is what you get for not catching that Bellsprout from earlier, Donald. We now have to deal with this trash. Why can't we just get a couple good Pokemon to carry us?
Donald, just start throwing your balls at this thing now. It's got such a low catch rate that you could use a Pokeball.
Obama, if I threw my balls at this thing, then it would get taken out for sure because my balls are so big. Hey, hey, hey.
Such a child, isn't he, Obama?
Yeah, well, I'll still be the one to take Skyla on a date to the Pokemon League, Joe, and it won't be you. And by the way, this thing took 4 of my balls to catch, whilst Fracture only took 1. I'd just cut all the throwing out, since it takes too long on normal speed.
Well, I hope you actually nicknamed the thing this time, Donald. And I see you've already made your way to Skyla's gym, too. This is so unfair. She's obviously going to choose you because of Oh, I just didn't want to admit it earlier.
I just want to interject on that point, Joe, because I think Skyla would actually choose me over both of you.
And how did you get to that conclusion, Obama?
Because, Donald, I have a shiny Mega Rayquaza over in my Omega Ruby save file, remember? And when Skyla sees that, she'll be dripping.
All right, well, shit.
How about we talk about what I've named our Masquerain instead, boys? As you can see, I gave it such a wonderful name indeed.
Wow, you named such a shit Pokemon after Hillary, Donald. And the thing is, she'll probably actually like it, so I doubt that would make her mad, you know.
And its move pool is just trash too, though, Joe. This Pokemon is not going to make it very far in this series, just you wait and see. And oh yeah, let's not tell Hillary about this either. This is where the bros before hoes rule comes in, Joe.
Yeah, this is where the rule applies, Obama, but it would be funny to see Hillary's reaction in the next episode with this thing. I think you should call her.
I think you should swap Hillary out, Donald, before it dies here, though, because we're in a vortex.
We can't even swap Hillary out, boys. We're stuck.
All right, what the fuck kind of sorcery is going on here then, boys? If I can't swap out, that means Hillary is going to get taken out here now to Ponyta?
All right, well, Hillary didn't even last like 3 minutes, and she's already going to get sent to the Mistralton Tower where the rest of our team is. We should absolutely not call her now for the next episode. Imagine, Hillary, Michelle, and Jill all on our backs.
Okay, well, GG to Hillary, who did absolutely nothing for us in this game, boys. I guess that means we now have to catch another Pokemon somewhere along the line, isn't it?
Okay, well, let's now try get through the rest of this gym without getting anything else killed, Donald, and that includes Skyla as well. We seriously can't afford to lose anything else.
If you had just let off with Ducky to begin with, Donald, then none of that would have happened, and Hillary would still be with us. She lasted even less time than the other 2 women did.
All right, well, I managed to skip the other battles, and now it's time for the showdown between myself and my new girlfriend, Skyla Trump here. Even though I love her, I'm still going to have to unfortunately beat her.
Her name is actually Mia. Donald, you don't even know your girlfriend's proper name.
All right, fine, Obama. Mia Trump here is still going to lose, and she's got 3 Pokemon, so let's see if she's going to be a challenge or if this battle will end up like the others.
And of course, she'd have a water type. See, Donald, this is another situation in which having that Bellsprout would have been so useful, but now we're going to be sitting here for ages watching Ducky use Zen Headbutt again or something.
Joe, cool it now, dude. I'm sure we'll find another grass or electric type soon. Donald kind of needs to at this point because his current encounter rate has been awful.
I think this thing might end up killing itself with Takedown Joe since my Zen Headbutt isn't doing as much damage as I'd like, but either way, it'll be a win-win for me then, isn't it?
Yeah, unless Skyla, or Mia, or whatever her name is, now uses a bunch more of those hyper potions, Donald. We need a move to ban healing items on Pokemon, I swear to God.
Okay, 20 minutes later and a bunch more hyper potions from both of us, I finally took out that seal. No thanks to you 2 for giving me any advice either, by the way.
Okay, Donald, her next Pokemon is Electabuzz. So swap out in case you want to die. There's your advice too, so I hope you're happy now.
Wow, not like I already knew that, Obama, but whatever. And now watch, boys. I'm gonna one-shot both her next Pokemon. I'm gonna set up Dragon Dance and then use Dragon Claw. Just watch how a pro does things.
Donald's famous last words, everyone.
Joe, stop spreading all that negative energy of yours to me, please, bro. I don't need none of that, especially in a gym battle against my girlfriend.
I saw her first, Donald, so in my view, she's mine. Go get your eyes tested.
We will see how she feels after she's lost this battle, Joe. Women love a strong alpha male-like figure, and I'm sorry, but you absolutely do not fit that bill.
What? And you do Donald?
Haha, so funny, and now watch how strong my fracture is compared to this electric Yeti.
I don't think you needed to boost Fracture's stats up that much, Donald. You have Stab too, remember?
You can never be too safe, Obama. I mean, if I could be bothered, I would have sat here and used as many Dragon Dances as I could, but that would have taken way too long.
This is just Donald trying to flex in front of Skyla Obama. It's pretty obvious what he's trying to do here, and he's failing miserably.
Yeah, but look, Joe, I just one-shot her Electabuzz, and even better than that, she has a fracture of her own. It's like we're just meant to be, isn't it? She has to be my soulmate now.
This is complete and utter bullshit, Donald. You have a Ho-Oh and now the same Pokemon as her.
See, Joe, we're just meant to be, isn't it?
How comes things never work out for me, but they always do for you?
You sure about that, Joe LMFAO? Donald, you are the most stupid, idiotic pumpkin pie I've ever come across. Skyla just humbled you big time there.
What in the actual hell was that? Skyla is a hacker now to Obama. That's it, I'm breaking up with her.
Great, so she's mine. And Donald, you went and got 2 Pokemon killed in this gym too. I think that means your Riz game is officially over.
Now, Joe, I hate Skyla now. She's such a little B word I won't say, but yeah, how dare she do that to the alpha male?
I guess she's the alpha female Donald, and all you are is a lowly little peasant man child who's gonna start bitching and complaining for the rest of this episode to Joe's and my own delight.
I would like some viewers to review that battle with Skyla and tell me how she was cheating because I set up 2 Dragon Dances on my fracture, but somehow she one-shots me without doing anything? That is some major bullshit.
Well, you did one-shot Fracture with Ice Beam Donald, so explain that one then.
Because, Joe, I'm just worthy of one-shotting other Pokemon since I'm actually a good Pokemon trainer and am skilled, unlike some people here, cough, cough, Skyla, who uses dark magic or something to gain an advantage.
Donald, you always do this, dude. You always have to make us end each episode on such depressing notes. But anyway, I think this would be the point to end, considering I can't take any more of this depressing episode now.
Hey, blame Skyla, not me, Obama. And then she just ran off somewhere looking all smug, I bet. I'm still shocked I lost Fracture in that gym. That should not have happened at all, and I refuse to accept it.
Well, you better hurry up and accept it, Donald, because after you heal our team up, it'll be time to release both Hillary and Fracture. And to our viewers, please remember to hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoyed this episode. I'm sure you all did more than Obama and Donald.
Yeah, I bet they enjoyed watching Donald get humbled by a girl Joe since his ego is so inflated all the time. I definitely enjoyed that, but I'm also super pissed that we lost our best Pokemon. And it only lasts 1 episode too.
Yeah, Fracture only lasted 1 episode, but anyway, bye everyone. I'm now gonna go cry myself to sleep.
That makes 3 of us, Donald. Holy hell, what an episode today was.
Alrighty everyone, and welcome to part 7 of our Nuzlocke of Pokemon Black 2. I finally get to do my intros again after the other 2 criminals kept stealing it from me. But here we are, in Eastern Unova now. So if you enjoyed this episode, please remember to like and subscribe, and remember we're voices created with AI.
Yeah, hey everyone. We've had a busy week since Christmas is coming up and needed a small break from editing, so we hope you understand. But we're back right now to watch Donald probably go and kill more of our Pokemon.
Well, that was a little uncalled for if you ask me, Joe. But anyway, Merry Christmas, everyone. This video should be out before then, but in case it's not, we hope you have happy holidays.
And it's already time to catch the next member of our team, Donald. What is it?
Well, shit, it's a legendary Joe, I think. I don't know if this counts as one, but regardless, having Spirit Tomb can never be a bad option. So watch as I add this beauty to our team, boys.
Well, whilst you battle this, Donald, I have some announcements, and the first one being going forward, we're probably going to speed up all the pointless battles in the routes and gyms since they take too much time during editing to go through, but we'll keep everything else At normal speed and also the important battles too.
Yeah, that was our first announcement. And the second is we mentioned in the last video that sometime in the week we'd be releasing a small new mini-series, but we've been so busy and haven't had time to record and edit it yet. And as of now, Pokémon comes first, but expect that new small series to be out soon.
Boys, this Spirit Tomb is playing super cheap. Now look, it's putting all our team to sleep, the little purple bitch.
Oh yeah, I forgot we're almost already at the 7th gym and only have 3 Pokemon. No thanks to you, Donald. You know I bet we could have had a Haxorus in this episode if you didn't get it killed in the last episode against Skyla.
Obama. She was clearly hacking. We went through this, remember. I asked Joe to call a meeting for that bullshit and asked the CIA to look into Skyla as well. She's clearly using some device to get more critical hits than should be possible because that's what happened.
Yeah, Donald, in your Skyla rant, I think you just went and used Fly instead of trying to throw some Ultra Balls at Spirit Tomb, and you may have just got it killed.
Ah, for God's sake, Obama, that was on you. See, it put me to sleep, and then I used a full heal, and then you started yapping away in my face about how that battle with Skyla was actually legit, and now look, we lost Spirit Tomb, so I hope you're happy.
Donald, I'm not the one playing you moron. That L was yours to take, so be a man and accept it. And now because of you, we can't look for any more Pokemon in this godforsaken mountain, and having that Spirit Tomb could have changed the tides for us, since our team is just trash except Gold Duck.
Not gonna lie, but you're right, Obama. Somehow this Gold Duck we have is being way more useful than 2 fucking legendaries, which makes no sense to be honest. Just my luck though, isn't it? I'd rather Victini die, but no, it had to be Fracture.
Well, right now we're battling a Kingler and Noctowl Donald, which are 2 cool Pokemon from Johto.
Yeah, Kingler is all right, Joe, but I always use it as a HM slave in the Johto game since it can learn so many of them. Other than that, if I had a choice, I wouldn't use one, and I doubt anyone else would either.
You say that, Donald, but it's still a water type, and you went and sent out Ho-Oh of all things to battle it, you fool. Are you trying to get it killed?
Obama, it has Fly, which means I can play super dirty and just attack from a distance. Because why wouldn't I? It just makes sense here, and Ho-Oh will never die. It's been named after me, so how could it?
Well, Bianca's Lairon just keeps using Protect, which isn't helpful at all, let's be honest. But Aggron is one amazing steel type, don't you think, boys? And it can Mega Evolve too.
Donald, what in all that's holy do you think you're doing, you absolute gosh darn demented pumpkin seed?
All right, I will actually take full responsibility for that one holy hell, boys. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you goddamn better take responsibility, Donald. There's no way you actually just swap Ducky out when battling a Raichu. Why would you do that?
To be honest, Joe, I have no reason or excuse, and now all we have left is a trash Victini and Ho-Oh. Basically, let's be honest here, boys. We have a party of 1 Pokemon, and now I'm losing all hope for this Nuzlocke.
Great, and now we're here in Undella Town with probably some of the best music for any town in the series, but also one that makes me super emotional at the best of times. Except now I have a reason to cry.
Okay, well, I said I was sorry, Obama, and I really didn't mean to kill Ducky. It's clearly the best Pokemon we've had so far, so why would I do that on purpose? But rules are rules, so here we go, releasing it.
Can we all get F's in the chat for Ducky, people? It was literally the MVP and definitely proved its worth to us. I'd rather have 6 of these than a Ho-Oh or Victini Donald. And you can't say I'm wrong about that.
I'll agree with you on the Victini part, Joe, but apart from that, you're wrong about Ho-Oh. You need to give it a chance, my dude, and trust that it will become our strongest member.
Well, Donald looks like Hugh wants a battle with us at possibly one of the worst times imaginable since our party consists of 1.5 Pokemon. Prepare yourself, Joe, because this is the most important battle we're going to have so far in this Nuzlocke.
Okay, Donald, you're going to need to do some major training at some point because we're almost 10 levels below Hugh's team. And that's absolutely not good for us with the current team we have.
All right, well, Tranquil just died like the little stupid bird bitch it is. Not my favorite out of all the bird Pokemon, to be honest, but my main worry is still this Electrode with its stupid self-destruct move.
If I was you, Donald, I'd just keep spamming Fire Blast until his team dies since it's our most powerful move and it's not like we actually can have a strategy anymore, is it? The Pokemon we have aren't great for that.
Wow, you got a lucky critical hit there, Donald. That light screen was very unhelpful too, but anyway, somehow we're actually winning here, boys. And his final Pokemon is a Dusknoir.
What an amazing ghost-type Pokemon this is too, Joe. I'd say this guy is Hugh's best Pokemon in his team, unless it's going to change later on, maybe. Either way, good to see this guy, which is normally only available via a trade evolution, I think.
All right, Donald, I can see how playing dirty with Fly like that was actually quite helpful. Going forward, play as dirty as you want. With this team, just do anything to survive at this point. Who actually cares?
I plan to anyway, Obama. Using Fly like that is perfectly legal in a Nuzlocke anyway. And if I didn't use it, then it would have definitely died.
Okay, seems Hugh is going to go after Team Plasma still up north, Donald, which is where I think we should be going. And please catch a useful Pokemon next. This is actually painful watching you slowly kill our team with useless Pokemon like this.
Okay, Joe, I shall make a Christmas wish to Santa or whatever, and I shall ask for a really good Pokemon to bless our party, since we actually need one.
Ho, ho, ho! Since you've been a good little fatty boy this year, Donald, I shall grant you one wish of the year and bestow a super powerful legendary Pokemon on your team.
And here we go, boys. This is what I'm fucking talking about. My wish came true, and Santa gave us a goddamn Giratina.
Donald, why is Bernie wearing a Santa hat and pretending to sound like Santa too? Are you bribing him? And also, what's this about you being a good boy?
I don't know, Obama. Donald just called me up earlier and told me to wear a Santa hat and grant him a wish, but I don't actually have powers. And this is a randomizer Nuzlocke, so it was just sheer luck that he went and found Giratina.
Bernie, shut your mouth. Oh, I mean, Santa, please stop talking, and thank you for granting my wish. However, we have an issue now, boys. This guy just used Destiny Bond, which means if we kill it, our Pokemon is gonna die too.
Donald, you're an idiot for sending Victini out too, you know, but don't worry, your boy Barrack has your back and is going to suggest you use the Master Ball on Giratina, since the chances of us finding a better Pokemon to use it on is basically nil at this point. Let's be honest.
OMG, I can't believe I didn't think about that before Obama. Right, just for that, I'm going to name Giratina after you. You have probably gone and saved the entire Nuzlocke by that move.
Okay, well, can Santa leave and Bernie come back, Donald? This hat is making my head all itchy and sweaty. Also, I think that Giratina should be named after me since I was the one who granted you the wish.
Bernie, you granted me a curse, actually. Giratina had Destiny Bond, and that move could have ended this whole series. And I'd have never let you hear the end of it if that happened. So I think you should be thanking Obama as well for saving your sorry Santa ass.
Sorry, Bernie, but you did almost ruin this series for us. I gotta agree with Donald on that, dude. And Obama, you're the real MVP of this series. And Professor Juniper, too.
Great, so I came here on your request, Donald, only to get abused by you and Joe at the same time, and I came dressed as Santa as well. What a complete waste of my time this was.
Welcome to my world, Bernie. But anyway, I think it's time you leave now, so us three OG YouTuber boys can get back to our series, which is literally being held together by one Giratina.
Yeah, Bernie, thanks for nothing as usual. Although I liked your Santa impression, so come back next year if we're still here for that cameo. But anyway, right there was Cobalion, boys, which I will not be bothered with at the moment. Having a full team of legendaries would be pretty boring, let's be honest.
Donald, you already caught a Pokemon here.
Yes, I'm aware, Obama, but I just wanted to test out our Giratina some more, and I did a little training off screen so our team doesn't get murdered again by some unsuspecting Raichu or whatever.
All right, we just heard the story about Kyrem, which we've all heard a billion times, so now Professor Juniper and Bianca are going to go off and do more research or something, isn't it, boys?
Yeah, I just want to backtrack a bit, Donald, with something you said earlier.
Oh, God, here we go. All right, Obama, hit me with it then. What you got to rant about now? And remember, I did name you after Giratina.
Donald, you said that catching Cobalion would be boring since you don't want a full team of legendaries, but the only legendary I think is worthy of that title so far is Giratina. The other two are just so bad.
All right, I get the point, Obama. You hate Ho-Oh and Victini. Well, don't worry. There's another route coming up to the west of Lacanosa town, so I'm sure we'll find something good to add to our team next.
You've said that a few times, Donald, and look where it's got us. I won't believe anything you say until I see the pudding, and that's before you've gone and eaten it.
Have more faith, Joe. We already found Giratina, didn't we? So who knows what we'll find next. I mean, the only other thing I really want at this point is Arceus, since you can't really get better than Giratina.
Donald, you can absolutely get better than Giratina, and by the way, you need to find its orb to change its form since its current one in the normal world is bad compared to the origin form, or whatever it is.
Okay, whilst I team up with Hugh to battle these two Team Plasma punks, Someone should definitely comment down below and tell us the lore to why Giratina has two forms. He only changes form when he enters the Earth realm and changes back in the distortion world.
Oh, great. One of them has a Latios on their team. Now, I swear to God, if that thing takes out Giratina, since they're both dragon, I'm literally going to smash your face in with a Joy-Con, Donald.
That was exceedingly violent even for you, Joe. I don't think you could make Donald look any uglier by doing that anyway, LMFAO.
I'm going to pretend I didn't hear you say that, Joe, and instead we have our own light screen setup, which will be useful for dealing with that Latios. But seems like it'll only use luster purge, Joe.
Hey, it's always good to see Latios, regardless of which side it's on, Joe. And look, our Dragon Claw is just OP as hell to it.
Wow, Giratina's an absolute tank here, boys. It's barely losing any health to moves which are super effective against it.
Yeah, it actually is Joe. But Electrode stole my kills there using Swift on both Pokemon like that, especially Latios, which was my prey. Maybe I should attack Electrode for that.
Donald, we don't need your ego causing more problems for us. So please do not take out that Electrode. Remember, it's on our side, and it's set up light screen too, which it can do again as well.
OMG, this battle is a complete waste of time, boys. This team, apart from Latios, wasn't interesting at all. I mean, we're now fighting the second stage evolution of one of the Unova region starters, and it's the worst one, too.
You know I'd take a Chikorita any day over Snivy, Donald. I don't know why, but I can't stand the superior line at all. I think it looks stupid and it's not even cute. Also, how is losing legs a form of evolution?
I think you're spitting facts there, Joe. Chikorita gets a lot of unnecessary hate, and I bet lots of people agree with us on that too.
All right, this is officially the longest battle I've ever been in my life. Holy hell. And I thought Giratina was going to one-shot everything, to be honest.
Holy shit! Donald Electrode just used self-destruct like you've been calling since part 1.
This is exactly what I was talking about, boys. If we didn't have Giratina, we'd have probably died. It was sheer luck that we had the immunity to normal-type moves like that. Holy hell.
Yeah, I'm now wondering if that was the AI playing smart or if that was all just luck. Could someone also explain the rules to us if in this situation our Pokemon actually died due to another Pokemon on our side using self-destruct?
Fuck the rules in that situation, Obama. There's no way I'm letting one of our Pokemon die due to another person's idiotic move choices when we're supposed to be on the same side.
Yeah, Donald has a very good point, Obama. A Pokemon should only be considered dead if it's killed by an opponent, not a guy we've teamed up to battle with.
See, so whatever the rules are on that, Obama, if this happens again, I refuse to accept them, and whoever made that rule can go get hit by a blast burn for all I care.
And a hyper beam too, right, Donald? I hope there's no rule for that, but anyway, I'm glad that battle is done with, and now you can head west towards Opelucid City and catch another Pokemon for our team.
Yeah, the 7th gym is next, boys, and it's Drayden's gym, who is my favorite gym leader, by the way. And I'm pissed he's the 7th gym leader in this game when he should be the 8th. But instead, we have a shitty water-type leader.
You know what's funny, though, Donald? We still don't have a Pokemon that's effective against water types, but we do for basically every other type.
Oh, for God's sake, we've gone full circle now, boys. Donald, look what it is.
Okay, well, we had Lampin in the beginning, and now we're going backwards, so I wouldn't necessarily call that full circle, Obama. And also, I'm sure there's some actual useful rule about us using the same Pokemon in the evolution chain or something. So for now, I'll try catch this, but if we can swap it out, I definitely will.
Nice first throw with the quick ball, Donald. That's a Pokeball we should definitely be using more, you know. It probably would have saved us a bunch of time.
Okay, boys, I just went through the next gate since nothing interesting was going on. But hey, look, it's Virizion.
Yeah, the second legendary doggo of the Unova region, and its paradox form is Iron Leaves, which I think looks ridiculous. Even having Suicune looking like a Velociraptor looks stupid too.
Yeah, but the other Paradox Pokemon are just awesome, Obama. I love Tyranitar and Hydreigons a lot. But hey, look, boys, another flying type to add to our team here.
As much as I love this Pokemon, Donald, we already have Ho-Oh, so I think Lady Luck has decided she's going to drop us again. I think after Giratina, it's probably going to go downhill from here.
No, I'm sure we will encounter some good Pokemon still, Joe. And I think we have the chance to swap Litwick out as well. So let's hope that rule is real, because I don't feel like using it again, and then watching it die again, too.
All right, that's true as well, Obama. I mean, who knows, Donald might get it killed in Drayden's gym anyway.
No way, Joe. I can never let Litwick die just for the sake of it. Plus, it's only like one level away from evolving, too, so we could get it back to a Lampent, and then I'll need to find a Dust Stone again, which will probably never happen. Let's be honest.
Donald, I said this before, but any Pokemon that requires a stone or any item, in fact, to evolve in a randomizer Nuzlocke, is just a death sentence in the making.
All right, well, here we go, boys, the penultimate gym. Let's hope we don't end the series here too, Donald, and for the love of God, can you just get through one gym without a Pokemon dying? I keep saying that, but until you do, then I won't stop.
Okay, well, that Herdier wasn't what I was expecting, but at least Aura Sphere here is just so OP and never misses. I remember Giratina in the anime also had this move.
Pretty interesting that a ghost type like Giratina can learn a fighting type move, though, since it's not effective to it to begin with.
Well, if you think about it, Obama, Ghost type was one of the first actual types in Pokemon, along with Dragon, Steel, Water, and Normal, when Arceus created the Creation Trio back in the day.
Oh, great, we're battling another Latios, boys. How on earth can there be two of them in one episode? And this one is even stronger than Zinzalin's one or that other team, Plasma Grunt.
It was only one level below us, Joe, but Giratina is just so OP, and I promise you it will be the one Pokemon that will never die.
Yeah, until we encounter someone with a Dialga or Palkia, Donald. I think that the higher the gym leader is, the better the Pokemon should be, and that we should encounter more legendaries or pseudo ones.
All right, Donald, it's time to battle your brother from another mother. Before you said that was Obama, but I think you secretly like Drayden more than anyone. But he does have a very strange beard, which makes no sense.
Okay, wish me luck, everyone. I think Drayden usually had 3 Pokemon on his team, so let's hope it's the same here, and it would be nice to see some Dragon types here, actually, or Pokemon that would be a challenge.
First of all, Donald, his name isn't Drayden anymore, but he's changed his name to Jimmy for some reason, but at least his first Pokemon is actually an awesome one.
Yeah, we used one of these in our Pokemon Platinum playthrough, which you should all go check out, by the way, if you haven't done already. And it's also Wally's ace in the Hoenn region games.
Well, luckily Giratina is super effective against this Pokemon, Donald, so it shouldn't cause us much difficulty.
Yeah, I'll definitely one-shot Gal A to Joe. Shadow Force, which is Giratina's signature move, is just the best out of Dialga and Palkia too. In Legends Arceus, the animation for it is also just wild.
All right, his next Pokemon is Druddigon, Donald, so your wish came true again, it seems. You get to battle a Dragon type in a Dragon type gym, although this particular one is pretty trash in my opinion.
I could probably kill it with Giratina Obama, but I think I'll switch out for the sake of variety and let Ho-Oh out to play for a bit.
I will say this about Ho-Oh, Donald, since you love it so much, but there's something about its cry which feels so ancient, and it definitely has Johto region vibes to it too. I prefer it to Lugia's, actually.
Yeah, and its signature move is way better than Lugia's to Joe. Even though most people would probably argue that Lugia is the better out of the two, Ho-Oh is still more beautiful.
Yeah, except you used Sacred Fire on Druddigon, Donald, and it did jack shit damage to it. So, what was even the point of that? I think you should have just used Full Restore on Giratina and spammed Dragon Claw.
Okay, so Drayden is just a hacker like Skyla, now Obama, and somehow his Pokemon avoided Fly, which is something I've never seen happen before. And I bet the guy will end up using a Hyper Potion too.
Donald, I'm pretty sure that Fly only has an accuracy rating of 95 instead of 100. So you should have expected it to miss at some point. Either that or you've just been unlucky again.
Wow, and before it died, it just went and used Dragon Tail and dragged Melania out.
Yeah, and now his final Pokemon is a Joltion Donald. Didn't think we'd see this here, but hey, this is actually my favorite evolution.
This will be super easy to deal with, though, Joe, just watch. I've so got this battle in the bag, and see, I didn't even lose a single Pokemon in here, too.
Yeah, except this guy is just going to be annoying now and use Thunder Wave constantly, Donald, which means this battle is just going to be a drag like the one with Zinzalin.
Well, that's why I'll just keep switching our Pokemon around, Obama. Let's let Ho-Oh one-shot this yellow dog with Sacred Fire now or something.
Wait a sec, Donald.
Oh, you have got to be joking.
Donald, I don't even know what to say to you anymore, my guy.
All right, out of every Pokemon we've lost in this series, boys, this has to be the absolute worst. There was no fucking way Thunder should have hit when its accuracy rating is like 5.
I'm with Obama and also have nothing more to say to you, Donald. I feel I have to call you some profanity, but there is just no words left in the human dictionary for someone with your level of stupidity.
You know, the worst thing, Donald, is that you had Earth Power all this time, But you completely forgot about it, didn't you?
Okay, well, it's not like you remembered I had that move, was it, Obama? You and Joe had like 10 minutes worth of opportunity to tell me to use it, but you didn't say shit.
What's even more hilarious is Earth Power didn't even KO that Joltion when it's a super effective move. But either way, you've won this battle, but I bet out of the three of us, you feel the worst since Ho-Oh was your favorite. To be honest, I don't even care.
Well, losing Ho-Oh here is actually really bad, Joe, because what if the next few Pokemon we find are complete trash? So if you ask me, I think you should really care, you know?
That's on you then, Donald, isn't it? Since you're the one who got Ho-Oh taken out, and to make you feel even worse, I just have to point out that we've lost 2 Pokemon in this episode, and both of them died to Thunder as well, if you can believe that or not.
Okay, well, you make a good point there. To be honest, Joe, I can't exactly argue with anything you said there. But even though Ho-Oh is gone and so is Ducky, we did gain a Giratina, so don't forget that.
I just want to say, Donald, that losing 2 Pokemon in one episode and then catching Giratina doesn't make up for the fact that you still went and got 2 Pokemon killed. It's all about numbers in a Nuzlocke, because otherwise we're in big trouble.
Okay, I don't feel like talking to you two anymore, and I was actually about to end the episode, but we promised that before the 8th gym, we'd change the name of Victini as requested by at Oler 777, so I'm quickly gonna go do that.
Oh yeah, the name raider is in Castelia, Donald, but first you gotta teach Fly to Pidgeotto. Since Ho-Oh is now dead, no thanks to you.
Yeah, now we just need it to evolve to its final evolution. So we'll have some chance for the 8th gym, and then we also got to deal with all the Team Plasma crap now as well.
Okay, boys, here I go releasing. Oh, I can't believe I let it die, and to a Joltion of all things as well. But any who say your goodbyes, everyone, and now I can't even name another Pokemon Donnie if we find something better than Ho-Oh.
All right, well, GG, you served us all right, I guess.
Was that seriously your speech, Joe, as I just released it? That was the shortest and also the worst speech you've come up with, and you've said a lot of ridiculous things.
Just change the name of Victini, Donald. I told you I don't care about Ho-Oh from the beginning, so what did you expect?
Okay, boys, where's the name raider guy? I swear he was in this building in Castelia, and it's meant to be one of these 2 people, isn't it?
Donald, are you even in the right building?
Hey, I Googled it, Obama, so it's definitely meant to be here, isn't it? If we're in the wrong place for the name raider, then would someone please tell us where the guy is in Pokemon Black 2? Because I swear he's meant to be here.
Donald is in the right place, Obama. But maybe the name raider isn't in the game because it's a Nuzlocke, Donald. And technically, we're not meant to be changing the names of Pokemon.
That could be the reason, to be honest, Joe, but I'm sure someone will let us know where the name raider is, and before someone has a fit about changing the names of our Pokemon. We're only doing it because a longtime viewer requested it, and we wanted to fulfill his wish, because we are nice people.
Okay, the guy is clearly not here, Donald, so how about we end the episode for now and sort this all out in part 8?
Yeah, okay, Obama, and we're sorry to Ogler for not being able to change Victini for you right now. But anyway, thanks for watching, everyone, and if you enjoyed this episode, then please remember to hit that like and subscribe button, and maybe become a member too, if you want to help support the channel.
Alrighty, everyone, and welcome back to part 8 of our Pokemon Black 2 playthrough. Please remember to like and subscribe if you enjoy our content. And remember, we're voices created with AI. So do not take all this seriously.
Joe, I can't take you seriously dressed like that, holy hell. Who do you think you are? Tupac?
Hey, I should change my name to Biden or Joe Pack. What do you think, Obama?
I think you should get those ridiculous clothes off right now, Joe, and pay attention to story time with Gym Leader Drayden.
Yeah, but I look like such a G in these mad drips, Obama. I have my gold chains and gold Rolex watch and Gucci sunglasses. I feel like I'm about to drop the biggest mixtape of the summer. Look out, Drake, because Joe Pack is coming for you.
Right, well anyway, Drayden is telling us about the hero story and about Kyurem too, boys. But he doesn't even know it exists in the first place, which is just dumb, to be honest. How can he, of all people, not know if Kyurem is real or not?
Maybe Drayden should start dressing like me and he'll gain the knowledge needed.
Joe, what in the actual fuck are you on about my dude? Just take that shit off now, please. I don't know how, but it's messing with your already cabbage-like brain even more.
Yeah, Joe, it's time to get serious now because look, Team Plasma has just stolen Bowser Jr.'s ship and flown into Opelucid City airspace.
And they're about to start raining Hellstorm missiles down upon the inhabitants here too, Donald, which was my thing. These guys really need to get some new ideas.
Don't worry, boys, because Gangster Biden Pack is here to protect you with my gold chains and mad dressing gown attire.
Joe, last chance to take all that crap off, otherwise I'll melt all your gold chains down and mold it into a turd style to look like your face.
No way will I let you touch my chains, Donald, but fine, look, I took it all off. But now who's going to protect you both from these ice spear things that Team Plasma is launching at us?
I'd rather get taken out by one of these things than have you protect me, Joe. And by the way, how didn't we get hit by those ice spears when we're standing right out in the open like that?
Maybe we hid in Drayden's thick beard Obama, I don't know. But look, he's sending out his goated Haxorus to try smash all the ice up, which in my opinion is stupid since ice is super effective against Dragon.
Yeah, and that Haxorus was weak as hell and didn't even scratch that ice, Donald. So it looks like you're going to have to navigate this Arctic tundra now.
And looky who we have here now, boys. The culprit is this fat old purple guy as usual. And how come he's the only sage out of the 10 of them who stayed with Team Plasma too? I guess the other 9 must have joined in.
Okay, so the whole point of them freezing Opelucid City is to get their hands on the DNA splicers for Getsis, which means I am going to be the one protecting it at all costs.
Hey, Donald, whilst you do this, can I ask the question for our viewers for this video, please? I have a really good one that they'll like.
Ask them to guess how many dementia pills Joe Biden needs to take every day, LMFAO.
Anyway, the actual question for this video is, which Pokemon do you think is Ash's actual strongest one, excluding Pikachu?
Hey, good question, Joe. I think the answer is obvious, though. It's clearly Solgaleo. It's a legendary Pokemon, and nothing else he's caught in the last 25 years comes even close to that.
Yeah, to be fair, Obama, you're probably right about that unless there's another Pokemon we're completely forgetting about. But if there isn't, then Solgaleo has to be his strongest one.
He has also caught most of the starter Pokemon from each region too, but for some reason the moron can't be bothered to evolve half his Pokemon. And did you all notice he became champion after having a full team of evolved Pokemon except a Pikachu?
His Pikachu is protected by plot armor, though, Obama. It's a fact, and if you think it's strong, then you're an idiot.
Pikachu is absolutely not protected by plot armor, Donald. Ash has trained it for 25 years, so obviously it would be super strong. You're just a hater.
And you're just a Pikachu simp, Joe. Everyone knows he should have evolved it into a Raichu, but no, he just had to be cool and keep it as a Pikachu.
You know, Donald, instead of arguing with me over stupid shit like this, why don't you do something useful like train up our Pidgeotto so it evolves?
Joe, I've never given you Pokemon battle or training advice, so how about you don't do the same for me,
Well, that's
bucko?
bullshit, and you know it, Donald.
You're being
You
a
always have to
backseat
share your
driver now,
opinion
you know
with
that,
me.
right?
Talk over me all you want, you fool. Everyone knows you're not capable of shutting
blah,
that
blah,
fat
Joe's a
mouth
noob,
of yours
Joe's a
with
noob.
Pokemon opinions.
Right, well, if you're both done, you still have this Nuzleaf to deal with, Donald, and for a sage, he has some trash Pokemon, let's be honest, boys.
Tell Joe to stop being a little backseat driver, then Obama, and maybe this battle would have been over by now.
Donald has killed more Pokemon in this series than you and I have combined in all the ones we've played. Obama, let's be honest. He's gone on a complete murder spree, and even our viewers have made a point of that too.
All right, well, that may be true, Joe, but most of them haven't even been my fault if you think about it. And anyway, look, I beat Zinzalin here without any trouble at all, and none of our team is even dead. And by the way, thanks to all our viewers in the last episode for pointing out where the name raider was in this game.
Oh yeah, as requested by you, Oler. We changed Victini's name to Fatal, like you asked us to, and before the 8th gym as well, like we promised. So, Merry Christmas to you from us 3.
Well, this video will probably be out after Christmas, let's be honest, Obama. But we hope you all had a good one and got all the presents you wanted. This year, I've asked Santa for mint choc chip ice cream, and I also asked him to send you coal Donald.
Well, I asked Santa to send you a pile of donkey shit, Joe.
Before you reveal more gifts you've sent to each other, boys, we've got big trouble. The Shadow Triad just ambushed you, Donald, and stole the DNA splicers from us.
Those mongrels won't get away with that, Obama. They can teleport like a bunch of bitch-ass Aber all they want, but I'll take them all out together in a raid battle if I have to.
Raid battles don't even exist in this game, Donald. Obama did more of them when he played through Omega Ruby, when he took on multiple team magma grunts all at once, remember?
I don't think that counts as a raid battle, Joe, but regardless, I found the first Shadow Triad member, and he thinks he's so tough just standing about here by this gate when his first Pokemon is a trashy Curlia.
We used one of these in our Pokemon Platinum playthrough, remember Donald, and even evolved it into a Gallade, which was goated as hell. So I don't think you should be dissing this Pokemon.
That's true, Obama, I guess, although seeing a male curly always creeps me out.
Racist boy.
It's something which just does not make any sense in my mind.
How on earth is that racist Joe?
It's not Obama, but I enjoy winding up old grumpy Trumpy so much, especially as the year comes to an end soon.
For God's sake, this Shadow Triad member thinks he's Sabrina now using Calm Mind all over the place.
Holy shit, it's used it like 3 times in a row now, Donald. I bet it could one-shot Giratina unless you kill it first.
It can raise its special defense all it likes, Obama, because Shadow Force is a physical attacking move. So you should be proud of me since I know the difference between special and physical attacks really well now. And Shadow Force can also bypass Protect.
You've been playing Pokemon for a good few months now, and that's like the most basic thing to learn about these games, Joe. The concept is even more simple than breathing, let's be honest. Although we are talking about you here.
Hey look, Donald Vigoroth just trolled you using Endure like that LMAO. But it's always nice to see one of Norman's Pokemon like this. Finding a Slack King for our team would be great, and that's a Pokemon we should definitely name Donald.
Yeah, well, there's a bunch of Pokemon I could suggest naming after you, Obama, but because I'm the bigger man here, I won't go there.
You know, a viewer in one of our shorts said there's a reason I like Marshadow so much. Donald and I don't know what to think of that comment.
All right, that's pretty funny. Obama, not gonna lie. Marshadow is one awesome Pokemon, and I hope we can use one day.
Hey, Donald, I think this Shadow Triad member was just battling us to stall while Zinzalin got away with the DNA splicers. And it took you a good 10 minutes to beat this punk too, so the fact he got away is all your fault.
Well, it's just not my fault, though, is it, Joe? If I actually had full control, I'd have sent Giratina out and got him to just step on this Shadow Triad member, because Giratina is so goddamn big.
Hang on, we're getting a phone call now, boys, and it's none other than Sharon and Hugh. These two should have showed up and helped us here instead of gallivanting off looking for a stupid leopard.
Obama, shush, that was a spoiler for Joe. He's not meant to know it's evolved yet.
Donald, I couldn't care less about Hugh's stupid little story arc, to be honest. Every time we play this game, it gives me severe anxiety knowing that every episode could be the last one with your current Pokemon KD ratio.
You can't say I have a KD ratio when it comes to Pokemon deaths, Joe, seriously. This isn't Call of Duty or Battlefield, you know, and I bet you'd get a randomizer Nuzlocke to end in like the first episode if you ever did one.
I told you one day I'll do a Nuzlocke of Emerald Kaizo, and I'll add Radical Red to that list too, since our viewers want us to play that game as well.
All right, Donald, you gotta fly to Undella Town now and head to the Seaside Cave, so might as well cut right to that place.
Yeah, okay, Obama, and look, we can actually catch the next member of our team in this place too.
This area was never in black and white. When was it, boys? All we could do in Undella Bay was go underwater using dive to those ruins to find treasure and all the Arceus plates. You'd have liked that, Donald.
Yeah, I did those mini games, Joe, but it's so annoying because you only can take a certain amount of steps. But hey, look, boys, the newest member of our team, and it's a Huntail.
Yep, a really great water Pokemon, actually, Donald, and those quick balls are seriously becoming super useful. I also saw a chart on Reddit the other day showing how timer balls are actually better than ultra balls after like 5 turns, so we should try get some of those too.
Timer balls are going to be way harder to find, Obama, but I think there is one shop somewhere here which sells them. Otherwise, I'll have to use the old Russian tactic to get them. If you get my drift, hey, hey, hey.
No, Donald, please don't do that just for some stupid balls. And by the way, you can catch another Pokemon here.
Yeah, and are you going to tell us what you nicknames that Huntail you caught? Or are you going to make us wait till it shows up in a battle or something like you've been doing with every other Pokemon so far?
Oh dear, before I even have that conversation with you, Joe. Look, it's a goddamn cow I have to try catch now. I should name this thing Whitney if I catch it because she's such a cow, but I also have a better name for it, actually.
You know, Donald Miltank might actually end up being a really strong Pokemon for us, and this thing can also learn some decent moves too. I think you should try Spec It Out to be just like Whitney's Miltank. We'd slay so much with it then.
Hey, that's a great idea, Obama. Make it just like Whitney's one Donald, and then it'll be busted as hell. Also, none of us has actually used a Miltank before either, so you can't come in with your opinions yet. Donald saying it's shit when you haven't tried it.
All right, fine, Joe. I'll be considerate for once, I guess. But anyway, boys, look, I made it to Humalau City, and the first thing we have to do here is take on Marlin, or whatever his name is, for our final gym badge.
Yeah, and as this is the final badge of this game, Donald, please, can we try go through the last gym without you actually getting anything killed? You've made that a habit of yours since like Berg's gym, I think.
All right, Joe, I promise to go through this gym without getting anyone killed, and this time I actually mean it. And also, I'll probably speed up these useless trainer battles too, since they're usually not very interesting.
Hey, you didn't tell everyone how you evolved Pidgeotto off screen too, Donald doing some training? It's not the biggest news, but you still did that.
Yeah, I guess I did Obama. Or actually, I made Joe do it, LOL. I haven't got time for that shit anymore. And I've also edited every episode in this series so far, too, so it's only fair Joe does something useful.
It only took one level for it to evolve, Donald. So that shows how extremely lazy you were.
Yeah, Joe, whatever. Instead of that, can we talk about how pretty this gym looks, boys? I love the color of the water, and gliding along these lily pads is pretty cool, too.
Donald, you get sentimental at the most random of times. You know? But yeah, I guess this gym could be considered one of the most pretty ones if you want to put it like that.
Except it's such a drag navigating through this place, Obama. Like even I can walk faster than Donald gliding along these things, holy hell.
All right, well, look, Joe. 45 minutes later, I've made it to Marlin, who probably has a random, ridiculous name. But anyway, wish me luck, boys. I'd like to end this battle without losing any members.
And his first Pokemon is a Huntiel of his own Donald. Funny that he'd have a water type in this randomizer, but I guess this is a water type gym too. So what's the game plan for this place then?
Obama, you should know me well enough by now that Donald Trump doesn't plan for anything. My usual strategy is just to brute force my way through gyms in all battles, actually, and hope for the best.
So basically you're just gonna spam fly to avoid all his hits, Donald?
I mean, we always have Giratina to come to our rescue, Joe. But saying that we've made it all the way to the 8th gym now, and still have nothing super effective against water types. If Miltank could learn Energy Ball or something, then that would be very useful.
Right, well, our dude here is probably going to pop some hyper potions now, Donald.
Hey, I thought you'd actually like Marlin Obama. You and him would for sure get along, don't you think?
Oh yeah, and why is that, Donald? Go on, explain yourself.
Marlin is definitely your brother from another mother, Obama. That makes more sense than you and Donald.
Okay, wow, boys, you two are really going to be like that, aren't you?
Hey, Joe's the one who took my joke a step too far, Obama. All I said was that I think you two would get along.
Yeah, right, Donald. And the only thing that should get along is this fucking battle, which you're really struggling with, by the way. There is no way we don't lose a Pokemon in here with how you're playing right now.
Who knew a Huntail would give you so much trouble, Donald LMFAO? And now you've gone ahead to send out Giratina to deal with this thing.
Well, it's not my fault, Joe. This guy probably has a full stack of hyper potions lined up to use. And the only move he bothers to use all the time is Aqua Tail 2, which shouldn't even be this accurate.
Hey, you know you could put the spell tag on Giratina, Donald, to boost its ghost-type moves, since we haven't found and probably won't ever find the Gricious Orb.
Well, that's something you could have reminded me about before we battled this last gym. Don't you think, Joe?
Hey, Donald, I think you should switch out to our Huntail now, since he's sending out a Marowak and using water-type moves on this ground badger thing. Should one-shot it.
Oh wow, Donald, so fucking hilarious. You've named Huntail Jill too. Why do you always name the ugly Pokemon after my wife?
If that's already not obvious, Joe, then I'll book you in for an eye test at some point this week. Maybe all that falling over you keep doing has caused you concussions too.
Haha, Donald. And if you've named Jill after Huntail, I can probably guess what Miltank is named now, Obama.
No way would Donald stoop that low, Joe. We already decided to name Miltank after Whitney anyway, and Donald liked that idea, remember?
Yeah, absolutely right there, Obama. Miltank is definitely named after Whitney and not after anyone else 100%. But, in other news, boys, look, his last Pokemon is coming out, and it's a Sigilif, which is just easy prey for Giratina.
Yeah, this is a Pokemon we almost used in our Pokemon White playthrough a couple months ago, boys, but instead used a Braviary.
Braviary is like the symbol of the Unova region, though, Obama. It's meant to be a bald eagle, remember? And it's way better than that ugly vulture one, whatever that trash is called.
Wow, this guy trolled you hard, Donald raising its special defense just before you attacked it. What a waste of a turn that was.
Yeah, and I really need some PP max for Giratina now, too. The fact it only has 5 power points is super annoying, since that's the best move we have for it.
That department store to the west of Opelousas City should have some Donald. Or we can just wait until the Elite 4 shop, which usually has all the items at that point.
All right, before that, Obama, I would just like Joe Biden to take a look at the screen and notice how I just won my 8th gym badge without a single Pokemon getting taken out in here. You should be impressed, Joe.
Well, I'm not really impressed, Donald, and I don't think anyone else is either. out of like 7 gym battles, you've gone through 2 of them without losing any Pokemon. And that was the first gym and somehow the last one, which should have been the most difficult.
Joe, it was all luck. Let's be honest that I somehow had Pokemon that was super effective against 2 of Marlon's Pokemon. All the other gym battles we've had haven't been like this. I mean, Skyla, you could say we did, but I still think she hacked the game with her broken as hell fracture.
Jesus Christ, Donald, we told you she only killed our fracture because she got a lucky critical hit and that's about it. But anyway, well done for surviving through 8 gym battles in this Nuzlocke Randomiser. And I think for once we can actually end an episode on a positive note.
Yeah, I can't deny that Obama, it feels good to go through a whole episode without anything dying. So anyway, everyone, thanks so much for watching, and please remember to like and subscribe to help support the channel. And who knows, this episode might be out on Christmas.
I just want to say that if this episode is out on Christmas, it's because Donald made me work overtime to get this video out for you all, and he'll probably take the credit again.
Everyone ignore Joe, he's just speaking like a demented baboon as usual. But anyway, Merry Christmas, and we hope you all have a lovely holiday with your family and loved ones.
Yeah, happy holidays, everyone, and we'll see you all in the next one. Hey everyone, and welcome back to part 9 of our Nuzlocke of Pokémon Black 2. Today we're going to witness Donald murder more Pokémon, probably. He took a little break in the last episode, so remember to like and subscribe and consider becoming a member if you enjoy watching Joe and I suffer.
Yeah, we had a rest in part 8 since Donald actually managed to go through an entire episode without a single Pokemon dying, which is just a miracle. A Christmas miracle, if I must add, actually. But anyway, Donald looks like this is going to be our next member.
Hell yeah, boys. We got a Glalie for our team. This thing is dope as hell, and I know our viewers will love it. It evolves from a Snorant, so I'm glad we don't have to go through all that shit.
I do prefer a Frostlass out of them both, to be honest, Donald, but this is still a great member for our team, if I say so myself. And good stuff you caught it with one quick ball. I'm glad we stocked up on more of them this time.
Quick balls are now officially my favorite Obama. Luxury balls are still great too because they suit my billionaire status. But when it comes to catching Pokemon, you can't ever go wrong with a quick ball.
All right, Donald, you got to stop slurping on that helium holy hell. And hey, look, we've encountered Tarikian now too. This is the final member of the Swords of Justice.
Yeah, we will come visit him again later because I have a little theory about all these Pokemon boys. I have a feeling they're all random encounters and not actually the Pokemon we see. And if that's the case, then I'm not sure what we should do.
Well, I'd like to give a quick shout out to this fellow you're all seeing on the screen right now. They've been a great help to us on our first Nuzlocke, so thank you very much for all the guidance and support.
Yeah, thank you, dude or dudette. But I am also quite upset with this viewer, Obama, because right in the first line of their comment, they said, if you actually make it to Victory Road. Now, I'm taking offense to that because I've made it past 8 gyms, so how dare you say that to me?
Donald, stop being a little baby. That statement of theirs is completely valid because of the amount of Pokemon you've gone and killed so far. I think instead of releasing them all, we should have kept them in the PC. So if we finish this game, we can count our losses.
Oh yeah, having a full PC of Pokemon corpses would have been funny as hell, Joe, actually. I could show off my corpse collection to everyone in the Pokemon Center.
Donald, I think it's good you released every Pokemon you've gone and killed because Officer Jenny would probably give you a lifetime ban on catching Pokemon if she saw your KD ratio.
You're probably right about that, to be honest, Obama. But anyway, look, apparently we need to head to Route 22, boys, and I can't remember where the hell that is.
It's back in the seaside cave, Donald. Even I remember where to go. And this is where that Crustle is just taking a snooze and blocking the path.
Yeah, well, Colress gave us his machine earlier, Joe, so with this we can move Pokemon out the way. And now let's see if my theory is correct.
Holy shit, Donald, you were right. So that means that Cobalion and Veritzian and also Terrakion are all random encounters too. So does that mean we have to catch them, or what?
I don't know, Obama, but like that viewer said in their comment, we could always go back to roots later if we missed any, but for now we have a pretty solid team, so I don't think we need to swap anything out.
I agree, our team is strong actually, Donald, even if we did lose Ho-Oh, who I'm actually starting to miss, and so is our viewers too. But hey, do you have another question for them in this episode?
Yeah, my question for all our lovely viewers in this episode is, what's your favorite poison-type Pokemon? I think there's lots of choices there. Our favorite has to be Crobat. Although Gengar is also a poison type too.
Gengar is the ghost type we love, though Donald and you already asked that question. Also, I just want to say my brother from another mother Marlin here is such a G. He stormed Team Plasma's ship all by himself and walked out like a boss.
Okay, but he didn't do it wearing gold chains and a gold Rolex like Gangster Biden, did he, Obama? If I did that, then you'd say I was a real G too.
Gangster Biden is a real moron, is all he is, Joe. Please don't make him make an appearance again.
Lots of our viewers loved him, though, Obama. Maybe I'll dress back up and storm this ship in style with Donald. Give me a sec.
Joe, hurry up. I'm going without you, bro.
All right, Wagwan, my brothers and sisters. Your boy Jizzy Biden is in the house.
Oh, dear Lord, this is just embarrassing now, Joe. And why have you named yourself Jizzy? Of all the names, you just had to pick that one, didn't you?
Jizzy is like Drizzy Donald. Obviously, I can't go and steal Drake's name, so my rapper name has to be Jizzy.
I think you should go look up what that means on the Urban Dictionary, Joe. But to keep this content from getting demonetized, I think we should change the topic and go back to talking about the game.
Agreed, Obama, and check it. Hillary 2, just one shot, Yan Mega. This ice ball is just dope as hell.
Yeah, Hillary Dillery do number 2 is just awesome, boys. The perfect Pokemon for a rapper, if I say so myself.
Hang on, Donald. Look at what this guy's next Pokemon is. How the hell does this work then?
Oh, what the fuck? This random Team Plasma grunt has fucking Q-Rem on his team. This Q-Rem is meant to be in the ship's hold, but this guy somehow has it.
Don't worry, Donald. Remember, me and my gold chains and Louis Vuitton sunglasses are here to protect you from Q-Rem. Hillary number 2 won't die here, that's for sure.
Why the hell does Q-Rem have Dragon Breath and not Dragon Pulse at level 46? This guy is not worthy to train this kind of Pokemon, that's for sure.
Well, either way, Obama, he's gone and paralyzed us, which is just great, isn't it? Hey, Joe, I thought your gold apparel would protect us.
Well, you're still alive, aren't you, Donald? I never said I'd protect you from status conditions, only death.
That literally makes no fucking sense, Joe, but whatever. Can you change back now? Because you're just turning into a distraction, if anything.
You know, Donald, you could have just sent out Victini and used Fire Blast to one-shot this guy, but once again you forgot type matchups, isn't it? Even Huntail would have done more damage than keeping Glolly out.
Well, I wanted it to get lots of experience, Obama, and killing this legendary dragon will give us a shit ton. Also blame Gangster Biden.
Hey, it was because of me that you didn't lose any Pokemon there, Donald. But if you really want me to change here, then fine. I'll come back all dripped out whenever we have important battles. Then I guess.
We absolutely don't need any more visits from Jizzy Biden, Joe. And if you do want to make an appearance again, then come up with a better name.
Okay, well, all our Pokemon won't be protected when I change back, Obama. Just bear that in mind.
I think I'll be fine, Joe. Actually, I think I'll be better than fine. Now go change whilst I battle Zinzalin again for like the 100th time.
All right, normal Biden is back, boys. And we're getting a close-up cam view of Q-Rem down there. And why can't he just blast the entire ship? I mean, he's the strongest dragon-type Pokemon, isn't he?
All right, I want everyone to go back and rewind a few seconds to where you hear Q-Rem cry, and I want you all to tell me what you heard, because I know what I heard.
Oh, Lord, I think I know what I heard too, Donald. That cry was Giratina's, wasn't it?
Yeah, it sounded like Giratina's cry, Obama, which means that's who we could be battling when we get to that point, which is interesting because we have a Giratina of our own.
Okay, before that, though, Donald, we're battling a Cobalion by the looks of it. And a Shieldon, too, which is an awesome fossil Pokemon. Bastiodon is just a tank.
Yeah, but I have Surf, Joe, and it'll do damage to both of them as well as be super effective, so this battle will be another cakewalk for yours truly here.
Hey, Donald, wouldn't it be better if you healed up, though? We're on 50% health here, and it's making me quite uncomfortable.
Yeah, but healing wastes an entire turn here, Obama, and in a double battle, the time takes twice as long to get back to us, so we can attack, so I'm not going to bother healing. I don't need to anyway.
Donald, something we absolutely need to work on is your patience, holy hell. And I just want to say you wouldn't need to heal if Jizzy Biden was here because of my aura of protection.
Nah, Donald, ignore the moron and please heal up at least a bit.
Obama, calm your pants down. I'm about to one-shot these two Pokemon now with Surf. And then they only have 2 Pokemon left, so cool it will you. This battle is easy peasy.
All right, well done, Donald. You actually followed through with what you said. But now look, they have an Infernape and a Meowth of all things.
Surf again, Joe. This is just too easy.
Oh my fucking God, Hugh decided to go full kamikaze on us, boys.
I swear to God, if we died like that, Obama, I'd have overruled that rule about getting killed by a teammate.
God, Hugh is actually going to be the death of us. Imagine if that's how this Nuzlocke were to end, boys. I'm on your side, Donald. If we die to our teammate like that, it shouldn't count.
What the fuck?
Donald, you overgrown weed. You got Jill taken out twice now. What the hell, man?
Joe, don't you dare blame me, my guy. That was entirely Hugh's goddamn fault for going full terrorist on us and taking out half my already half health down even more. Blame him.
Donald, I'm gonna blame you. How many times did I tell you to heal and you decided to ignore my advice on that? And now look, we have a dead Huntail who is actually super strong.
Watch your tone with me, Obama. Remember who was the one who named you after Giratina? Oh yeah, it was me.
Oh yeah, who was the one who told you to use the Master Ball because it used Destiny Bond twice and you were in big trouble? Oh yeah, it was me, you big buffoon.
This has to be the most brutal Nuzlocke in history, boys. I think you've won the Guinness World Record for the most Pokemon killed in a Nuzlocke run, Donald.
All right, that's absolutely a title I don't want, Joe. Thanks very much. And also, that's not true either. I bet you've killed more Pokemon in a normal run than me, and that's even worse if you think about it.
Oh, for God's sake, argue later, you two, because this battle just got way harder, Donald. You now have to deal with a Spirit Tomb and a Darkrai.
I'll one-shot Spirit Tomb with Shadow Force, Obama. Just calm your pants. And for Darkrai, I honestly don't know what to do because he's super effective against me.
And Hugh is being as useless as ever using Corphish, of all things. There's like 3 legendaries on the field, and then a stupid lobster.
Yeah, he should have attacked Darkrai with Crabhammer instead, too.
Okay, well, that's Spirit Tomb down, and now only the pitch black Pokemon left to deal with. Obama, got any tips for me?
Yeah, how about you wash your mouth out with soap, Donald, before I do it for you?
Darkrai is known as the pitch black Pokemon, though Obama and all Donald asked for was some advice.
I'm out. Joe, you're so adorable, you know that, right?
Donald, just get this battle done with, will you please? Most of this episode has been you doing this shit.
All right, this one is for you, Oler. Watch now as I fire Blast Darkrai and kill it with one shot, too.
You better, Donald, because Victini is psychic, which is weak to dark types like Darkrai.
Nah, Joe, just watch. Victini is known as the victory Pokemon for a reason, so just you wait and see now.
I think this battle is officially the longest one we've done in this series, Donald. But then again, you did battle like a full team of Pokemon, and double battles just take so long. Holy hell.
And boom, that's how it's done, boys. I told you Victini would come in clutch like that with Fire Blast. It is indeed the victory Pokemon for sure, and I hope it never dies.
Well, that was just sheer luck, though, wasn't it? Donald, let's be honest. And if Darkrai had hit Victini again, then it probably would have killed it.
Okay, well, it didn't, though, did it, Joe? I won that battle fair and square with my victory Pokemon, which is just goated as hell.
Yeah, and Hugh is still here bitching about his lost Purloin, for goodness sakes.
And Zinzalin is bitching to Obama about using Q-Ram's ice power to freeze everything and take over the Unova region. I must give them credit for not giving up, though, after getting beaten by that first 10-year-old kid.
That first 10-year-old kid was us, the player, though, Joe. But I wonder what happened to that guy after the game's finishes. He sort of just goes into the void or something.
Hey, Charon was late again for the second time now, guys. He's making this into a bad habit, that's for sure. And he's supposed to be setting an example as a gym leader now, too.
Well, he's still a great character, though, isn't he, Obama? I like him so he can get a free pass on his punctuality. And anyway, Donald, go heal our team up and release my wife for the second time now.
Yeah, you know, I wish we had more of a chance to use Huntail in this series, but sadly we won't get that chance. Maybe if you hop back into a plane and head to Hoenn again, I'll use one.
This is probably the third Pokemon you've caught, Donald, that didn't even survive like one episode. Let's be honest. You caught Huntail in part 8 of this series, and it's already dead 10 minutes into part 9.
This one wasn't my fault, though, Obama. You saw what you did, so this conversation ends now then. And anyway, I'm gonna go see what that Terrakion is.
You can see what it is, Donald, but you won't be able to catch it, remember? We already caught Glalie from this route.
Yeah, I know, Joe, but what I can do is catch the next member of our team in the giant chasm, remember? I'll find a good replacement for Huntail in there, that's for sure.
All right, Terrakion is apparently a Rotom Donald, which means your theory is 100% correct. I think we should go back later and see what the other 2 legendary dogs are then.
To be honest, I wouldn't use this thing anyway, Obama, unless we could change its form to Wash or Fan Rotom. But then again, I don't know where the appliances are for him to change.
This little guy was so good in competitive plays, though, Donald. I'm sure people still use it to this day, too. And Professor Oak even caught one in the anime, remember?
Yeah, but he caught it to run experiments. Joe and I need strong Pokemon to help me beat the Elite Four and champion now, boys, since we'll be heading to Victory Road very shortly.
All right, time to pray to Arceus again, Donald, that you find something useful for us in here.
I pray to myself, Obama. But hey, look, it's a little Shieldon. We saw this guy in that Team Plasma ship earlier. And I'm super glad we've encountered this because it'll evolve in one level too.
And let me guess, Donald, you've run out of quick balls again, isn't it?
Yeah, that may be a possibility, Joe, but who cares? I have a shit ton of Ultra Balls still, and this guy won't be hard to catch anyway.
We're going to have a lot of battles coming up soon, Donald, so make sure the team is all healed up this time and don't go into any more battles with like half health again, please.
Yeah, that battle with Getsis is one people have always talked about in this game. But remember, he won't have his ridiculous Hydreigon, so I think it'll be another easy battle, boys.
Well, as soon as I evolve this beauty, Joe, then we'll have an unstoppable force on our team. Bastiodon is going to be staying around until this series ends, mark my words.
Yeah, but you've said that about one other Pokemon, which then died, Donald, before I know you have. In fact, I'm pretty sure you said it about Ho-Oh before it got killed in Drayden's gym.
Yeah, Donald, you have jinxed yourself quite a few times so far in this playthrough, but regardless, here we go. Storm and Team Plasma for the final time, I think, my dudes. Let's show them why they shouldn't bother coming back for a third time.
I think out of all the bosses, though, Obama, Getsis is the scariest one. In the anime, he had no remorse at all, or sympathy. I felt Cyrus had a little more than Getsis even.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Take Joe. Getsis just wanted sheer power over everything, and he somehow managed to brainwash everyone into following his orders.
You know, Donald, I think it would be fun for you to play that ROM hack Pokemon game where we get to be Team Rocket. It would suit you a lot.
Oh boy, hell yeah, Obama, that would absolutely suit Donald. In that game, you can go around stealing Pokemon and causing mischief, which is right up your alley, Donald.
All right, just for insulting me like that, we'll not be playing that game anytime soon, you two, unless our viewers would really like me to play it, because then I'll add it to the list we have.
They're obviously going to want us to play it, Donald. But the next game we're going to be playing, everyone, is a normal run-through of Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon, which we mentioned a while ago.
Yeah, I'm playing it too, and we'll one-shot that Ultra Necrozma, so just you wait, all you people who said it's super difficult.
Hang on, Obama. Before that, we have to battle this peasant again. I think this is the last time we have to battle him as well, thank God. And even with his team changing every time, he hasn't exactly been a challenge, isn't it?
Well, he's leading off with an Excadrill first, Donald, which is a solid Pokemon right off the bat. Let's be honest, I love this guy, although I really dislike its shiny form.
I think Shiny Excadrill is mid-2, Obama. They could have made it go all black, to be honest, like a real mole, or they could have styled it to look like a honey badger, which would have been hilarious.
OMG. I'm surprised they haven't come up with a honey badger Pokemon yet, boys. That one would have godlike defense since real honey badgers just don't give a shit, as the saying goes.
I think Excadrill is meant to be a Wolverine or something, though, Donald, with its metal claws like that. And we're talking about the real Wolverine animal, not the Marvel character, but they probably got inspiration from him, too.
Well, it has metal claws too, Obama, so it's obviously based off the Marvel character.
Enough about Marvel, you two. We have more important things to focus on right now, like how this Swanna is being a tank of itself.
Yeah, maybe one of our Pokemon will be able to learn Thunderbolt now or something, Donald. Before the battle with Getsis, please make sure you have something that will be super effective against water.
Giratina is automatically super effective against everything Obama, so no need to worry. Oh dear, I'm starting to sound like Dawn from the anime when I say that.
Yeah, and those have always been famous last words too, Donald. But hey, Zinzalin only has one Pokemon left, and look who he has, Obama. It's Donald.
Oh yeah, hey Donald, you're a cameo in this episode as a Whale Lord. How nice of the developers to include you like this.
Say what you want, you two, but Whale Lord is actually a really good Pokemon, and it also holds the title as the largest Pokemon in the world, and bigger is always better, as I say.
Well, it definitely has a lot of health points, that's for sure, Donald. Imagine what a Gigantamax Whale Lord would look like, though, guys. I wish they'd show us one in the anime.
Yeah, well, spamming Ice Beam isn't exactly the tactic I'd have gone for Donald. You could have just kept using Dragon Claw or something, you know?
Who cares, Obama? This guy has one redeeming quality, which is he never used hyper potions like a little bitch, which just wastes time when death is inevitable anyway.
Well, I think you got really lucky in this battle, Donald, because he'd have killed Glalie if he kept using Surf or something.
Either way, that's Zinzalin dealt with forever, boys, which means we can now free Q-Rem, isn't it, Donald?
No, Joe, we have a crap ton of other stuff to do first. But hey, I'm glad Hillary 2 here is performing up to par. She actually being really useful for once. Better than Hillary 1, that's for sure.
I think you should introduce Hillary to Glalie if it survives to the end of this playthrough, Donald. I'm sure she'd love to see the Pokemon which you named after her and which also survived your murder rampage.
Okay, that Coolrim is definitely Giratina, boys. We gotta hear its cry even more there, so Donald looks like we will get a free catch since we already have a Giratina. But I wonder if it'll have the Grecius orb on it.
It won't have the orb on it, Joe, because the items are random too. And it wouldn't make sense for QREM to have the Gricius orb anyway.
Oh, hello, look who it is, Donald. Looks like we now have to sit through another battle with this guy too. For the last time as well, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah, all Colrus has done in this game is talk, and it's so annoying. In the anime, he was even more pathetic, let's be honest. He had this machine which tried to control Pikachu and Reshiram, but he failed like the little loser noob he is.
Hang on, don't we get to battle him one more time after Donald? I read somewhere that he actually can give you another Master Ball if you beat him.
Okay, well, that's true actually, Joe. But stop getting ahead, please. We won't be doing that anyway, since there's no point, is there?
All right, you two, time to concentrate. Colrus, or Forest, as his name apparently is, now has a team of 5 Pokemon. This could be the run-killer battle, Donald, so don't let the old fossil distract you.
This old fossil hasn't distracted anyone, Obama. All of Donald's deaths have been his fault. And look, the first Pokemon is Shellos of all things. Not exactly a difficult battle, is it?
Yeah, I'm speeding this battle up anyway, Obama, because we'll be here forever otherwise. I remember his team from the normal games, though. He always had that Magneton, which kept paralyzing us, and then it would use Magnet Rise as well.
Okay, well, Donald, you didn't bother healing or restoring any of Giratina's power points, did you, you dumbass? So now it's practically useless for this entire battle now.
Well, this Shellos keeps using Recover Obama like a little cheapskate. I would have killed it by now if it wasn't for that BS move, so don't call me a dumbass.
Well, sorry, Donald, but you are in fact a dumbass. How can you forget to not restore Giratina's power points? That's something I'd expect of Joe since he has a medical condition. But I guess you have a medical condition too called dumbass syndrome.
Okay, well, look who I've sent out now, Obama, just for you.
Donald, you lying little gimp. You said you named Miltank after Whitney like we all discussed, so why have you gone and named it after my wife again?
Because, Obama, I realized who the real cow is, and it's not Whitney.
Okay, well, you have to change that back, Donald. That's very insulting to me and Michelle. How about you name it Melania, since Miltank is a more fitting Pokemon for her?
How about I change its name to Michael Obama? That would be the best name for it, actually, LMFAO.
He's just going to keep doing this with every ugly Pokemon he finds, Obama, so there's no point arguing with him anymore. At least you got named after a Giratina, whilst the only Pokemon he's named me after are trash ones.
I'm just waiting to find a Trubbish or something, Joe, to name you after because that's what you deserve. And then if I find a Garbodor, I'll name that Jill 3.
How the hell did you manage to one-shot that Empoleon with Fire Blast, Donald, like that? I know it's part steel, but it's also water, too.
Because I'm such a goated trainer, Obama, and that's the only reason there is for that.
Donald, even with my bad eyesight, I saw you got a lucky critical hit in there, so that's why it only took one shot, Obama. Your level of skill is all based off RNG, Donald, and you know it, an amoeba has more skill than you.
Hey, steady on there, Joe. That's an insult to amoebas.
What happened to concentrating and not getting distracted, Obama? Half our team is in the yellow because of this guy, and his team isn't even that strong, so I'm blaming this all on you.
Okay, well, I think after this battle, we should end the episode here, boys, because I'd like to end the episode on another non-depressing note.
All right, good call there, Joe. So anyway, as Donald wraps this battle up, we'd like to thank you all for watching, and please remember to hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoyed this episode.
Yeah, thanks for watching, everyone, and you should all be proud, too, since I went through an entire episode and only one Pokemon got killed.
That is absolutely not an achievement worth celebrating. Donald, you donkey.
Yeah, I'm going to the Church of Arceus to pray to him to give you some actual skill, Donald.
All right, ladies and gentle beans, welcome to part 10 of our Pokemon Black 2 Nuzlocke. You know the drill, so hit that like and subscribe button, and remember, we're voices created with AI, so do not taking anything in this video seriously, especially any Pokemon I may get killed.
I think they're allowed to take that seriously, Donald, since you've become a pro at that now. But anyway, looks like we're jumping right in with battling Q, Rem, and Getsus, Donald. But from the last episode, we deduced that this is in fact Giratina.
All right, I think we can get Getsus sent to prison for life, boys, since he's literally getting Q-Rem to murder us right here and now with Glacier. Does this guy know that we're presidents or what?
Well, this part of the game is Cutscene Central, Joe, so we're not really going to be playing that much in the first few minutes here.
Yeah, and then N comes along here, boys, and saves us with Zekrom and Fusion Bolt. But whilst all this is going on, how about you ask the question for today's video, Donald?
Well, since this episode is all about Q-Rem and Zekrom, and I guess Reshiram too, please leave a comment down below letting us know which Unova legendary dragon is your favorite out of Zekrom, Reshiram, and Q-Rem. We like Q-Rem the most since it can change forms. And as a bonus question, let us know if you prefer black or white Q-Rem more.
We all know which version Obama is going to like the most, Donald.
Shut the fuck up, Joe. We don't need comments like that from you of all people. But to be fair, the black Q-Rem is just better and scarier looking than the white one. So I'm going to say black Q-Rem is better.
Oh, hang on. Why is this ball thing floating about now, Obama? And why is it white? I thought Zekrom is meant to come from the dark stone.
Well, Getsis has stolen the DNA splicers, remember Joe? And now Q-Rem is going to absorb Zekrom into himself, so he changes form. But what doesn't make sense is in the anime, Q-Rem just changes form without having to absorb anything. So I don't get what this song and dance is about.
This is exactly like you said it is, Donald. It's all a show for the games, but in the lore, Q-Rem doesn't need to go through all this shit. I mean, imagine having to go through this 10-minute whole ordeal just to change your form.
Wow. And now Q-Rem is here shooting purple beams out of its wings. I mean, you got to admit, Obama, this has got to be one of the best cutscenes in the games. The animations are pretty damn solid, too.
This scene always made me a little upset, though, Joe, because it's like Zekrom is getting murdered and tortured by Q-Rem, and then he just absorbs all his powers.
I think this entire part is just creepy, if anything, Donald. Someone at Game Freak had a field day with this, though, I bet.
To be honest, Obama, I have no idea what's even going on anymore. All I'm seeing is Q-Rem is now about to eat Zekrom or something. This all just doesn't make any sense.
Well, it took about 2 minutes for Zekrom to turn back into the dark stone, which I thought he could do at will, but I guess he was forced to turn, and now he's about to get absorbed, Joe. So stop the complaining and just watch.
My question is, if Q-Rem can absorb one of them, then what's stopping him from absorbing both of them at the same time? Because then I'm sure we'll get to see the original dragon-type Pokémon, whatever it may be.
I bet we'll find out in 2024, Donald. They'll do what they did with Diamond and Pearl and release the remakes of Gen 5 and then release Legends Q-Rem on the side like they did with Legends Arceus. I bet that's what they'll do.
Hey, look, boys, it absorbed Zekrom. And now Q-Rem has turned into a mostly black Pokemon. Holy hell!
Yeah, Joe, can you stop turning this into a thing seriously, dude? I know what you're doing.
Obama, I have literally no idea what you're on about, bro. I'm just here chilling watching black Q-Rem.
Uh-huh. Right, well, just stop. And anyway, here we go. He's finally absorbed Zekrom after 10 years, so get ready for a battle with Giratina now, Donald. And by the way, I know for a fact, and I think everyone would agree with me on this too, that Giratina would one-tap Q-Rem, let's be honest.
Yeah, Giratina would definitely one-tap him, Obama. I mean, if you just look at the size differences between them, you can see how small Q-Rem is compared to Giratina.
Hey, I do like Q-Rem's shiny form, though. Boys, if you've seen it, its black form goes green, but its normal form has a tint of purple on him. I can't remember what his white one looks like, though.
Yeah, shiny black Q-Rem is one of my favorites, actually, Joe. The normal form is pretty cool, too. I like the purple tint to it.
Alrighty, here we go, boys. We're going Giratina versus Giratina here. And obviously my one is gonna one-tap this guy. And since this Pokemon is the same as ours, does that mean we get a free catch if one of our Pokemon dies?
Well, I don't think we should even be having that conversation at this point in the game, Donald, because I'd prefer to get through the next few episodes, however long we have left of them, without a single Pokemon dying.
Yeah, I second Joe's point, Donald, and someone in the last video called you out too and said you were totally useless at Pokemon battles, LMFAO. I thought that was harsh, but also true.
Well, whoever said that will eat their words when they see me take on the Elite Four boys. Just you wait and see.
Okay, well, that battle with Giratina was the most pointless thing ever, Donald. It had a black sludge on it for some reason, which caused it to damage itself. And then you literally did one-tap it.
And where the hell did Q-Rem go to? Zekrom is just randomly back chilling over there, but Q-Rem's just run off somewhere. I thought he was meant to be the tough guy too.
All right, well, it appears that Q-Rem is just a pussy, everyone, and you saw it here first.
Hang on now, boys. Apparently we're battling Rachel instead of Getsis. Maybe he got some work done or something.
Yeah, Donald,
what do you
you
both
can't
think?
be saying things like that. You and Joe have both been way too savage today, you know?
Obama, all I asked was if he got some work done or something, but you went and made it into a thing.
Yeah, you did the same with me too, Barry. All I was talking about was Black Q-Rem. That's Game Freak who named it that, not me.
You both keep making excuses for your borderline R-word remarks, and Donald, you're just being a moron as usual.
Well, hey, look, we're battling Rachel now, boys. And that's what I'll be referring to Getsis as of now, and her first Pokemon is Gardevoir.
It's a male Gardevoir, too. Donald, so out of curiosity, how does that make you feel?
Yeah, I don't think Donald needs to answer that, Joe. And
Well, I think he does need to answer that question, Obama, because his answer is going to be fucking hilarious.
well, if you want the channel to still be up when this video is out, Joe, then I think Donald should focus on this battle because he has to deal with the Suicune now.
You two wouldn't even let me get my opinion in on that male Gardevoir. But I'm not surprised Rachel has one when she still looks like Getsis.
Hey, Obama, it looks like Donald still hasn't got any moves to deal with water types, and we're almost at the Elite Four, too.
Yeah, and Suicune has ice-type moves, and you think keeping Giratina out is going to be a good idea, Donald? You know that getting a Pokemon killed, which you've named after me, will get you cursed.
Oh, the berry curse. Yeah, I forgot, Obama. What will it do to me again? Will it turn me into a black...
No, Donald, it'll turn you into Joe Biden.
I don't see an issue with that curse, Obama. And why did you cut Donald off, too? I think you're being very disrespectful today.
Well, I think Donald should get this Suicune killed already, Joe, but he still hasn't done that yet.
Yeah, well, I'm working with what I've got here, Obama, and Rachel is probably gonna pop a full restore now, too. Oh, wait, she fucking did, for God's sake.
Donald, I think you should just switch Giratina out, to be honest, because spamming Earth Power and Aura Sphere isn't getting us anywhere, is it?
I refuse to do that, Joe. I can't be bested by a water dog when I have the literal devil out. Imagine what everyone will think of me if I get Giratina killed to a Suicune.
It's not like they could think any worse of you at this point, Donald. We've been asked to make a montage of every Pokemon you've gone and killed in this series, and I think that'll be the best video we ever make.
You will absolutely not be making that video, Obama, holy hell. I don't need you and Joe publicly advertising my shit Pokemon trainer skills by putting every Pokemon death into one clip. That would be so mean. And I'll consider that a form of bullying too.
What goes around comes around, Donald. And finally, you beat Suicune. Now, will you please swap Giratina out because we haven't got enough PP to deal with the Dusclops?
Joe, why did you put so much emphasis on saying PP?
Because you have in fact lost all Giratina's PPs, Donald. And now I suggest you send out Glally since it has Crunch.
What I want to know is, why wouldn't Getsis evolve
It's
this
Rachel
into a
Joe.
Dusknoir instead of keeping it as a Dusclops? That doesn't make sense.
Probably because Getsis. Oh, sorry, I mean Rachel Donald. Rachel here doesn't have any friends to trade his Dusclops with to evolve it into a Dusknoir.
Well, that's a completely understandable reason and valid point, Obama. Who would want to be friends with this person anyway? They can't even make their mind up on what gen.
Yes, all right, Donald, remember the channel.
Look, Donald, we've been burnt now because of Will-O-Wisp, and you haven't done any damage to Dusclops.
Well, it looks like it'll take a few more crunches before this thing dies, Joe. But you should be glad that none of our team has bit the dust yet. Isn't that a really good achievement from yours truly?
Once again, Donald, that isn't something we should particularly be celebrating. But if you can somehow make it through the entire Elite Four without losing a single Pokemon, then I'll catch an Arceus for you in Ultra Sun.
As much as I would love that, Obama. That would be broken as hell, and also I still promise Joe a Vanillux. Remember, so why don't you get him one of those instead?
Wow, Donald, I had actually forgotten all about that, actually. Good to know you're good at keeping promises as you choose.
Yeah, well, you better watch your tone, Joe, because I'm just as good at breaking promises as I am at making them. So don't get on my bad side. I think you should be my butler, actually. You can be Butler Biden.
That's the nice way of calling me Bitch Biden, though, isn't it, Donald? Let's be honest. And why the hell would I want to be your butler?
Because, Joe, if you don't do as I say, you won't get your shiny Vanillux.
The joke's on you, Donald, because Obama is playing next and he can overrule you.
To be fair, I can do that, Donald, and also probably will as well. Also, having a Vanillux in Alola just makes sense anyway, since it's so goddamn hot there.
All right, well, since you're playing dirty now, Obama, I'll also do the same here and send out Michelle #2 to deal with this whooper.
I don't care anymore, Donald, because I just remembered Miltank can learn Thunder and Rain Dance before the Elite Four battles. You need to teach both those moves to it.
Wow, it just got a crit on that whooper, too. Who knows, Obama, your wife might end up being the real MVP of this game in the end?
Hey, look, Donald, he's sending out a Genesect next, which is actually the perfect Pokemon for this guy, since Team Plasma were doing experiments on this Pokemon.
Yeah, they were Joe. And it's pretty messed up if you think about it. They attached that cannon on its back. So the proper Genesect would have looked a lot different without that on.
Shiny Genesect is one of my favorite Pokemon, though, boys, because it's red, and we all know why red is best, don't we?
Red is the color of the moron Donald, and it took you this long as well to realize that you could have sent out Victini to deal with this thing since it's bug.
Well, one of our lovely viewers who loves Ash Greninja, you know who you are, viewer, made a prediction and said that basically I'll get every member of our team to die in the Elite Four, and all that'll be left is Victini Joe.
Okay, well, if that prediction comes through, I'll make that viewer a permanent moderator of the channel, Donald. And talking about the channel, we recently hit 6,000 subscribers, so thank you all so much for the love and support on our videos.
Yeah, that's right, Obama. 6K is so huge, and we're getting ever closer to our goal of 10K subs. So please remember to hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoy our content.
Yeah, thanks everyone. And also well done for beating Getsis Donald. Although how comes there aren't any police here to arrest the guy, or is he allowed to just escape?
The law situation in Pokemon regions is something I think we as presidents should work on setting up properly, Joe.
Okay, well, Ann is being a freak again, boys, telling us what Zekrom is saying, apparently. I mean, you must have had a messed up childhood with zero contact with humans if you can understand Pokemon speech, isn't it?
Well, he did, in fact, have a very messed up childhood, Donald. And his father, who I'm guessing is Getsis, since they both have green hair, was a really messed up dad. I think Ann would have had a better life if Getsis went out for milk, but never came back.
Right, well, Donald, you've now beaten Team Plasma for the second time in a row, and we never have to deal with them again, thank God. Which means the only thing left to do here is head for Victory Road and the Elite Four boys.
Before we get to go through the gates, though, Obama the Freak has ambushed me again and wants to give us another sappy story, so we feel sorry for him. Well, that's not going to work on me, thank you very much.
You know, there is a slight split here because in the anime, En didn't like Pokemon battles, but in this game he goes on a rampage with his Zekrom or Reshiram and wants to battle us as well to see what kind of trainer we are.
Well, thank God we won't be seeing him again for a while because that guy would just not stop talking holy hell. But hey, this has to be one of the best badge gate checks in the series.
I think this is just silly, Joe. I mean, what's stopping someone from just using fly and flying over all this or just walking along the edge? There's not even anyone to stop you from doing that here, is there?
Donald, stop nitpicking over trivial things like this. You should be mentally preparing yourself to battle the Elite Four, you know.
Yeah, Obama's right, Donald. Their Pokemon is going to be in the level 60s, which is they're going to be the same as us probably, and I expect Iris to be close to level 70.
They can be level 3 billion for all I care, Joe. I will still win and put all the haters in their place who've all been saying I'm the most useless trainer and whatever other horrible things people have said to me. I will prove you all wrong.
Okay, well, level 3 billion is not possible, Donald, even with your Russian buddies you have. But we have some tough battles with these veterans now, by the way. And also one last rival battle, too.
Alrighty, let's see what this person has. And for the sake of time, I took the shortcut through Victory Road because I didn't want to chance it and possibly get another Pokemon killed. And since we've been uploading daily, it just makes things quicker for us, so we hope you all understand.
Wow, Donald, your Giratina, which is basically a god, was struggling to kill a puny little Nidorina. That makes me feel very hopeful for the Elite Four battles.
Yeah, not gonna lie, Donald, that doesn't exactly make me feel any better either, you know. How can Giratina take that long to kill a Nidorina like that?
Well, it's not exactly my fault, is it, Obama? I don't have any moves useful for ground, really, do I?
Actually, I know you taught surf to my wife, Donald. I mean Miltank, so you could have used that instead, you know.
Well, now look who's nitpicking Obama. But I did take your advice and teach Thunder and Rain Dance to Michelle #2, which was actually a big brain move, so I will thank you for that.
Wow, and Wartortle somehow survived that hit from Thunder. What the hell?
Yeah, Donald, this strat of yours could prove to be very risky because water-type moves are boosted in the rain, if I'm right in saying, and some Pokemon with Swift Swim would get a boost in speed too.
That's a risk I will unfortunately have to gamble with Joe because Thunder is our best chance at dealing with water types, and with Rain Dance up, it has a 100% accuracy boost. So in my view, I think that's worth it.
Okay, well, Jizzy Joe Biden will always be ready and waiting when you need to boost yourself, Donald. I keep my gold chains and Rolex and Dior sunglasses under my normal clothes like Superman.
Trust me, Joe, I doubt I'll need a visit from that tool again. But I do have a question for you both. Since this is probably going to be the team we take into the Elite Four, what are both your opinions on it?
Well, Donald, this team is basically being held together by the Band-Aid, which is Giratina and Victini. And that Band-Aid could still come off, so just because you have two legendaries doesn't mean you can get complacent.
Yeah, and it could come off right now. Donald in this battle with Hugh here because knowing him, he's going to go full terrorist on us with his electrode again.
Well, his first Pokemon is in fact you, Joe, so this one should be easy as pie to deal with. And I'm not worried about his electrode using self-destruct either, since I have Earth power and its defenses are trash.
He just used block on us, Donald, so we can't escape anymore. I don't think either for this turn or for the whole battle. I guess that move might work the same as Mean Look.
It's fine, Obama. A few Aura Spheres should do the job here anyway, since fighting is super effective against normal, and Joe here is just useless.
Donald, that Snorlax could end up killing Band-Aid #1 very soon with those crunches, since our special defense has dropped a lot now too, you fool.
Joe, I can also pop full restores like a bunch of acid tabs too, you know, just like how Hugh here is popping max potions. But you're right, actually. Another one of those crunches would have probably killed Giratina.
Oh, hey, check it, boys. He got himself an Ampharos. What a great Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Ampharos is one of those universally loved Pokemon, Obama. I haven't met anyone who doesn't like it, and if in fact you dislike Ampharos, then we are no longer friends.
Okay, Mr. I will just self-destruct is on the field now, Donald, so please don't get the whole team killed here.
Oh, great. He just used Levitate or whatever that move is to avoid ground-type attacks, boys. Just wonderful, isn't it?
Well, I mean, it is a pretty smart move, Donald, if you think about it. I would have done the same. And you gotta make do with what you've got when you have a piece of shit Pokemon like Electrode out.
Okay, Obama, well, his last Pokemon is an awesome one, let's be honest. God knows when he caught this thing, though, but sadly it's about to die to thunder from your wife.
How comes all the water types in this game are apparently just immune to thunder? What the actual hell? First that Wartortle and now this fellow.
Wow, so that took 3 thunders to actually take Blastoise out, boys. Donald, you better have some plan in place for real now. The Elite Four is going to be spamming full restores like nothing, I bet.
Have some faith, Joe. I beat everything so far, so how hard will the Elite Four actually be, let's be honest? And anyway, I already beat them all once before, remember, so big deal.
Okay, well, we finally made it, everyone, to the ultimate challenge of this series. In the next few episodes, we'll see if Donald will actually be able to finish this Nuzlocke Randomiser or if he'll just flop.
I'm not a Magikarp, Obama. I don't flop, but I think this here is a good point to end this episode anyway, boys. So thank you for watching, everyone, and remember to like the video and subscribe so you know when the next episodes will be out.
Yeah, none of you is going to want to miss Donald trying to battle this Elite Four, and hopefully the champion too, so stay tuned for part 11, everyone.
Donald, remember, as soon as you go through there, you won't be able to buy any more items, so I hope you've stocked up on everything you need.
Don't worry, Obama. We have your wife who can supply us with an unlimited amount of Miltank milk, LMFAO.
You didn't need to go that hard in on Obama like that, Donald. That was way too savage.
Hey, but it's a fact, Joe, and you know it too, but you won't admit it, so I said it for the both of us.
Okay, ladies and gentlebirds, here we are at the Elite Four, and God knows if Donald will make it through here alive. So please remember to hit that like and subscribe button if you want to help support our work. And remember, we're voices created with AI.
Yes, and the first member I shall be battling is Caitlin, boys, because of them all. She's the hottest one.
You mean to say she reminds you of a certain someone that rhymes with Bormy Panuels, right? Donald LMFAO. But anyway, please don't go and get any Pokemon killed, please.
Well, while she deflowers herself or whatever it is she does in this random rose thing, I just want to say I hope all our viewers and you two are proud of me for making it this far.
Donald, the funny thing is that none of us knows how you've managed to make it this far to begin with anyway.
Ha! Look at who I'm battling, Obama.
Oh, what the fuck, man? You just happen to be battling Rich Boy Joe of all people, like holy hell. Why did the game have to choose that name again? Sharon had that name way back at the first gym, and now Stormy here is also called Joe.
You're making it a lot worse for yourself by calling Caitlin Stormy Joe. But anyway, since this is a serious battle, I'll stop with the jokes for now anyway, and her first Pokemon is a Rufflet.
All right, Donald, we received lots of comments in the last episode as to why my wife is just useless as a special attacker, and it's because Miltank has a base stat of 40, which is just abysmal.
Yeah, that's pretty shocking, to be honest, and we thought our Miltank would be like Whitney's, but she's just a little cheating bitch anyway.
Well, this whole Thunder deal just makes sense then, boys. Thunder is like the most powerful electric type move, but Michelle here manages to get it nerfed somehow.
Yeah, with any other Pokemon, that Thunder would have killed Rufflet, but no. because Miltank is just a fat cow. We're now going to have to waste a turn whilst Caitlin uses a full restore.
All right, Donald, this is super embarrassing. You've named Michelle after a piece of trash Pokemon. I'm now more pissed off that you named my wife after a Pokemon that makes thunder hit like a goddamn tackle attack than it being a Miltank.
Yeah, can't deny that, Obama. I feel like every electric-type Pokemon is looking at us in sheer disbelief at how we've butchered their best move.
Oh, great. Now Rufflet has decided to use Whirlwind and throw Michelle out like the piece of garbage she's proving to be.
You should have switched straight into Glalie from the get-go, though, Donald, since Ice is super effective to Rufflet.
Yeah, but I thought it would have been way more fun to set up a rain dance and then use Thunder Obama. At least in my mind, that was a good idea, but today we've realized how trash Miltank is.
Wow, and her second Pokemon is an Ipom, which is just trash too, Donald. This first battle with Caitlin isn't exactly proving to be difficult. Is it, boys? We've had gym battles way more difficult than this.
Joe, don't open your mouth and jinx me anymore, thank you. Her next Pokemon could end up being some sort of toxic legendary Pokemon or something. And as far as I'm concerned now, we only have a team of 5 Pokemon.
Why don't you ask the viewers the question for this video, then Donald? Last time we asked them which Q-Rem type is their favorite, and obviously black is best.
Joe, you're such a child, but all right, Obama, the question for this video is what Steel-type Pokemon is your favorite and why? We have lots of contenders for this one, such as Skarmory or Steelix or even Aggron.
Aggron is goated Donald. I love that guy from Gen 3, but we also have Duraludon from the Galar region, which is a dragon and steel type too.
Raihan had one of those Obama, and it was his ace. I don't like it, though, since it just looks strange.
Well, it probably thinks the same about you too, Joe. I mean, I think that every time I look at you, and we've been together for ages now.
Donald, you could have probably killed this with Dragon Claw, so why are you wasting more time using Shadow Force like this? You're wasting PP every time you do that, you know.
Trust me, Obama, my PP is never wasted on anything.
Except Stormy.
Yeah, what was that, Joe?
Okay, Donald, time to concentrate because we're on to Caitlin's last Pokemon. Good job on getting through the first member of the Elite Four without anyone dying yet.
Hold your horses, Obama, because Donald's being dangerous again and sending out Michelle to deal with a drill burr. I know what he's thinking, but Miltank is just so bad it wouldn't surprise me if ground-type moves suddenly became super effective to it.
Well, I thought I'd give this stupid cow another go and see if it can redeem itself, Joe, but apparently not. It's just as shit as it was 5 minutes ago.
You know, I would have thought naming Hillary after Miltank would have suited your style more, Donald. I think you should change its name if it survives this run.
Good idea, Obama. Why didn't I think of that earlier? I can't wait to do that, actually. And then I'll personally invite Hillary on the show, which will surprise her, first of all, because she knows I can't stand her.
Okay, Donald, well done. That's 1 down and 3 left to go. Who are you going to go take on next?
Well, Joe, I think I'll take on my favorite member of this Elite Four, which is Marshall here, but I wonder what ridiculous name he's gonna have. If it's Joe again, I will actually scream.
Marshall definitely has the best entrance out of all the Elite Four members, that's for sure. He has some superhero landing entrance and just drops in like an absolute bomb.
Does he drop in like one of your Reaper drone
Joe, shut the hell up.
Yeah, Joe has become quite the savage the last 2 episodes, hasn't he, Obama? I have no idea where this is all coming from.
It's because I'm dropping my mixtape in 2024, boys. Jizzy Joe Biden is breaking into the hip-hop scene. And my first rap will be about you two. I'm living the thug life now.
Joe, your idea of living the thug life, as you put it, is switching from vanilla ice cream to strawberry.
Hey, on that point, Obama, one thing they should have done is made different flavors of Vanilux. They should have made a chocolate one and a strawberry one instead of boring old vanilla. They made multiple all-creamy versions, so they could have done the same with Vanilux too.
They probably did, Joe, until you came along and ate the drawings because you thought it was real ice cream, you buffoon.
Donald, I think the real buffoon is you right now since you're struggling to kill a silly little bronzer with Victini. I thought this was meant to be the victory Pokemon.
It's the loser Pokemon Obama.
I just want to say that I would have beaten this floating blue coin if Marshall hadn't been a little shit and used a full restore. I think the Elite Four get way too trigger happy when it comes to healing items.
Or you could have taught better moves, Donald. I'm surprised you haven't taught Flamethrower to Victini, actually.
Joe, I have Fire Blast on Victini, you monumental pleb. You can't get better than that.
Donald, look at Marshall's next Pokemon. It's a Pineco, and this thing might have self-destruct too, so be careful.
Oh yeah, I remember this from the anime, and I think even Brock caught one at one point too. I never liked it though.
And of course, this thing would just have to have sturdy 2 boys. But this reminded me of something, Donald. I know how you can beat Ultra Necrozma and Ultra Sun with a level 1 Rattata.
Joe, that isn't possible, you fool. You're just trying to pull my leg now.
No, I promise, just listen. All you do is get a level 1 Rattata and make it hold a focus sash and then make it learn Endeavor and quick attack. Then boom, 1-hit KO on Ultra Necrozma.
Donald, that would actually work, you know. Joe's right.
I'm still calling bullshit, Obama. There is no way that's possible. I mean, I'm struggling here with Victini to kill Pokémon, which I should be super effective against, and then Joe comes along with this Ponzi scheme of a battle strategy saying he can one-shot a literal god.
Okay, well, I am in fact playing Ultra Sun next, Donald, as you all know, so we will try out Joe's plan and see if it's possible.
Obama, you and Joe can take your little Ponzi scheme and shove it where the sun doesn't shine because I have actual important battles going on right now, like against this Metagross.
This Metagross is the only Pokemon that's worthy of being in this Pokemon League so far, boys.
And yet it was easier to take out than Bronzer and Pineco Joe, so what does that tell you?
That tells us that Donald is the most useless Pokemon trainer in existence, Obama. I think he's been devolving backwards instead of forwards all these years, too. If he makes it to 80, he'll be a Neanderthal.
Yeah, well, if you make it to 80 Joe, you'll evolve into one of those Oompa-Loompa people from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Hey, those guys could dance and carry a good tune, Donald, so I'll take that as a compliment.
Okay, boys, back to concentrating. Since Donald is about to take on the Dark-type Elite Four member Grimsley, let's see if this guy will have any Pokemon worthy for the Elite Four.
This guy will probably have useless Pokemon too, Obama. I expected to see some legendaries in here, but the best we get is a Metagross.
Okay, wow, his first Pokemon is a Blitzel Donald, which would be good if it was evolved, but we did use one of these in our Pokemon White playthrough back in the day.
And the Neanderthal is using his brain a little now, I see, and switching to Giratina since we have Earth power on him.
Joe, will you stop calling me a fucking Neanderthal? How am I one of those? There's a reason they went extinct and Homo sapiens took over.
Because it's funny watching you get mad, Donald, and you act like a Neanderthal too half the time anyway. A Neanderthal would have probably got the same amount of Pokemon killed in this playthrough just like you have.
Well, if you ask me, Joe, I think that's personally an insult to all Neanderthals. Those poor fellows don't need to have any relation to Donald, of all people, LMFAO.
Both of you shut the hell up because look who we have on the battlefield now, a goddamn Articuno?
You just had to open your big mouth, didn't you, Donald? You said there was no legendaries, and now look, we have this thing which is super effective against Giratina too. You know,
Calm your pants, Joe. Our team has the perfect Pokemon to deal with this Bluebird. We have Michelle and I will finally be able to use my Rain Dance and Thunderstrat to take a Pokemon out.
Yeah, Donald, I think Victini would be the better option here. Miltank is just a fat, useless piece of pink meat, and all it's good for is being on my dinner plate with some salad on the side and maybe a sticky toffee pudding for dessert.
I get mine cooked medium well, Obama. How about you?
I'd get mine as close to raw as possible, Joe, whatever that is. Probably medium.
I can't believe you two are discussing how you'd like Michelle cooked, boys, but of course you'd want her raw Obama. Heh heh heh.
Well, Donald, I can't believe your goddamn ego is getting in the way of this battle.
Donald, you're just the most useless thing to exist. You got Miltank killed, you fucking dumbass.
There is no way that just happened, holy hell.
Donald, I told you to use Victini first, you pumpkin. Why do you never listen?
Hang on, you two were just going on about what temperature you want Miltank cooked, and now I'm getting lectured on being a shit trainer. How does that work?
Because, to be fair, Obama did tell you to use Victini first, Donald, but you just had to use your nonsense strat, didn't you?
Okay, but how about you both look at it from this angle? Miltank died to an ice beam, which means it's probably frozen, which means it won't go off, so you can store it somewhere and eat Miltank whenever you want.
Donald, you're more demented than a Dementor. And by the way, you're an idiot as well, because fire moves have been weakened now, thanks to the Rain Dance, which you set up.
Donald is either just useless or he's trying to sabotage this run Obama. And we only have 2 trainers left to battle before we win this entire Nuzlocke too.
Yeah, Donald, even though we were shitting on Miltank, we didn't want it dead. We're now going into the champion battle if you make it that far with 5 Pokemon.
Obama, you said that we basically have a team of 5 Pokemon anyway, so how's this situation my fault? This is all your fault?
This is absolutely not my fault, Donald. You're the bumbling buffoon who's just trash at Pokemon battles and won't take your peers' advice because you have an ego the size of the galaxy, and now look.
Yeah, And that rain dance move was ridiculous too, Donald. And it makes you look even worse if you set that up and then started using fire moves, forgetting that they're weakened now. I don't think the words idiot, moron, or pleb ever had someone better than you to represent them.
All right, I'll take the first two, Joe, but I'm absolutely not a pleb. You're the pleb!
And 10 minutes later, you're still battling this goddamn Articuno Donald. You're just unbelievably bad that new words should be invented to describe this level of trash.
Okay, well, I just beat it, Obama, and you both gotta admit that you're proud I've somehow made it this far, isn't it? I bet you're proud.
I'm proud of myself, Donald, that I haven't found a cliff yet and walked straight off it with how you've been playing.
And I'm proud I haven't ripped out my last remaining hair strands, Donald. This series ending will be better for my mental health, that's for sure.
Okay, well, you two didn't need to make me feel this bad about myself, and look, Grimsley's on his last Pokémon now, too. So at least that's one good thing, isn't it?
You're just so lucky his last two Pokemon just so happened to be weak to Fire Donald. He could have had some crazy shit, but instead the game felt bad for you and gave you a Cottony and Deerling to battle.
Yeah, this is just sad now, Donald. Even the game is feeling bad for you and giving you easy battles.
The game is not feeling bad for me, Joe. It's feeling bad about itself for making me fight that hacked Articuno and killed Miltank in the process.
All right, Jesus Donald, we only have one member left now, so please can you try make it through Chantal's battle without another member being sent to Mistralton Tower?
Trust me, Obama, this spooky ghost lady ain't gonna be taking out any of our team now. We got rid of that trash cow, and at the end of this series, us three can sit down together and have Ceylon and his two brothers prepare us a lovely Miltank steak.
Hey, look, she has her own Pixar lamp.
Joe, that's not a Pixar lamp. If anything, it reminds me of that lamp that witch has at the end of Spirited Away.
That's one goated movie, Obama, and if anyone thinks otherwise, I will permaban you from existing.
Alrighty, Donald, here we go battling Esteban, apparently. So let's make this a clean, quick battle with no deaths, all right, bro?
Look at her, she's already crying, Joe, because she knows I will win and she'll lose. No need to worry, boys, I got this.
Okay, well, her first Pokemon is a Krokorok Donald, and having Miltank here would have been useful since Surf would have one-shot this thing probably.
This is Miltank, you're talking about Obama. It would have done absolutely nothing to it.
Okay, but it seems Pidgeot here is on some roids or something, boys, because how did you manage to one-shot this Krokorok Donald?
Because, Joe, I'm just the best and amazing and more goated than LeBron James.
Oh, dear Lord, look what her next Pokemon is, Donald.
Oh, what the fuck? Come on, man, this game is trolling now.
All right, Donald, at least you don't have any stupid strats anymore to use, so just end this shit with Victini. I don't need to have a season 2 of Donald struggling to kill an Articuno with a fire type of all things.
That makes two of us, Obama, actually, because I also don't need a season 2 of that crap again either. The first time was bad enough.
Okay, well, here we go again, boys. Articuno, the troll, is back at it.
Wow, this one had a citrus berry too and somehow survived a critical hit from Victini. What in the actual hell is going on with these Articunos, boys? Out of the 3 legendary birds, it's apparently the worst, but now I'm confused.
Okay, well, at least she didn't use a full restore here, Donald. Otherwise, this thing would have probably used agility like the last one did and kept on outspeeding us like the troll it is.
If Iris has an Articuno too, Donald, I'm leaving, because that would just be the most trolliest thing ever, even more than your Pokemon battling skills.
Joe, there's nothing trolley about my Pokemon battle skills, thank you very much.
Yeah, Joe, he's just naturally a trash Pokemon trainer.
Alrighty, look boys, we have a Hydreigon out on the field now, but luckily we have a super amazing ice type of our own being Hillary here, and normally I would be taking the piss because I named her after an ugly as hell Pokemon, but Glalie has proven to be a valuable member of this team.
Yeah, I bet Hillary would be proud that she was part of the team that could potentially win a Nuzlocke with you as the main player, Donald. I think we should tell her.
I think that's a terrible idea, Joe, because she'll just take all the credit for it and say I only won because she was on the team. Otherwise, I'd have lost this Nuzlocke ages ago.
Yeah, and then they'd fight Joe, and I'd like to end this hell trip of a Pokemon series on a positive note with us beating the Elite Four and champion without any drama.
Okay, boys, here we go, battling the final Pokemon of the Elite Four now, and it's a goddamn Mothim of all things. This is not exactly how I wanted the final battle with the Elite Four to be.
Yeah, a level 56 Mothim, holy hell. Well, at least there's absolutely no way I lose to this piece of trash Pokemon. And by the way, boys, I have a little thing to show you both before this episode comes to an end. And our viewers too, actually.
All right, well, Donald, you actually beat the Elite Four, and now what's this thing you want to show us?
Well, Joe, a viewer of ours sent me a drawing they made over on Discord. Check this out, it's the best thing ever.
Holy smokes, that is the best thing ever, Donald. Look, they drew us 3, and also the first 3 Pokemon we caught on this Nuzlocke.
Yeah, I want to thank Danny for drawing this for us, and we loved it so much we changed our YouTube profile pic to this drawing.
It's a great drawing, Danny. And we love receiving art, by the way. So if anyone else wants to draw us stuff, then check the Discord link in the video description to join our server, along with some of our friends who also make content, and then you can DM us anything you make.
And on that happy note, it's time we end this episode, everyone. The next one will be the final episode of this series, and Donald will be taking on the champ, so please remember to like and sub if you enjoy our content.
All right, everyone, and welcome to the finale of our Pokemon Black 2 Nuzlocke, which is a shorter episode than normal, since all I have left to do is take on Iris. So please remember to like and subscribe, and let's get this show on the road, boys.
Yeah, and remember, we're voices created with AI. But anyway, here we go with our team of 5 Pokemon, since Michelle got taken out by an Articuno in the last episode. So let's see if you can actually beat this Nuzlocke, Donald, or if this is the end.
Well, Obama, this is the end regardless, since we can't do anything else after this other than going through the Black Tower, but fuck all that. That place is not for Nuzlockes.
Yeah, agreed, Joe. We won't be going through there. This is the final battle of this series, and after releasing the full movie, we'll be heading to the Alola region, where Obama is going to take on the Island Kahunas.
Okay, I went to church last night and prayed to the almighty Arceus, Zeus, Jesus, and every other god that you actually win this thing, Donald. I even sacrificed some goats to the Mayans.
I personally think Iris is a mediocre champion, but I love her battlefield. Getting blasted into space is what it feels like to me.
The only thing getting blasted right now, Obama, is Iris when I beat her. And look, her first Pokemon is a Gardevoir. Not a bad Pokemon at all, let's be honest.
Yeah, and it's a female one too, Donald, so I bet that makes you happy, doesn't it?
Joe, please don't start that again. This is the final episode, and we need the old whale here to concentrate before he goes and gets any more Pokemon killed.
Well, if he had a brain, Obama, he'd have switched out to Giratina and taken this thing out with one Shadow Force. I mean, I would have done that.
Yeah, I could have done that, Joe, but I felt since this is the last time we'll use this team, then I should make the most of it and use all of them.
Normally, I'd agree with that, Donald, but with your current track record and with this being a Nuzlocke too, I'd rather you not play like an idiot and actually play using real strats.
All right, well, I just took her first Pokemon out, Joe, with Pidgeot. So now we have 5 Pokemon each, which I think is a great start here. Pidgeot is just too good, don't you both think?
Holy hell, Joe, look what her next Pokemon is. It's one of your favorites.
OMG, I love Iris so much. She has a Vanillish, and now I'm just the happiest person in the world.
Yeah, we'll make the most of seeing it, Joe, because it's about to die here.
You know, Donald, if this Vanillish were to take out our entire team, then I wouldn't mind at all. In fact, I would be happier about it.
All right, Donald, just for Joe's stupid demand, murder this Vanillish brutally and without mercy with Fire Blast.
Done, Obama! Joe, I'm sorry, but first of all, she hasn't even evolved Vanillish into a Vanillux, which is just stupid, and this Pokemon is just garbage anyway. I know we promised you one, but still it's garbage.
Yeah, well, when you get my shiny one in Pokemon Ultra Sun, Donald, I'll make sure Obama shows you how good it'll be. I bet it could one-shot Ultra Necrozma, too.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, just like your little Rattata can, isn't it, Joe? Just more pointless bullshit from you as usual. But anyway, her third Pokemon is an Electric, which is pretty cool, and one of your favorite Pokemon, Obama.
I'm so going to prove you wrong about that, Donald, when we get to that point in Ultra Sun.
Yeah. All right, Obama, I'm still calling bullshit. Regardless, I'm looking forward to heading to sunny Alola. I feel like Unova has been quite dark and serious compared to that place.
Clearly, you're not being serious right now, Donald, since you forgot that Electric here has the Levitate ability.
Doesn't matter, Joe. And that was Obama's fault anyway for distracting me with nonsense about your stupid rat Pokemon.
You know, Electric is so awesome because it has like no weaknesses, boys. I know there are some other Pokemon like that too. And by the way, are you going to ask the question for this video, Donald?
Yeah, I wasn't going to Obama, but since this Electric seems to be tanking my hits, I'll ask our viewers the question. And for this video, everyone please comment down below what your favorite water-type Pokemon is. I can't even remember if I asked this one, but regardless, let us know.
The best water-type Pokemon is Kyogre Donald, although I like Empoleon from Sinnoh too, and Feraligatr from Johto.
Swampert is still the GOAT though, boys, and don't forget it. And also, look, Joe, Her next Pokemon is a Licky Licky, and this Pokemon is absolutely Donald L.M. Fail.
Holy smokes, you're right, Obama. If Gumshoosh didn't exist, then this Pokemon would definitely be you, Donald. I remember the Licky Licky from the Darkrai movie, which turned into a human, and that guy also reminded me of you.
How the hell do I look like this fat pink trash Obama? I mean, just look at it then, look at me.
Yeah, sorry, Donald, I'm having a really hard time telling the difference between you and this Licky Licky. I think I'd need a magnifying glass to tell the difference.
Yeah, even a DNA test would show the same genes between you both, Donald.
All right, well, look, boys, it just died, so there. Licky Licky is just trash, and you know it. I doubt there's anyone who has an affinity to this pink chunk. I mean, why would anyone want to use this to begin with?
Oh, shit, all right. Donald, joke time's over now because Iris has a fucking Registeel next. This Pokemon is a defensive tank and probably one of my favorites out of the Reggie trio.
Donald, you stupid ape. Why didn't you send out Victini here to deal with Registeel? Fire Blast would have destroyed it easily.
Because Obama, I just realized we've had Bastiodon all this time, and I never even used it once in the Elite Four, so I thought I'd bring it out now before we won't see it again.
Okay, fair enough, Donald, but why did you name it Bushy? What does that name even mean?
To be honest, Joe, it was the first name that came to my mind when I was naming it. Don't ask me what it means either, because I have absolutely no idea.
All right, Donald, we've all been in that situation and named a Pokemon the first thing that comes to our heads, but I do have to say that bushy is the last word I'd use to describe Bastiodon. It's literally the opposite of bushy.
Guys, why does Registeel keep using Lock-On like that and then does nothing else after? I thought it would use Lock-On and then Zap Cannon or Hyper Beam, but apparently not.
Imagine if it had Fisher or something, though, boys. A Lock-On and Fisher combo would be so toxic and deadly, I wonder if that's even possible.
I'm sure it is, Joe. Lock-On means that the next move is guaranteed to hit, and Fisher only has a 30% accuracy rating, I think, but if it hits, then it's immediately a one-hit KO move.
Talking of accuracy, boys, I've been getting super lucky with these Fire Blasts. I can't remember what the accuracy is for it, but I know it's not 100%.
Yeah, good job, Donald. And now we're on to Iris's final Pokemon of the series. And unless it's something super strong, I think it's safe to say that you've gone and won this battle.
OMG, it's a goddamn Eevee, boys. Well, I think this concludes this battle then, doesn't it, everyone? I'll even say well done before the battle officially finishes to you, Donald, since even with your track record, there's no way you lose to an Eevee.
Yeah, and I didn't even need to use any healing items at all in this battle, boys, because I'm just a pro. But anyway, I think this means I've won the Nuzlocke, doesn't it? Hooray for me!
Yeah, well done, I guess, too, Donald. You actually won your first Nuzlocke, but you also got super lucky that Iris had a mid-team, let's be honest.
Either way, I was going to win if she had a full team of Mewtwo's, Joe, because I'm just the GOAT. And also, we did have some comments saying that we should have set the Nuzlocke to only allow trainers to use fully evolved Pokemon at a certain point. But we didn't know this was a thing. So in the next one we do, we will make sure that setting is activated.
Yeah, we will make sure that setting is activated, but since this was our first Nuzlocke, please give us a break on that point. We still had fun playing this game, and I know lots of you enjoyed watching us play it too, and mainly watching Donald get almost every Pokemon we catch killed.
I'm just so entertaining, Obama. What else is there to say about myself? But anyway, here we go, boys. Time for me to enter the Hall of Fame, because Unova now has a new champion again.
He actually somehow made it in here. Obama, can you believe it? I'm literally shocked still.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would have expected this from the graveyard amount of Pokemon you've gone killed since the beginning, Donald. But here we are, I guess. I bet they had to add a new floor to Mistralton Tower for all the Pokemon you sent there in the last month.
Nah, Obama, they had to send Pokemon over to Lavender Town in Kanto and bury them there because Donald took up all the space in Unova.
Okay, you two very funny now. Will you at least be happy about the Pokemon that survived this run and which are now getting immortalized into the Pokemon Hall of Fame?
Yeah, okay, Donald, but I'm just going to say that without Victini and Giratina, you probably wouldn't have won this LMFAO. I guess it's true, though, what they say about Victini. It is indeed the victory Pokemon.
Yeah, aside from the fat fucking cow, which we'll be cooking later, this was a solid team. So well done, Donald. You actually did something useful for once.
Joe, watch your mouth, my guy. It's still named after my wife, so you can't be calling Miltank that, even if it was the most useless member we probably had along with that Archon.
That Archon was the worst Obama. It lasted like 5 minutes and died in the same episode we caught it in. But anyway, boys, I guess this is the end of our Pokemon Black 2 Nuzlocke. We hope you all enjoyed watching it, so please remember to like and subscribe so you stay up to date with the rest of our shenanigans.
Yeah, one thing before we go, we recently made a poll regarding which starter Pokemon you'd like to see us use in our playthrough of Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon. So please check out our channel and vote for which one you'd like.
Oh, hey, look, we're getting a welcome party from the other Elite Four members first, though, boys. How nice of them. The Elite Four members from the other regions never did this for us.
Yeah, because they all got salty that they lost to a 10-year-old literally, whilst this Elite Four have been humbled by yours truly, Donald J. Trump.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the reason, Donald. They've been humbled by you of all people, uh-huh.
Okay, this really is the end now, folks, so we'll see you all in the Alola region from Monday, we hope. Have a great weekend and Happy New Year, too.